Call 1-844-541-2087.
You can't.
Oh, the baby. That's what I thought too when I first read it. I'm like, wait, how old's the mom? When the mom turns 14, they guarantee her a job.
Damn it, I'm jealous of that baby.
That's what I thought you might be.
This really happened. How is this my life right now? I didn't know I was going to have a baby in there. I was going to the restroom.
I realized, oh my gosh, this is happening. I'm going to give birth in a Chick-fil-A bathroom.
We're going to do something great, but we're going to do it right here. And
it's like Digital Underground. Once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. Once dropped a kid in a Chick-fil-A bathroom. You got to update it. I mean, that song's old too.
Right now.
And I just had I had no hesitation.
I hear a high-pitched screaming, and I'm like, okay, this is serious. This is happening. And I get on the phone.
Listen, I've had 3 children. Never have I been in a situation with any of them where, and my daughter was a month early, right? But I was never in a situation where like, oh my God, it's coming right now. I always put these people in the category of people who don't know they're pregnant.
Know they were pregnant.
Like they're so not in tune with what's going on. Like, how do you... And I guess Seth Meyers, this just happened to him. Like, they were going to the hospital, and his wife had the baby in the lobby of their building.
Right,
because it just happened. So
I think maybe that just happens for some people.
Yeah, some ladies just have a big canal.
Clearly, it does just happen.
Just
but
gets out there.
If you're at a chick... First of all, I didn't
Did she
know...
have the spicy chicken sandwich? Is that what triggered it?
She didn't say. First of all, I didn't know people ever ate inside Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
I thought they just go through the drive-thru. I don't even know why they have a lobby at those places, or dining room.
They do a great job with that drive-thru, though, because you see that line, and it's super long, but they get you right through.
And in the summer, they'll send people out to take your
With
order in
iPad.
your car.
Yeah. Oh, they'll do that all year round now, because they'll have like 2 people taking orders, and you can pay right there, and they're just pushing people
They
through.
got a system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. And I forgot how much I love it, but Chick-fil-A is garbage compared to Halo Burger. We stopped off at a Halo Burger on our way up to the lake house. Oh, my God. I don't even know if they have in Ohio. They're in Michigan. So good. Chick-fil-A is garbage compared to Halo Burger.
Wait, do they have chicken?
They got everything.
All right,
They got Boston coolers. They go, oh, it's so good.
What's a Boston cooler?
That's a Michigan thing.
Blasphemy.
It's like a Verner's milkshake.
Okay.
It's still good.
That sounds gross.
Pardon me. What's a Verner?
I don't know.
It's ginger ale. It's like the old person's ginger ale where all your taste buds are gone, so it has to burn a little bit.
That's a Michigan thing. You can't breathe as you're drinking it, or it'll.
Yeah, I don't like burners.
I like
My dad
Vernors
always
a lot.
liked burners growing up, and I was just like, this is like the gasoline of soda.
But it just tastes like regular ginger ale. It's got a little kick to it. But,
Not when you're a little kid. When you're a little kid and you try and drink burners, it is.
All right, Better Call Saul, the brand new season. I was thinking it starts end of August. Even better, it starts a week from today, Monday, August 6th. 9 o'clock is when the new season of Better Call Saul, Season 4, will premiere over on AMC. I will give you Season 3 on DVD, all the extras, get you caught up. And WMMS is the only station in Cleveland that is sending you to the exclusive Better Call Saul party. That'll go down on location where they shoot in New Mexico. So go to WMMS.com, get to the contest tab, and there's a shot for you to get to that Better Call Saul party in Albuquerque, okay? But 1 week from tonight, 9 o'clock AMC, new season of Better Call Saul. Season 3 for you here on DVD. Caller 11, good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
He keeps his emergency bug-out bag in his trunk. Unfortunately, it contains only Pez, comic books, and moist towelettes. The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
God, almost August. Ugh.
Right?
Oh, man.
Summer's ending.
Yeah, well, you know.
I love fall, though.
Yeah, if we had it anymore, it would be great.
I know.
It's 80, and then it rains for 2 weeks, then it's winter. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I used to love fall, you know?
Yeah.
But who knows? I'll have more Corona Cruise tickets for you all this week around 5:20. And then Saturday night, if you're planning ahead, will be our last ticket stop. I will be your host at Around the Corner there in Lakewood from 9 to 10 o'clock with a handful of winners to join us last minute. And then August the 11th, we will go out on the Corona Cruise, the 6th annual, with the fine folks of the Nautica Queen. We'll have Corona specials. We'll have food that's awesome. Yachtly crew will play live. We will all be there. And we'd love to have you along, but you have to win your way on. So, did we try to FaceTime you on Friday night for the bar crawl, by the way?
Yeah, I was expecting a call maybe like 9 or 10. I think it was like 11. I passed the F out.
Oh,
so
okay.
I apologize. That was on me.
All right.
We did try though. We
I
called.
fell right asleep.
We called.
Was
All
watching
right.
a little Indigo Traveler on YouTube and then passed out.
I gotta say, I felt like Friday night's bar crawl, and they're always fun. I felt like it was a bit more subdued than they've been in the past. Did you feel that, or was it just me? I didn't feel like some
Subdued?
some bar crawls that we have, and it's always, you know, a ton of people come out. But some of those bar crawls that we do, it just feels like it's a rolling
Like rowdy.
thunder of people going like woo, you know,
Yeah.
myself included. And Friday night just kind of felt like people hanging out, having drinks.
It's probably because I wasn't there. I mean, overall, that's my opinion of it.
Well, because your husband was there,
Yeah,
so
I
that
know.
was a nice cameo there.
He told me that he was gonna.
He walked
step
up
out.
and he goes, "Hey, I go, this is a bold move, bro."
Proxy Erica.
What do you mean bold move? He
like-
hangs out in Lakewood.
I
so-
know, but I just thought it was funny that you couldn't be there, and he rolls up.
Well, here's the thing. I could have been there. I
Yeah.
just could not have been there the entire time.
I see.
And I don't want to promise something to a client and then not be able to do the full
I understand.
time. So
So that explains why he was using your walker then.
no.
Oh, all right.
He was
I had a
at home
blast.
with me.
I thought it was.
No.
I wouldn't say rowdy, but it was. I mean, there was a lot of people.
Yes.
Like,
I
that was
love
the thing
seeing
too.
all the shirts.
Yeah, there was a lot of real good shirts. I need to do an Instagram. What's that? Like where you put in your like not a story, but you can save the
Highlights.
story. Yeah, highlight. I need to do a highlight of all the shirts that people made because there were some good ones.
Made their own shirts.
There was Ed, who is a regular in the chat. He had one that was a picture of us from an appearance I did years ago.
That he hung on to.
Yeah, and then it said "Creepy Hugs, everyone."
Yeah.
And then there was one that this girl Alex, she took all these different pictures of me and cut them out, and then wore like a red, white, and blue.
She was
shirt.
the one that had that. Okay.
Yeah, and she
She had the
the
little feeler. What do they call them?
I don't even know. what
There's
the-
like, I don't know, those little springy animals.
Yeah.
Things,
It had
like
Bill's
antennas.
face on
Martian
them.
antenna.
Yep. Yeah,
All
like
right.
that with my faces on them. Like so,
That
she
was
went all out,
amazing.
and then there was Shane. He had a bunch of my quotes written in like marker all over a shirt. So I really appreciated the effort. And then Joe, who is the guy that does all the photoshops for us.
Yeah.
He had one that was just like different colors of me.
Little red,
Yeah.
white, and blue billheads on his shirt.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. No, it was fun. It's always fun. It's just some of them, they just feel real balls to the wall, and other ones, it just felt like just more kind of
There were
people
6
kicking
bars.
around. And,
That's
Yeah.
why.
What do you mean that's why?
There was.
Well, we were at like a place for. As soon as we got there,
Oh,
it
I
felt
see
like we
what
had
you
to
mean.
leave.
It was
I
6
see what
bars.
you
It was
mean.
like
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom.
Right.
Like 6 bars in 4 hours. That's a lot.
True. Yeah. But it was fun.
It was
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah. My Uber ride home was a guy in a Jeep Wrangler. These things ride like they have no shocks.
Yeah, no.
So it was a
Rough.
good thing I wasn't drunk. I literally had like 2 beers and 2 shots all night, so I was not drunk.
I love it. I love that about a Jeep Wrangler.
Oh, God.
I want to bounce around.
Not in the back seat. It might be fun to drive, but it's like, bro, we going out to the dunes or what? You know?
That's also such a fuel, like the fuel efficiency on a Jeep Wrangler is so terrible. To like drive that around as like a transport is ridiculous.
yeah, they should
guess.
Like, if you're-
probably drive a Jeep Compass from Claiborne. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, just if you're trying to make money doing Uber, you're not going to make any money when you're paying.
Oh, they guzzle gas?
Yeah, it's like 12 miles per gallon in a Wrangler.
Well, if it's your only car, I mean,
Yeah.
I understand. But
I want a Rubicon. That's my next car.
yeah, James got
Jeep
one
Rubicon.
of those.
Okay.
James Douglas got.
Yes.
Yeah, oh, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's a nice vehicle.
all right.
You can do all the, the off-roading, all that fun stuff, but it still rides very smoothly.
Yeah, my wife has a Renegade Trailhawk, and it's got a dial.
Love that one, too.
It's got a dial that you just turn to rocks, snow, sand.
Yeah.
I'm like, we got to use that sometime.
I have that on
We
my
got to go
car.
drive on some rocks. But yeah, it was fun. So thanks to everybody who came out. It was a lot of fun.
Was
and-
it a lot of red and white or a lot of Bill Squire? Like, what was the main...
I would say the main was
Thing.
like what I noticed were like the Bill Squire.
I think it was
shirts.
mostly Bill shirts.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
Bill shirts, like a lot of shirts from the past that I've sold.
Cool.
And then
I wore my red Pumas. That
Yeah.
was the best I could do.
There you go.
On such short notice.
I was Bill, so I didn't have to
On
wear
such
red or
short
white.
notice, we haven't been promoting it for a while. Or
Well, the
anything.
thing is, now that we're done with the show at 6, I was like, this will be great when we do these 8 o'clock appearances. We'll have time, whatever. I was here doing post-show stuff so friggin' long
Yeah.
that I'm like racing home. The Uber guy gets there like when I'm switching my skibs out. I literally just grabbed my red Pumas and got into this guy's car.
Yeah.
To get down to Lakewood.
It's almost not even worth it to go home in between, just to go get something to eat and then go.
Well, but I didn't want to drive my car. I wanted to Uber.
Oh, yeah,
because I
that's
didn't know
true.
how crunk I was going to get.
Did you get crunk?
I did not. No, like I said, 2 beers, 2 shots. So by the time I got my Uber home, I was feeling fine.
Yeah.
You know?
I had more than that, but I wasn't hungover. I actually
I
did a
think
pretty good
Pound Cake
job.
may have been the drunkest.
Did you win the bar crawl?
I was the drunkest.
Pound Cake was gone.
I was the drunkest.
I didn't see you guys. Once I got to...
He was standing there by himself dancing,
Oh,
like
nice.
just looking
Yeah.
up and shaking.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good.
When we were around the corner, I saw you guys for a moment, and that was like it.
I don't even.
Like I talked to Alan for a little bit, but you were just not there.
This is how
Like,
drunk I was because I become a bad friend when I'm drunk. Poor Matitude.
You're the worst friend when you're drunk, by the way.
He got done with a gig and
You
he
were glazed my entire 30th birthday
I know.
party. Like he didn't even remember being in any of the photos that were taken of him.
He called me a lousy friend. And I was like, I'm not a lousy friend. I was like, what did I do that was lousy? He was like, dude, I was coming to meet you at around the corner after I got done with my gig, and you were already in your Uber on the way home. So he went.
Oh, he came to see you, and you were
Yes.
ducked out.
Wow.
He was gone. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
I was like, ooh. I was like, you know what? Dinner on me. I
Did
was
you
like,
say a listener jumped in your Uber on the way home too?
oh my God. Yes. So my friends and I we're all there. We're all drinking. This is the end of the night, so we're like, okay. So at this point, we're all done. We have to leave because my one friend, I was drunk, but my one friend could barely stand. So we have to leave right now. So that was part of the reason why Matitude, didn't see me there, because we had to get him home right away. And there's like this guy standing up against the wall. I'm talking to my group of friends, not really ignoring him, but he was just like there. We took some pictures. It was fine.
This was inside or outside on the street?
This is outside.
You're waiting for the Uber.
No, this is in the patio area still.
Oh, out back, yeah, okay.
Around the corner. I haven't called the Uber.
Because it was
the Uber
intermittently
yet.
raining all night, too.
Yes.
So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So we were up against the wall, and then I'm like, okay, guys, let's go. I call my Uber. I don't even look behind me because my friends were kind of like in front of me. So as we're going out to meet the Uber, all my friends are accounted for. The three of us are like, okay, we're good to go. Then one door opens. This person gets in the passenger seat, the listener. I'm like, okay, so I'm like, maybe I'm like misremembering. I know I'm drunk. I look at my friend. I'm like, did you invite him? She's like, no, I thought you invited him. I'm like, so I guess we're going to my house. So we're on the way.
This was someone that you hadn't had a conversation
And
with?
you just left with him in the...
Yeah.
You didn't say, get out of my car?
Yeah, why don't you say, what are you doing here? This is my Uber home. And also...
Well, you split the fare then.
Yeah, why is your immediate transaction going, oh, I guess this guy's coming to my house? What do you mean? I would think, oh, we're going to drop this guy off on the way.
I really didn't want to make an issue because at first when we
What do you
we had
mean?
already because we were already driving down the road when I looked at my
so you
friend.
say, where do you live, stranger?
But he's blotto. He's barely...
I just love that
this
the
is the
assumption
point of
is,
his
well,
story.
this guy's coming home with me. He's in the Uber on our way home.
Right, but Pound Cake's half underwater, so he's like, okay, you know how like you're just kind of in that dreamland vibe. You go in your head, there's a guy I don't know who's in my Uber riding with me right now. That's where he was.
And we had talked to him like occasionally, but it was never to the point of, hey, you should come to the after party and kick it with us at my house. It was never that situation. So,
And there wasn't even really an after party happening. You were going home to pass out.
Well, it was a little after party, but like we
okay,
didn't
so
tell him that.
that makes you an even worse friend to Matitude.
By the way, Pound Cake's after party is chicken tenders and basketball wives on repeat.
No, not with
hey,
my
after
friends
parties
there.
take many different forms.
Yeah.
But I was just so shocked. I'm like, what world is it where you just invite yourself? I've been plenty drunk many times where I've never invited myself into a
Maybe
situation
he
to go
wasn't
home.
inviting himself. Maybe he genuinely needed a ride home, but
No,
you didn't let him
no.
split the
So
fare.
so wait. Okay. So did you eventually kick him out of the car?
No,
He rode with you to your house.
To my house.
All right.
And
And then you have nothing to complain about.
You can't complain.
Would have been a better story if you had kicked him out halfway.
I kicked him out when he got to my house. I'm like, okay. He tried to come in the garage and hit the blunt and all this stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
It was a Pound Cake hanger-on.
He tried to hit the button.
The
tried
blunt.
to hit the blunt.
Is this a regular that has come to a lot of the bar crawls, or do you not?
Never seen him before in my life.
Okay.
So, more reason to say, excuse me, sir, in my Uber, where do you live?
I said this. I'm trying to be as polite as possible because, like I said, I don't.
Why?
Because I don't want an issue. I'm drunk. I don't want some hangers on. Like, just like,
Right,
I
he
don't
could
want an
stab
issue.
him for
But
all
you're
he
not
knows.
being mean if you say, hey, dude, where you live? We're going to drop you off on the way.
I did say that. I said, hey, where do you live? He said he lived past around the corner. So we were going in the opposite direction of where he lived.
So he probably lived in walking
He
distance
lived within
of around the corner.
Yes, he lived within walking distance. We're going the opposite direction. I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, listen. I was like, these guys are staying the night at my house. I was like, I don't know if I have a place for you. So I was like, you can call.
Now you're considering allowing him to stay
You
the
didn't
night?
let me finish. I said, I don't have a.
What is happening?
No, let him tell the story.
No, I said, I don't have a place for you.
Maybe it will all become clear in the denouement of his story.
No, I said, I don't have a place
The
for
last
you.
line is, and he turned out to be Kaiser Soze the whole time.
No, I said, I don't have a place for you. You'll have to call an Uber when we get to my
And
house.
then I killed him and buried him out back.
That's right.
No.
What? My friends won't help me roll up a drifter in a rug? Dicks. All right, go ahead.
You know, we get to my house. I'm like, look, you got to call an Uber. Like, these
You
guys
gotta
are staying-
call another Uber.
Yeah, you hopped in the car unannounced, uninvited, so you're going to call an Uber home. And then I'm like, look, you could come in. I will give you some water. Like, here you go.
Is he
That
blotto? Is he
Uber.
super hammered?
But
I
none
don't
of
know,
the
I
thing,
didn't
but
care.
none of the things that you're telling him give him any indication that you want him to go. You're like, if you come in, I'll give you some water. If you're gonna fall over, there's my couch.
I'm
he
overly
thinks
polite.
this is an oasis.
I'm overly polite.
Since when and why are you overly polite
When
in that
did you
situation?
become overly polite?
Because you're always the guy that will just tell people exactly how you feel right when you feel it.
You're well known for being underly polite.
Not true.
And for the record, if I had just jumped in your Uber and you didn't want me to come over that night, you would be kicking a bitch out the passenger
You
passenger
are,
door.
first of all, you are my friend, and that would never happen. This dude, I don't know how he thought that he was just invited. Like,
I just don't know how you let him get all the way to your house.
We were
Yes.
already driving. Like, we were
You
already
can just say-
Turn around!
Okay, but wait a second though.
It's maddening. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So the Uber, doors shut, on the road, driver thinks the guy's with you.
But
How
I thought
far?
he was.
How far have you gone before you thought he was what?
I thought he was with us at first because I thought my friend invited him. So I'm looking. I'm like,
You thought your friend invited him.
I thought
so.
she
Then you
did.
said to your friend, and she goes, "I didn't invite this guy."
Exactly.
Okay.
and so it was a confusion.
At what point is that? Where are you at that point?
So was he trying to hook up with your friend? Is that what his goal was?
Maybe that would make sense because every time like we would like go into another room, he would follow. I'm like, all right, Uber, call that Uber. Is it on its way? Like the Uber.
Right, and then when he's in with you in the Uber, you do nothing. You allow him to come to your house to see
that
where
was
you live.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I didn't want a problem. I'm like, all right, here we go. So, but I'm like, okay, you call Uber, and then on the way out, he was like, sorry, I didn't mean to impose. I'm like, what? you jumped. It wasn't enough to jump into the Uber. You weren't
At least he
imposing then.
apologized.
You come to my house.
It's just that you
wasn't impo-
never tried to stop him until you got to the house.
Like I said, I was drunk, I was confused, and I just was so floored that somebody would think.
235. Get a lot of use out of that.
Yeah.
I was drunk and confused.
I was just so floored that someone that didn't get a formal invitation about coming to my house would actually
Formal invitation.
Oh my God, you
It's
think
wax
that's bad?
sealed.
Let me tell you my story. I took an Uber home, went in the kitchen, had 2 cold chicken fries from Burger King, and went to bed.
I went
Bill,
home.
can you
Wow.
believe that?
I went
night.
home and ate all the lasagna because I was pretty drunk, and that saved my
Lasagna?
life. Yeah, Grandma had made some lasagna earlier in the week, and I
Yeah.
I heated it up.
Bill's nickname is Drunk Garfield.
And I hate Mondays.
And yet here you are. Good for you. So at what point does he finally leave your house?
like.
And he didn't explain anything to you, like, oh,
No.
I talked to
No.
Frank, and I thought he was with you.
There was no explanation. I think he found friends in us because we were standing around him and we were talking around him. We were joking with him that he thought it was okay.
Well, he's texting me. I told him to call in.
Yes, have him call in.
Yeah, I don't know if he will.
he's
said
texting?
And what did he say?
he said your friend invited him to come over and smoke.
I don't know that.
That sounds likely.
I don't think so.
You think it's more likely that a stranger got in your Uber?
Yes.
Huh. All right.
Because I asked. I mean,
You're
unless
gonna
she
have
was
to
drunk,
figure
she'd
out what
remember.
she, because
If you guys are both hammered, she might have had.
There was 2 of us,
She
though.
might but she might have had second thoughts between talking to him in the bar and getting in the Uber.
Yes.
There's always, you never know how much time you need to sober up just enough to like
Also, too, sometimes like when you're drunk,
pre-regret a decision.
Sometimes when you're drunk and you're with like a group of friends and you're going back to your one friend's house and you'd really like to invite some person back or whatever, but then you don't want to get in trouble with your friend whose house it is. You're like, oh, I don't know, this guy just like came over. But really you invited them.
Well,
you
if
just
she
don't
did that,
want to
then
take responsibility.
Then that's rude on their part, but how am I supposed to know? So
Well, that's why you communicate with them
and that's
at
why,
some point.
And that's why
Did
I'm
he
so
kick in
polite.
for the Uber?
No, and that wasn't a big deal. I didn't care about that. Like, it was just the matter.
That was the one thing you didn't care about? Kicking in for the Uber? Should have at least gotten that.
No, I mean, because I didn't mind. Like I said, that's why
Well, because then he had to pay for an Uber all the way back past around the corner.
Well, that's on him. I mean,
Well, that's why I was being overly polite, because I didn't know what the situation was. So if it was some strange dude hopping in my Uber, then yeah, that's a little unsettling. But I didn't know that at the time. So once I found out, I'm like, hell no, call your Uber. Like, go home.
Why don't you assume it's someone that's not supposed to be in there, and then go from there?
did you
Figure
check
it
your
out.
phone to see if you had accidentally dialed someone up on Grindr?
No, I wasn't on Grindr that entire night.
He's like, oh, how did I land on a guy in a backwards baseball cap? That's not my style. All right, but everyone woke up with their throats unslashed, all their limbs and digits intact, right?
My one friend did disappear after I woke up in the morning.
girl?
Told you, Kaiser
No,
Soze.
the girl was there.
Oh, okay.
My other friend just like Houdini'd. We didn't know where he went.
Sure, Irish goodbye.
Sometimes when you get up and you're like hungover, you just want to get out of there. You
That's
don't
what I
wanna-
always do.
home, yeah.
You
I
don't
just
want to like
walk.
hang out at someone's house for a long time.
That's right.
Peace.
Yep. Late.
I want my own bed and I want some fast food on the way home.
All right.
It was dope though. I was drunk as hell, but
I just
How was Dante's Inferno? How was the Corona Cruise stop?
it was a fun group of people.
Yeah.
That was fun. Great day to like be out. It didn't rain all day. It was chill. The people
That's the one with like that long bar in the middle.
yeah, it's the
okay.
bocce.
Yeah.
And so pretty much I will say this. Anyone who wanted to win Corona Cruise tickets, I think they won like that day, because you have to be present in order to win your tickets. So there were some people, they're like, I really need these tickets. I really want to go. I'm like, well, you have a chance to win. Just stick around. And they stuck around and drank a little bit. And I think most of them.
You only have 5 pair though.
I know.
5 people stuck around to win tickets.
They were there, but like we were calling people, and I think they just got lost.
I think that's
in
what happens when it's a bar. Is there's a
playing
lot of
the
people.
games, and
Oh, they're just doing
going
other
around
stuff.
doing
yeah.
other stuff.
I
so
see.
they don't hear it. Yeah.
so you got to be present. And
Whereas at the gas station ones, everybody's there hanging out at a gas station for one reason. You're trying to get tickets.
Yeah.
You're trying to get on the Corona Cruise.
and that's what I'm saying. It's only an hour. Like you can't sacrifice an hour for a dope ass prize.
You got
So
life to lead, and if you sacrifice the hour and you don't win, then you just lost an hour. I get it.
That's why I said sacrifice. You might not win.
All right, well, anyway, good deal.
I like it though when people win that actually really want to go. You know?
Well,
Yeah,
that's
and that's who won pretty much. Like I think 3 out of the 5 people really wanted to go. So.
well, that's everyone that goes to the gas station ones. Like there weren't any
Yeah.
people that were just coming into the gas station, signing up and leaving. Like everybody was there for the Corona Cruise.
waiting
There's like
around.
50, 60 people at each of those events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let me break here. You want to text for anything? 35192. Want to get a call in? 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007. Live stream. You want to watch or listen via iHeartRadio at AlanCoxShow.com.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. From the Hard Rock.
LeBron James says he regrets naming his son LeBron.
Why?
There's a new HBO show called The Shop that's going to premiere next month.
Is that
And
like
they-
a barbershop show?
Maybe. Because it's
Yeah, I
LeBron
think
and
so.
Snoop Dogg and some other people, yeah. And they were talking about him naming his kid LeBron Jr.
What do you say to your kid, though, like living up to you being their dad? And they're playing the same sport that you
Is
play.
that Jon Stewart?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
He loves hanging out in barbershops.
Sure.
Got that beard now.
better than anyone else in the world has ever played it. How do you give them a peace of mind that they don't have to be you?
I still regret giving my 14-year-old my name because of that.
Right.
Like when I was younger, obviously didn't have a dad, so my whole thing was like, whenever I have a kid, not only is he gonna be a junior, I'm gonna do everything that this man didn't do.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They're gonna experience things that I didn't experience. The only thing I can do is give them the blueprint, and it's up to them to take their own course whenever that time happens.
That would be a burden if you're LeBron James Jr.
I'd go by something else. I would go
Well,
by
he goes
Junior.
by Brony.
Yeah, but that's still
But-
similar. I would go by my middle name.
He goes by Bronny.
Yeah, he does.
That's what he's like nicknamed.
Oh.
But here's the thing. People are going to know you're LeBron's kid no matter what your name is, especially with how LeBron's so involved in that kid's life.
Yeah.
He's at all his games, coaching, hanging out on the sidelines, cheering him on, putting him on his Instagram all the time. You can name that kid
anything.
Bob Smith, and people will be like, oh, that's Bob Smith, LeBron's kid. They're going to know. They're always going to know. So that pressure's still going to be there.
How did Jon Stewart land on this?
That's what you're taking away from it?
Yes. That's what I'm taking away from this. How did Jon Stewart land on this show?
He's
sitting there talking to Odell Beckham and Snoop and Maverick Carter, which I guess is the same as LeBron. And whatever. See LeBron and Kevin Love working out together?
I did.
In Las Vegas.
No hard feelings. No hard feelings.
BFFL.
Well, I don't know why there'd be hard feelings, but
well, he stayed.
Didn't know why they were both in Vegas.
People were butthurt on Twitter. They were like, "LeBron says he will always remember Cleveland, always love Cleveland, but he left." He was like, "Love isn't from Cleveland and is like an implant and stayed." You're like,
yeah, because they're paying him unbelievable money to be here.
And what are
they
his
would have paid LeBron that
prospects?
too.
You know, what are they tried to trade Kevin Love last year and it didn't work.
Where's Kevin Love
we didn't
from?
have any takers.
California.
Why did he leave California?
He was drafted by Minnesota.
Why? See?
But that's the point they were trying to make. I was like, it makes no sense. Okay, so what? Love's from California. He's in Ohio. LeBron's from Ohio. He's going to California. Like, they follow the money. They're athletes. This isn't nothing.
What is this obsession? Just people in any line of work. What is this obsession with never leaving?
Well, they want loyalty. That's all. That's what they're talking about. They're like,
You
Kevin
want your
Love
team
has
to
no loyalty.
win. That's
Loyalty.
the thing. You want your team to win, and so when LeBron leaves your team, you're not going to win as many games.
Loyalty means never going anywhere else?
More than anything, is Cleveland, because they're saying they
I'm sure there's a lot of cities that feel that way about their local athletes. I just don't
You want to
get
talk
it.
loyalty? Look at the LeBron James Family Foundation and what they're doing for the Northeast Ohio community.
Are they making jump shots?
No, they opened up. They opened up
because they're going to need some of those.
They opened up a charter school, and that's not hard. That's not easy to do. You know,
I don't know if it's easy or not because I've never tried to
I think
open
it's
a school.
real easy to open a charter school.
It's actually not easy to do.
If you're LeBron James.
But they put all kinds of regulations and restrictions on people trying to open up schools. I mean, you got to jump through a lot of hoops to make that happen.
Yeah, they want you to
No pun
have
intended.
teachers.
Well,
you got to
there's
have
that.
students there. Stop it, nanny state.
Well, Cleveland just gets super excited whenever the athlete says, like, they love Cleveland. Like, in the article, I guess Kevin Love was like,
Well,
I'm
yeah,
not going
it's like a
anywhere.
callback.
I love it here. They're like, he
Pandering.
loves it here. He's
I would love it
staying.
here
Like,
if they gave me $120 million too.
Yeah,
I mean, I
that's
already
right.
do love it here, but $120 million is gonna make me love it.
But there's
so much more.
There's some places where you go where you won't love it, but you'll stay for the money. Like, people do
But he
that all
probably
the time.
also said he'd never leave the Timberwolves, too. So
Yeah.
let's
I do
everybody
love
calm down.
that they had Kevin Love in the hard hat, you know, with all the people were doing all the renovations at the Q when they made the announcement that he was staying. And I forget what quote he had, but it was something so contrived.
Unfinished business.
No.
That's what he always says.
What was it? I gotta find it. 'cause
I just
it was
don't
hilarious.
understand. I just don't understand how people who are so into sports seemingly don't understand how it works.
They do. They ignore it.
Well, there's a perception in sports, especially amongst fans, that you should stick with a certain team and show loyalty and be competitive and try and build up that team because those fans fall in love with you. They
But that's
for how
their
long?
fault.
right, but that's the thing.
That's their fault.
But those are also the fans that are like, oh, I don't want these guys being paid so much. They're all
That's
divas
right. I
and
thought it
stuff
was
like
the-
that.
I
I
thought-
don't.
I thought it was the hometown thing. I thought people wanted. Obviously, not every superstar is from the team where they're a superstar, but LeBron is from here. He
Well, that
is on
that is
this
definitely
team. So that's
a
why.
factor for LeBron.
But Kevin Love, I don't know why they care so much. I don't know why they would care if he
Because
would
you want your team to have good players.
Okay. Well,
I mean, when it comes down to it, you want a team
but he's injury
that
prone.
has players that. What do you even know about injury prone?
I just know from my brother.
He knows Kevin Love. He pays attention to Kevin Love.
I do, and I just wish he.
But
would
you
get some
want good
playing time.
players. You want players that want to be on your team. That's why the Kyrie thing was so upsetting because we wanted Kyrie here, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, you gotta trade me." That like hurt as a fan.
that stunk.
Yeah.
So, like LeBron coming here, winning us a championship, I will always appreciate him for that. The way he left the first time will always bother me, but I've forgiven him because I'm not going to live my life mad at someone over a business decision or a sports decision.
You got to chase that paper, baby.
It was like going off to college.
Plus, also, we have lives, so it's easy to like care less about that kind of stuff when you.
Well, and also,
care about other
I don't get
things.
hung up on stuff the way some people do. There's some people that just take all that stuff way too serious. I see it on Twitter all the time where people like, oh, I'll never forgive so and so for this, or they just get so worked
sports,
up, and I don't
business.
get it. Yeah,
like it really for these guys, it is business, especially when you see them at the All-Star weekend, hobnobbing with each other and whatever. But then when you see them face off against each other on the court, it seems very acrimonious, whatever. It's because these guys are all friends because they're all rich dudes at the end of the day.
But every business is business.
Right.
Whatever business you're in as a fan.
But people don't always see it like that.
Well, but
they're
everybody
worried about loyalty and.
Okay, but let's say I'm Joe Q fan and I work in a shop, and another shop offers me more money, and your boss goes, "Hey, what about loyalty?"
Yeah.
Well, I gotta go make more
people.
money. I mean, everybody works in a business.
There are some people that will turn down that money because they like being with a certain business. And that's a mindset that some people have. When it comes to sports, I'm not a business person watching sports. I'm a fan. It's about passion, it's about emotion, it's about excitement. So
I hear these words coming out of your mouth, but I don't know what you're talking about.
So when someone wants to leave my team that I love, that I cheer for through thick and thin, it kind of hurts my feelings. And I don't get to the point where I can't sleep over it. I'm not going to cry over it. But you go, oh, but why don't you like me? And so it gives you kind of a complex as a fan, like, well, why don't you want to be here? So when you...
This is the 50th anniversary of WMMS Buzzard Radio, an iHeart radio station. Ask Alexa to play WMMS on iHeart Radio.
Now back to the Alan Cox Show.
216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007. 35192. Give me a text. AlanCoxShow.com for everything else. If you're at the WMMS 50th anniversary page, by the way, they got a whole bunch of new stuff on there as we're celebrating half a century at the radio station. We're doing the big anniversary concert in September with Ozzy and Stone Sour out at Blossom. And there's all kinds of new stuff that's going on the 50th anniversary page, which is always very cool. So there's a highlights from Denny Sanders, who was here back in the day for almost 15 years. There's some updated swag photos, Buzzard logo from the 90s, the 1981 wall calendar, Springsteen at the Agora in 78. So there's all kinds of cool audio, and there's photos and all kinds of good stuff. So WMMS.com, go to the 50th anniversary page. They're always updating it and finding new things and adding them to that. Hey, Steve.
Hey, what's up, Alan?
You're the guy that jumped in Pound Cake's Uber, unbeknownst to him.
So Pound Cake's friend, that was a girl, invited me to come smoke. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And it was to the point, like, I can kind of tell Pound Cake didn't really want me to come, but it was just like, she invited me. I was really drunk. So
was it just you, Pound Cake? Was it just you and your chick friend in the car?
It was three of us.
Three of you, and then Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And were you guys having a conversation in the bar, Steve? For like, how did it come? How did it come about that she asked you to come back and smoke with them?
I mean, me and her were just having a conversation. We were really talking, and I mean, she was talking about how like she wants Pound Cake and her friend to get together.
Okay.
So I mean, it just.
So you guys were vibing.
Yeah, we were vibing. So
okay.
All you had to do was just ask me.
But why? But your friend said she didn't know who he was.
No, she didn't say she didn't know who he was. She said she didn't invite him. She didn't say she knew who he was. We were in a group, and he was just there, like, standing with us all night. So.
Were you hammered, Steve?
Yeah, I was very hammered.
So everybody involved probably doesn't have a very good recollection of what was said. How do you remember? You were as drunk as everybody else.
I was the most sober one.
Pound Cake, you weren't even sober enough to tell a stranger to get out of your Uber.
You said you were drunk and confused.
He rode all the way to your house.
I said I was being polite because I didn't know the situation at the time.
But isn't it not polite to let someone come back to your house just to tell them they need to leave? That's not polite at all.
That's like way more
Because now they're not even close to where they were.
So, Steve, at what point did you get so you're riding shotgun in the Uber?
Yeah. So, I mean, the vibe I was getting was when we came in the house and Poundcake said his roommates were sleeping. So, and the lights were off. So I knew, like, yeah, they're all going to bed. So I should probably leave, even though I was promised that we were going to smoke.
Promised.
Promise.
I promise you. When we
You
get
didn't
the
promise me,
Poundcakes.
but your friend
Well,
did.
no, but that's why that's why he got in the car.
Did she promise, or did she say we're going?
He wanted to get high with the chick.
Yeah.
That's why Steve got in the car. He could have stayed it around the corner.
I mean, this is very likely. I can picture a girl being like, you should totally like come to the after party and like we'll smoke
Regardless,
or whatever.
you can ask me since it's my house.
Your
Well, no,
friend
I'm
should have
talking to
asked you.
Steve. I'm getting his side of the story, and I tend to believe Steve.
Okay, well, Steve could have asked me because it is my house.
But why
Yeah,
would
I'm
he?
sorry, and I mean, and that's why I left, because I got that vibe that you wanted me to leave. So I'm like, well, yeah, I should probably leave.
Did you know that you were going to Poundcake's house?
Yeah.
Did you know who he was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a listener. I know who all you guys are. You talk about Gay Bay all the time, so I wanted to see the hype.
Steve wanted to
See the
check out
hype.
Gay Bay. Right, except it was 1 a.m. and the pool wasn't open, so
Yeah.
that's the major defining
even-
feature of Gay Bay.
But even when he got there, I wasn't rude or anything. I offered him water, like if he needed to up. It was cool, but I was.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was being nice. But
He was
I could
polite,
tell that
okay.
You wanted to go to bed, and you didn't want to do anything.
Yeah, I
so
just
was
didn't
like,
want
yeah,
someone
go
just lingering around and then like me having to, put blankets down and make sure they're good.
You don't want to
fall
play
asleep.
host, basically.
Well, no, but
I
why was it? Why, Steve? Why wasn't there a conversation between you and his female friend?
Was she drunk
What do you mean
too?
by-
Well, if she asked you to come smoke, why wouldn't you just look at her when you guys all got there and be like, "Dude, what is this?"
Like that. I mean, that's why I said, like, are we gonna smoke? And then we did, and then I left. Like,
So
I
you
could
did
tell that
smoke?
Yeah.
So you got what you were promised.
Oh, well then what are we even? Well, then what's the problem?
My only thing. My
Then
only
what's the? I
sticking
don't get
point-
what the problem is then.
My only sticking point is this, is that you guys all rode in an Uber together to Poundcake's house. And during that time, none of you came to the conclusion that, A, he didn't want people over, and you probably should not be riding all the way back with them. Like, no one got to that conclusion until you guys got
No,
to
but
his house.
Poundcake's friend invited a guy to his house.
Yeah.
Why didn't you have a conversation with your friend? Like, dude, what are you doing?
You talking to me?
Yes.
I didn't
He
know
said that
this-
she said she didn't
I
invite
asked
him.
her.
Steve said she did.
Okay, well then that's a conversation I have to have with her. But I didn't know anything. I just see.
Let me
someone
ask you
hopping in
this:
my Uber.
Is your friend psychotic?
I
All
don't
right.
think so. But then again,
Well-
it was the end of the night and we were all liquored up. So I don't fault her for that. And it was like no harm, no foul. I just would like to be in the know about these things.
Right.
That's all.
Like what Erica says, drunk girls can say things to say things.
And she may have been polite.
I mean, drunk guys do the same thing. I'm just saying, like, I can picture how this went down. Some girl,
yeah.
she's talking to you in the bar. She's like, this guy's kind of cute. I'm sleeping at my friend's house, but hey, I'll invite him to come smoke because there's gonna be like an after party or whatever.
And Steve gets there and it's all dark.
And probably
Yeah.
Poundcake at the time before he died was probably like, after party at my house. I have wine.
Don't you put words in my mouth. A
I
bitch
just
was
know
going
you.
home.
I just know you.
I mean, you weren't there, bitch. I was going home. Like my friend
No,
could
I'm
barely
not saying
stand
that.
up.
All right. Okay. Yes.
Once you got
Thank
to
you.
that point, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Steve.
Do you
Yeah,
think
no problem.
All
that
What were you saying, Bill?
I just love how Poundcake was bad friends to Matitude, but really nice to the stranger.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
Completely ditches Matitude. Super polite. to a
Matitude,
complete
you've been
stranger.
replaced by Steve in the Uber.
Douchebag on my part, but the thing was, I had to get my one. I was just torn in so many different
Steve.
directions because the one guy that we were also with, he was
Torn in so many different directions.
Because he was so drunk, I was like, I don't want to have like a liability on my hands. So he could barely stand. So we're in the Uber, we're on the way home. I'm like, I have to get him home now. So at that point, there was a sense of urgency. That's why we had to leave at that exact moment. And then by the time, I found out the guy was in Uber and he wasn't, like, no one invited him or whatever, I'm like, I'm not going to turn around or kick him out right now because I have to
wish
get my
we
friend
had
home.
video of this.
I know.
It was just a very bad drunk interaction. But like, he was cool and all, but
then it's not that bad. A bad drunk interaction would be you got this guy back to your place and he broke crap or killed you guys.
Yeah, you made it sound like a complete stranger got into your Uber.
I mean, he technically is a stranger.
Not to you, not to your friend. Rather, she invited him to go.
A stranger to me, and even a listener is still a stranger. I don't know what you do in your free time. I don't know you that well. I don't know how you are when you sleep. I don't know if you sleepwalking.
Do you know how we are when we sleep?
Yes.
You know how
I've stayed the night over at your house. I've stayed the night over at your house.
But the bottom line is that you didn't communicate properly with your friend.
No.
Did you watch me sleep?
Steve didn't know that anything was weird.
Hold on. Did you watch me sleep when you came to my house?
Maybe. Make sure you were asleep.
So he could poop.
Yep.
In the middle of the
Make
night.
sure you were asleep.
Too much pound cake.
I don't like that.
All right.
I will say this. I'm one of these people that like, I'm cool if I invite somebody to like come back to my house. I'm inviting that person.
Mm-hmm.
If that person brings a tag along, that's not cool because I'm inviting you, the person, not you and some complete stranger I don't know. And I do not like having strangers at my house. Like, I want to know who everybody is. I don't like when people bring like a +1 I've never heard of, never met, whatever.
That's why I don't have people to my house.
Well, yeah, occasionally my husband will have like a couple of friends over, but then they'll bring someone, and I'm like, dude, I don't know you. You're in my bathroom, like going through my
But it's your
drawers.
husband's house too.
Totally.
Right.
But as long as I'm in the know, like, for instance, he has this one friend, Gino, who's a friend of another friend of ours, right? It's cool if Gino comes over because I've been introduced to him. They said, okay, this is, this guy came, he said, this is my friend. He lives down the street from you, whatever. Like, there's an association there. If someone just brings somebody over, doesn't say anything, and just lets this person just be there and doesn't introduce them to the host.
So all you want is an introduction.
An introduction, maybe a little bit of background.
Hey,
like, who is this person?
This is Timmy. He's going to be going through your drawers in about a half an hour.
Yeah.
He loves
Thanks
drawers.
for coming over. He loves them.
Can't
if you're
get enough.
missing a couple of pairs of panties, it's probably Timmy. It's crazy. Oh, this guy.
I just don't like clinger-ons. I don't like...
Can't take your eyes off him for 2 seconds.
Also, it's not a house party. You know what I mean? It's one thing if you're having like an open house party where it's like, hey, come as you are, bring friends, bring a keg, who cares? But like,
What was that?
That sounds like a good party to go to.
Yeah.
Who cares?
but I have nice things. Like, we're not that kind of house. We're not a frat house.
Get your hands off my Ray Dunn.
I don't really collect that anymore.
You're done here.
You're done. I do have, I have trinkets. I've got expensive desks. You know what I mean?
I found him standing naked in front of my wall-sized mirror.
Yeah.
He cannot come back over.
I got breakable things,
Maybe you should have fewer breakable things in your house.
No, I don't want that kind of house where
I
it's
want a
free-for-all.
house that is full of things that can smash if somebody just bumps into it even slightly. I want my house to be like a museum.
Yes.
Why?
No, I live in my house comfortably.
Timmy!
I don't know why some guy's name would be Timmy, but if his
Why
name
not?
is Timmy, you're for sure banned.
That's right.
Get out of here.
Plenty of guys out there named Timmy, and you can't take your eyes off them. Yeah, all right.
Not a fan.
All right. Did he just vomit on my faux bear rug?
On my fart rug, whatever it was.
Bear rug.
I draped that.
What was that thing?
Very
rug.
specifically.
Jute
Jute rug.
rug. Yeah.
You always say fart.
It's just funnier.
Yeah, and inevitably, it's always the people you don't know that break something or spill a beer or make a mess. Because I can't yell at you because I don't know you. If it's my friend, I could be like, Pound Cake, what the hell are you doing?
You can yell at people you don't know.
If it's a stranger, I'm like, it's fine.
No,
And
you
then-
say, get out of here.
But secretly, I'm like really pissed. Someone
All right.
brought a +1 to a New Year's party we had one year, and they puked in our sink and all over down the kitchen cabinets.
Ugh.
And what I told my husband the next morning, I'm like, guess what you get to do today? Clean the vomit in our sink because so-and-so can't handle their alcohol.
Right, but one of your friends could have just as easily done that, and then you'd be yelling at them. What if one of your friends had vomited?
I think
they would clean
They can clean it up.
I think there's a likelihood of the person that doesn't know a lot of people to be uncomfortable, so they try and compensate by drinking
a lot,
more
yes.
to get comfortable, and then they become the problem.
Right.
Right, but if you're a grown-ass individual and you don't know what your limit is,
Yeah.
maybe don't go to a house party full of strangers.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
but if you don't know what your limit is, you're like, hey, house party? Whatever.
Like I'm doing past.
Then you shouldn't be drinking if you don't know what your limit is.
That was a New Year's party where I was doing past appetizers and canapes. I'm like, oh, would you like an hors d'oeuvre? And this guy's barfing in my sink. Like,
Maybe
it
the
was
hors
a
d'oeuvres
nice
were bad.
party.
You were making it too nice.
Yeah, I was trying to make it nice.
If you're going to have barfing strangers in your house, around your unmentionables.
Barfing Strangers is a sweet band, though.
I've never heard of them. Oh. But I'll take your word for it.
At the Agora.
Oddly enough, the only guest whose house I barfed in was Chris's. I've never barfed in your house.
No.
Or Bill's house.
No, you just pooped in mine.
But that's
Probably
normal.
pooped in mine, too.
I've never pooped at your house.
Really?
I've never, because you've always been...
Bucket list.
Well, I took him to a wedding where he ate a bunch of food, so it was inevitable.
Yeah, no, never pooped at your house. You've always been, like, up and ready. Like, you get up at the crack of dawn, so I couldn't even, like, sneak around and poop at your house.
Sneak around.
Yeah, I couldn't sneak. Bill only has one bathroom, so I had to get up before his brother got up to use it. And then his brother's just, anybody in there? No.
And now he's living with Grandma. Does your place with Grandma have one bathroom or two? Two bathrooms.
Thank God for that.
Do you have your own, or does it just kind of come as you are? Whoever's in one goes to the other one.
I have my own. Well, it's a little bit of a weird situation because
Does your bathroom are the walls covered with car posters and beer and girls?
No. I haven't personalized at all. I don't care. But she had bad knees for a while. She just got them replaced in the past year or two. But she originally had them put a tub in. So she uses the one that's outside of her actual master bedroom. So when I go and take a shower and stuff, I go into the master bedroom bathroom, and she uses the one in the hallway. So we kind of share.
You use the bathroom in her room.
Yes.
Wait, why?
But it's got a door. It's like...
Because they retrofitted the hallway bathroom because she didn't know she was going to have a strapping young man living with her in the future.
No, well, Cody lived with her for years.
But that's a relative.
Doing the same thing. So
that's a relative. You're not a relative.
No, but...
Do you ever pass each other with just towels on?
All the time. That's how she makes me dress when I'm there. Mm-hmm. Bill, you're not in your towel.
I've purchased for you a week's worth of post-show togas, and you have yet to wear any of them in a variety of floral prints.
I did hang out with her for a little bit on Saturday. Bar crawl was fun. I had a good time. I don't really have any... It was just, I don't have stories from the bar crawl, really, but Saturday I went to a friend's birthday party, and Grandma played cornhole for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And she was really good. She was really good. I wasn't even really paying attention. I don't get all the competitive, but I was playing with Cody Cooper, and he's ultra competitive, so he was telling us the score, and then Grandma got into it, and she was really good.
She locked in.
She sunk a good amount of her throws. Just got them right through the hole.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I was impressed by Grandma's cornhole skills. And then last night...
You were impressed by Grandma's cornhole skills.
That's right.
305.
She's good with bags and cornholes.
Yeah.
Good with bean bags.
Yeah.
All right.
So that was good. And then thanks to everybody that came out to Dave & Buster's on Saturday night. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, how'd that go?
It was good. I mean, it was just there was 50 people there and very fun.
Did you have to yell over the noise from the games?
No, it's in this side room, all blocked off. So
like the party room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday,
so it was great.
Saturday, I after my appearance at Dante's Inferno, I went to see Matt spin at Forward. Dude, his set was so good, and Forward was just so lit. I just felt like I was in Vegas somewhere. It's really cool.
I'm surprised he let you in after the debacle on
He
Friday night.
invited me. I told him, I was like, I have to go. I have to make it up. He was like, you could at least
He
come to my
should have
set.
invited you and then
not let him in.
And then not let him be like, oh, you're not on the list.
There's somebody here named Cody for you? I don't know any Cody.
Yeah.
I love that.
I used to have a friend named Cody, but I don't anymore.
I knew a Cody a long time ago.
Also, I love that making it up to him is asking him to put you on the guest list at Forward.
No, he just said you should come see my set. And I was gonna bring a group of friends, but they all got drunk and there was a lot of drinking this weekend.
You know how
so
you can make it
all
up
by
to me?
myself.
Me plus 9. How about that?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I told him I would buy him dinner, but he was busy the rest of the weekend. So we have to do it this week.
Where are you going to buy him dinner?
Wherever he wants.
Where does he like to go?
I don't know. That's up to him.
Right, but he's not going to pick. He's going to pick a spot he knows you can afford, not a place he necessarily wants to go.
I mean, he could pick a spot that I can't afford. I'll just buy dinner for him, and I'll sit there and sip water.
Now that's a good friend. Just sit there sipping.
He's making lemonade out of lemons and sugar packets.
Sure.
Because I've never been called a lousy friend before, and I was like, okay,
oh, that can't possibly be true.
I've never been called a lousy friend.
You've been on this earth for almost 26 years, and no one's called you a lousy friend?
I've been a lot of things. I've never been a lousy friend. That hurt.
He's eating the garnishes on Matt's plate.
You can eat that parsley? It's good for your breath.
Do you want that bib lettuce, bro?
Was that arugula? Boy, arugula.
What are you doing with that zigzag cut carrot?
Hey, listen.
Who died?
The BronyCon has died.
Oh, no.
Good.
So for you bronies, you grown-ass men and women who are into My Little Pony, the interest just isn't there the way that it used to be. And so they've announced that next year will be the last. So for those of you still flying the Brony flag, maybe somebody will pick up this mantle and start their own. But they've announced that it's been a wild ride, but all rides end eventually. And the BronyCon 2019 will be the final. It will run from August 1st to August 4th next year. So almost 1 year from today will be the final BronyCon in Baltimore. Because, hey, you know, if you're into that, why not Baltimore? Started in New York about 8 years ago. And so, yeah, if I don't know, again, you don't hear about bronies as much as you used to. There have been documentaries on the subject at its height. But I did see a little blurb that they're calling it quits. So for those of you who are way into My Little Pony, it's going away. So I don't know what to tell you.
It's a
I'm
sad
sorry.
day.
Well,
I think they'll come back.
I have a feeling that maybe this is a way for them to reignite the interest. Mm-hmm. Right?
Well,
see how many people clamor for it once. You don't know what you got till it's gone.
Exactly. And My Little Ponies are all about friendship and sticking together.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
I don't even know.
I don't think I've ever watched a single episode.
Rainbows?
No,
I don't know.
haven't either. I can't even get my daughter to play with those dumb toys. She doesn't even care. My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic was the film that started all of it. Again, grown-ass men and women who are into My Little Pony. I'd like to talk to the first 5 people who started that. How many people had to begin this where somebody said,
Before it took
wow,
off?
there are a lot of people who are into this. There are a lot of guys into My Little Pony, right? But every movement starts with a small cell. Somebody's got to hold down the grass to blaze that trail where other people can walk on it. Early adopters.
I wonder if there's a way they could maybe combine it with another con, and make it happen that way. Like maybe it'd be like a subset of like the Anthrocon or something.
Maybe. Like that's still a big one.
Yeah,
in
the
Pittsburgh, the
furries,
the furry convention. Maybe they'll get absorbed into that, but I don't know.
You know, there's also My Little Pony porn too.
Oh, there's
What?
porn for everything.
But
yeah.
I just
Why do you know that?
because I know people that have watched it because they're disgusting.
Well, it doesn't make it disgusting.
He has
just
a
means that
friend
you're
that's watched it.
checking things out, and yeah, it's been around for a little while.
Yeah, there's porn for everything.
I just
Sure.
I just
Rule
wanna,
34.
But how do you have to be first? You have to be watching the show in order to like look that up. Like, oh, I want to know. Like, I find that pony attractive, so now I want to find porn of that My Little Pony. So that means you have a kid, or you have a little brother, or you yourself are watching it, and it's the whole thing is just creepy.
It's the gateway drug to bestiality.
It is? Wow, that's where all those guys started as bronies. Hey, there's a Fortnite porn parody that's on Pornhub. It's called Fortnite.
There you go.
So if you're way into that game, they don't take themselves too seriously. They poke some fun at it. And they poke a lot of other things, too. I was watching some of it for research. And oh, boy, is there a lot of nudity in that. Wow.
Research.
Oh, my God. I mean, if you like nutsack jokes, woof, you are in luck. So it's called Fortnite. Didn't have to work too hard on that porn parody title.
No.
And for people who are that's how you know, obviously, people knew before now that Fortnite was a massive, massive thing. Frankly, I think the porn parody is coming a little bit late. I'm surprised they didn't get to it before this. Fortnite's been a big
more
thing for a long time.
There's a little more production on those porn parody ones. So
not from what I saw. They should have been able to do this in a long weekend.
That's a lot of production in the porn these days.
It is.
Yeah. So.
All right, I'm gonna have passes for you for what? Some Bluetooth headphones from Klipsch, and tickets for the Klipsch Fest, which is going down on Saturday, August the 11th. Tickets for the new exhibit by Pepsi at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'll tell you about that coming back. 35192. You want to text or find us at AlanCockShow.com.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio.
That's going to be fun. I'm going to eat good. I'm going to be taken care of.
Little oasis.
Yeah, it's nice. And we're right by the. I'm going over to the mall, the Zombie Mall. You know, the one by the.
Tower City.
Tower City.
Yeah.
Zombie Mall.
You need an airbrush T-shirt of a dead relative. Is that where you're going?
I got the best Who shirt last time I was here. The
Yeah.
73 Quadrophenia tour. I found a tour shirt. And I was like, "Oh, I'm going back!" But it's like a dystopian novel. It's like the comet went by.
Yeah.
Humanity's been killed. These are the stores we have left.
It's like going to a mall in North Korea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like the facades are all there.
I could see it was a mall at one point.
Yeah.
And then gene mutation took out most of the population.
Right.
It shall never be a mall again. But for what's there, it's fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's not crowded.
See, I'm the one from Cleveland, so I remember when it was
bumping.
like the mall. Like if we were going there, it was like a special day, and now I go in there and it's just so depressing.
Yeah.
But I get it. Like I get the fascination with it. But the fountain's still pretty good.
Yeah, fountain's good. And there's a Brooks
Still
Brothers.
functional.
Yeah.
There's a Brooks Brothers there.
Yeah.
Like if you think, come onto the Zombie Mall, buy a nice suit. It's I like walking around there.
Yeah,
it is an
one.
outlier in that mall.
They're actually, I think they're trying to bring it back too.
Someone bought it. Didn't someone buy it? Didn't we hear that?
We always hear that someone buys it and they're somehow going to revitalize. But they pulled the Hard Rock out, and they, because they moved that elsewhere. And
which was a bummer.
There was a Hard Rock here?
Yeah, we had the big guitar. Like you used to be able to, like when you drove in, you'd see that as part of the skyline, as the big electric guitar. But
Well,
that's
Rock
all
and Roll
gone.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, what's weird is they don't have a big guitar there.
I don't know why they did.
Well, because they had those big guitars that they put all over the city. They weren't as big as the one
at Hard
the
Rock.
neon one that they had. But
the Roxino now, they don't have that guitar though. I
No,
don't think.
but I mean, it was a thing because it was part of the skyline. You know, when you drove into Cleveland, you saw all the buildings,
Yes.
and then you saw the big
Neon guitar.
Yeah.
And the pyramid, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Have you been there yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was great.
That's a good place.
There's a great. It was funny because when I did the album, I'm getting a vinyl one, and I'm looking.
Nice.
I'm so
Cool.
looking
Yeah,
forward
yeah.
to that having it put in vinyl.
Yeah.
That's so cool to me.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in an album.
To have an album,
Yeah.
of course.
And you know, I want to give people an album so they have a place to clean their weed. You can't. You got to
Separate
pick
the
out the
stems
seeds
from
you
the
stem on
seeds.
something.
That's right.
You know, and
Big Bamboo's worn out, so you got to use your album.
That's it. And
Yeah.
the nice thing about it, and I wanted to do a double album like Quadrophenia because it had a crease, so you would clean it on the inside, and
Yep.
you could pour. You know, I wanted.
You could open
It's
it
been
up.
years
and-
since I was a kid, but that's what you would do.
Yeah. Isn't it nice, though, when you get to that level creatively where you can make a decision like that? You go,
Yeah.
my album is going to be one of those gatefold albums
Yeah.
where I can,
a gatefold sleeve.
Yeah, it'll be great.
And I call it, and my wife giggles, it laughs at me every time I say, "You're making an album." Yes, it's more romantic. Isn't it romantic? I'm putting a bunch of tracks on Spotify. No, it's an album.
I can't cut my weed on my phone.
If you really want to be cool, put it on mini disc.
Oh yeah, my.
Then people have to find a player vintage
Yeah.
somewhere
I used
to be able to
love
play
the
'em.
mini disc. I would record my show because you could put track marks
Yeah.
on it.
Oh,
So
I've
you
got
go
my
around.
mini disc Walkman in my office.
You do?
Yeah.
Can you still
We
get
had
mini
those.
discs?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think.
If you go
might
on
have to-
Amazon or something, you can
Yeah.
probably get them.
Those
They
were
still
good because
exist.
you would draw. I remember I had a Sony one. I would record my shows and I would cut it up, put the tracks on the jokes I wanted to work on.
Yeah, you could edit it.
Just drive around walk around all day and just hit the button. It goes right back to that spot. I was like, this is amazing.
It's a digital 8-track.
Yeah.
Basically. Now, I mean,
Yeah.
I still got a bunch of stuff on there. It's a pain in the ass to go through now if you have, 140 cuts. That's no fun to zip through. But so the album's coming out. Does your wife come with you when you
She
go out?
used to, yeah. In fact, she was disappointed she couldn't come here because she loves Nick and the club and the food
Yeah.
is great. And so no, she's home now taking care of like the house, and she's got she works, and we got 2 dogs. That's the big thing is the dog. If you look at the album cover, you'll see my dog is wearing a cone and I'm wearing a cone.
Yeah, it's you and your dog.
Yeah, it's me and my
What
dog.
kind of dogs do you have?
They're rescues. One's a Jack Russell, the other one's a part silky eared terrier, and the rest of it we don't know.
A silky-eared terrier.
Yeah, well, her ears are really soft.
What? Hence the name. Yeah, I get it.
But we don't know. They're both rescues.
Yeah. No kids?
No,
Yes.
the dogs are it.
Good for you.
I
like
you want to
people
rescue
are-
some kids?
A lot of kids need rescuing. Yeah. Adam shut down. Somebody texting me from Buffalo said you shut down the Skyway there on Top Gear.
We did, yes.
What is that, like a giant bridge or something?
It was a big Skyway in Buffalo, and we did an amphibious episode where we were going to go. We made amphibious cars and tried to make it to Canada.
Okay.
So we had to drive over the Skyway, and I took a Jeep, and I put a Boston Whaler hull around the Jeep, and I had an airboat motor behind me. And I was driving that across the Skyway with an airboat motor.
Yeah.
So I had it was a Chevy 6-cylinder that powered the airboat motor. But I realized when I was driving it, I couldn't go past, I think it was like 3,000 RPMs because the blades were cutting the air. My eardrums would have popped.
Yeah, like yeah. Mm-hmm.
But this, I was like, oh, who knew?
Yeah.
You know, and you know why? Because you're not supposed to put an airboat motor on a Jeep with a Boston Whaler hull and drive it over a Skyway.
Right.
God doesn't want that to happen.
But you don't know that until you do it.
Until you do it.
That's right.
Where's the line if you don't cross?
Trial and error, yeah.
So we shut it down in Buffalo, and the people of Buffalo were a lot of them were angry because why not? They want to go to work, and they go,
Sure.
"Is that an airboat? You know, what's wrong with this guy?"
Yeah.
But a lot of people were lined up just watching us do stupid stuff.
Were they Frankensteining things like that for you, or were you adept enough where you'd go, let's try this?
No, I would. That's the thing. I would design this stuff. I made a Pope Mobile out of a '69 Lincoln. Okay. I stretched it. I made an open chauffeur's compartment where you cut the roof off.
Yeah.
And I built this giant
bubble.
When I say I drew it. Someone did it.
Right. You sketched it out.
Make it look like this.
Right. So I drew it. It was this big enclosure, and Cloris Leachman was on the show, and I bought a pool ladder so she could climb up. She climbed up the pool ladder, sat in this big chair, and I drove her to the Emmys. Yeah. And so she could talk to me. I had it was like an 8-inch round.
That's for Cloris
Frau
Leachman.
Blucher.
Yeah, that's
I put that on. I made the horn make that noise because how could you not?
I know.
Yeah, and I had it was probably 8-inch round pipe, flex pipe, so she could talk to me.
Yeah.
And I ran it like I said, it came up through the floorboard of the car where I was driving and went into her, and she's yelling in this thing, but the drive shaft kept rubbing it. So she would talk to me. When I could stop, she could talk to me, but when we were driving, she couldn't talk to me.
What was something you sketched out and they were like, oh, we can't. That's not.
I didn't. She goes, "What do I want to do?" I go, "Just curse me out." And she goes, "I can do that," and she did because I was lost. I got in the wrong place. I flattened out the tires because I made the wrong turn, and I went into where the spikes come up. Don't back up.
Yeah.
I didn't back up. I went over them the wrong way.
Oh, good for you. Yeah. All done.
Yeah. That was a great episode. That was one of my favorite ones. Making that, we made limousines. Tanner made a stretch C4 Corvette, this giant red Corvette, and Rutt made a double-headed Volkswagen Rabbit pickup. He had a driver's, and they
sounds like a blast. Like I'm not even like that, like really a car guy, but those things sound like so much fun to me.
Because when I remember one of the early episodes when we were in the creative room, I said, I want to put guns on cars and play Atari Tank Battle. And the executive producer went, brilliant! And I went, there's no adult in the room.
Yeah, right.
We have
Careful what you wish for.
Yes, we have stupidity and a budget. and I found an old El Camino, and I put a turret in the back of the El Camino, and I got guns on the front fenders facing forward and guns on the back facing backwards.
Hey, you got a Mad Max car.
Yeah, I had a Mad
That's
Max
amazing.
car. Yeah, it was
That's-
great.
yeah.
And I drew it up, and they built it. We did one. We had to make mail trucks. So I took an old hearse because I figured the hearse was big enough I can get packages in there. And but I wanted to save time, so I didn't want to get out of the car. So I made like I said, I drew a picture of an air gun. And I would shoot letters and packages into the mailbox out of a hearse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on the side of the hearse it said, "Going postal." So I thought it was...
Are these still on Netflix or anything? Or where
I
do people
think
watch
it's
it?
on Hulu.
It's on Hulu. Yeah, Top
okay.
Gears. Yeah. So if they had re-upped, you would have stayed on. I mean,
Yes.
you were having that kind of fun. You weren't like, I'm over it.
No, it was the friendship we have is still strong, and we're still trying to do something. And
Sure.
if God wants to happen, hopefully it'll be another car show with the three of us. And I remember talking to the guy.
Let me get you something from the people at Clips. You can win tickets to check out Stay Tuned, Rock on TV. It's a brand new exhibit presented by Pepsi at the Rock Hall. You can revisit how television and rock and roll have reflected culture. There's cool artifacts, multi-floor, multi-sensory, multimedia experience. You can win a set of Klipsch Bluetooth headphones and tickets. A lot of great bands playing Klipsch Fest. That is Saturday, August the 11th, featuring Archie and the Bunkers, who are alums of the Alan Cox Show Comedy Tour. This is the Pepsi for every generation, all right? You win this from Klipsch, a couple of tickets for the exhibit over at the Rock Hall there. Caller 13, good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
7 out of 10 listeners agree. On what? We have no idea. This is the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
$35192, want to give me a text? AlanCoxShow.com for all kinds of other fun stuff. Not the least of which, the Christie's Instagram hotties.
Oh, yeah.
We had a few of them out with us on Friday night, as promised, for the...
Thanks, girls.
Yeah, for the bar crawl. They were very sweet, very nice. Of course, Allie came in here on Friday during the show to give Pound Cake a lap dance. His first one sober, he said. And then he returned the favor. I'm not going to say that
he did a good job.
He did a pretty good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. For someone who is, to the best of my knowledge, not a professional. He did.
To your knowledge.
That's what I said. I'm leaving myself some daylight there. I don't know what you're doing, moonlighting.
Nope.
What?
Is that how you get right in their ear? I'm going to give you a great lap dance.
Ew.
The video, though, if you missed the live stream on Friday, go to AlanCoxShow.com. If you use the keyword Corona, give you all the details on joining us a mere week and a half away. We go out August the 11th, which is a week from this Saturday for our 6th annual Corona Cruise. Yacht League crew is going to be on board to play live for you. We'll have Corona specials. The food's awesome. Spend the afternoon on the lake, but you have to win your way on. So 5:20 all this week, and probably next. You can win here on the show. The very last ticket stop is going to be with yours truly this Saturday night. I'll be back at Around the Corner.
You should invite Mattitude.
I'm going to invite Mattitude to Around the Corner, and I'm going to make him the guest of honor.
That's fine. He deserves it.
I'll make him the vice guest of honor.
Vice.
So 9 to 10, I'll be there for 60 short minutes on Saturday night, giving away tickets for the Corona Cruise.
Now, will you be there early enough this time to do the crab races?
Oh, I think the crab races go later.
Oh, later?
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's
I think
at
it
11.
starts later,
Okay.
yeah.
What do they do with the crabs after they're done racing them?
They just throw them in the garbage.
They put them back in the Tupperware or
They
something.
put them
I
back
think.
in people's cubes.
Yeah. So,
I like that.
Huh?
I said they put them back in people's pubes.
Well, they said cubes.
Pubes.
Oh, because they have plastic cubes. They have plastic cubes. They keep them. Yeah. I thought you were being literal with it. Yeah. They put them back in people's pubes. So if you've never been to the crab races, bring your own magnifying glass and slap down your money because you can win big, big prizes at, so anyway. So that'll be Saturday night. Listen, you read article after article after article on the election of 2020. What's going to happen? People are nervous. Of course, I'm talking about when Alex Trebek retires. He has said that there's pretty much a 50-50 chance that he will leave Jeopardy in 2020. So in case you were already worried that 2020 might be a nightmare in and of itself, it could be compounded by the fact that Alex Trebek may step down from Jeopardy after 36 years.
But maybe he'll run for office.
He's Canadian, Erica.
Maybe he won't run for office.
Maybe he'll run for Canadian office. He'll be the...
That's right. He'll the successor to Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, what do they call that?
Prime
like
Minister.
The Prime Minister.
Prime
I thought it
Minister.
was like the Looney Doer or whatever. I don't know.
The Looney
They have a
Doer.
bunch
The
of
Looney
they
Doer.
have a bunch of weird stuff going on.
I'm
up
running
there.
for Looney Doer of Toronto.
I think it's a better name.
Yep. Exchequer, whatever those old British colony things are. Yeah, so Alex Trebek says that he may be retiring. This is a guy who has made tons of money over the past 40 years. And even when they came to him, because it's a syndicated show, obviously, there's a lot more money to be had. But even when they came to him and said, look, we can't pay you the money we used to, he's like, you guys have been paying me $10 million a year for I don't know how long. So if you got to pay me 9 or 8, cool.
Yeah.
You know, they probably pay him more than that, actually. Alex Trebek makes an inordinate amount of money. Right.
How much is Pat Sajak making?
A lot. That's why these guys stay on these shows. If you can hang on. That's why when Ray
And they're not,
Combs
like,
killed
crazy
himself.
schedules either.
Look
No.
at Vanna White. She barely has to talk.
I can't believe they kept Vanna. Once that her job duties.
She's a staple.
Once her job duties were reduced from turning the letter to touching it, I
Yeah.
thought, oh, but that's another great
Plus,
gig.
she's
because
also like become a verb, you know, to like Vanna White something is to like, display something, you know? I'm presenting this to you.
I would imagine that's slang in primarily the 55 and up set. I don't know.
I
that I've
still
heard.
watch Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, I do. I don't watch Wheel of Fortune. I never really have, but I like Jeopardy when I can see it. But
Well, it's the lead into Jeopardy.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I haven't really heard Vanna-ing being bounced around on campus.
But everybody knows, like, oh, let me Vanna White this for you. Like, if you say
they?
Vanna White and you're presenting something, people know what you mean.
Yeah,
I
but
just don't think there's a lot of people presenting things that often that it's getting used as much as.
Presenting
But I
things.
think there's
Erica's
also.
saying.
I also think there's a definite age limit to that. Like if you said to somebody like under 25, "Oh, you're like Vanna White," they'd be like, oh.
Yeah, I doubt my kids
Yeah.
know who Vanna White is. I don't even think they've ever watched Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune.
Wow.
And if they have, it's just something they've watched with like their grandparents.
That's a bucket list to be on Wheel of Fortune. I would be very good at it. I solve all the puzzles
Are you good
at
at
home.
spinning?
Yeah. And now that we're home, or now that we're off earlier, I get to see Wheel of Fortune every night.
Well, Erica practices our game wheel in here all the time.
Of course.
She's not very mobile, so she has a lot of time to sit before the show if she opts to, and spins the wheel.
Yeah.
You want to give it a spin? It's right behind you. We
Okay.
haven't done it in a while, but I know that you've kept it oiled up pretty well.
It's very small. You won't be able to see it on the
Very,
camera.
very small. Yeah, that's
Let me
right.
quick stretch my arm,
Uh-huh.
Alan.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's been a while.
Yep.
Ooh, I'm rusty.
Let me know. I'll tell you what, whatever she lacks in being able to stay vertical, she makes up for in upper body strength. That was an amazing
It's
spin.
that walker. You get a lot of upper body strength. in that.
Amazing spin.
We'll have to really doctor up that wheel so it has all the stuff that we're going to put on for Alan's gross shot roulette.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, when is that going to happen, by
I think
the way?
let's do it this week.
Okay, but how's it going to be laid out? Like every other one's going to be water or something?
No, they're
or-
all going to be gross.
But that's not roulette. Like Russian roulette
But
is when
some
you
will be
spin the
grosser than others. You know what I mean?
It's still not roulette, though. Like, roulette would be some of them are water, some of them are gross. You know, like Russian roulette, you got one bullet in the chamber. You spin it.
We talked about this. We already agreed that every ingredient would be gross.
All right. Then
You
we
can't
should
get out of this.
Well, I'm not trying to get out of it. I'm saying we should call it
is
something
spinning.
else.
Roulette is spinning.
You don't know.
things.
Roulette is what are we going to land on?
Yeah.
Right,
Roulette
but if-
isn't. Some of these are water.
No, it is.
it's
some of
not.
them are black, some of them are red. Yes.
Okay, so we'll make some of them black and some of them red. We can definitely do that.
I'm not trying to get out of it. I'm saying we should call it something else.
Roulette is just spinning.
If they're all awful, it's not roulette. Roulette is
gross.
Roulette is a game of chance.
It's roulette because you're not going to have to consume all of them. You'll only have to consume a number of them.
Oh, I'm not going to have to finish all of them?
No.
How? If I keep spinning?
You get, what did we say? What was it, 3 or 5 spins? I forget
I
what
thought
it
we were
was.
going to do one per segment.
Right.
So there's 9 segments. If there's like 12, then
Yeah, you
some
won't
of
have to
them you won't
consume all of them.
Oh, I thought that I would.
No.
Okay.
Are we
I'm
gonna-
not trying to get out of it. I just I
No. We
Well,
will come
I was-
up with multiples.
I was unclear as to what the format would be. Like
Yeah.
if some of them were just going to be like blank shots, water, or
No.
Are they going to be obscured at all? They're going to be clear, open shot glasses. I'm going to see. I won't know what they are, but they're going to look awful.
We'll label them. We'll tell you what they are.
Shots
Right,
of
'cause
pubes.
We might need we'll we'll
Jesus.
figure it all out.
You're not
and-
shooting pubes, by the way. If
Gee,
you were
thanks.
concerned. Yeah.
Glad Pound Cake. Tell me Pound Cake has nothing to do with the construction
Why
of these.
can't I
Well,
have
he's
anything to do
supposed to
with
pick
it?
an ingredient.
Because your
but-
first ingredient was pubes.
It was a job. Damn it! I hate you guys.
Pound Cake,
Also,
don't-
he's not gonna
don't do
be-
that because I already have that.
It was a joke.
I already have that. All right.
He's coming from work, so it's not like he's got
No.
time to do it anyway. So it's
Yeah.
gonna have to be Erica and I to get
I'll
it
let
all
it
together.
thaw out the night before, and then I'll bring them in. Whatever my ingredient is.
So when are we doing this? Friday?
Yeah, I think Friday.
This Friday. Mm-hmm. Well, all right.
And then next Friday we'll do Erica's half tan.
The only thing with that is
Here we go.
I have a family wedding to go to the next weekend.
No, but the next Friday isn't that the Corona cruise?
Yeah.
Right. He wants me to do it before the Corona cruise so everyone can see me. Let's put it this way. As long as you guys make sure that I don't have to be like a black person on one side because first of all, that's racist, and second of all, I don't need that. Hopefully it'll fade enough by the time I go to my family's
what you could
wedding.
And I'll talk to Charles Scott. Maybe you can do it, go on the Corona cruise, and then they can give you a proper spray tan that you can use for the wedding the next weekend.
Yeah, maybe.
How about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I mean, I can get a spray tan. My concern is they spray me again and the one side's still darker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Because this is
just take all your.
It's a family wedding. I'm going to be in a lot of photos.
Take all the photos from one perspective.
You're
just
going to need to turn one side, all the photos.
They're all going to be
over the shoulder.
Yeah. And by the way, in photos, people will blame the lighting, not you.
That's true.
You know.
That's true.
God, the lighting in these is awful. Erica looks like half of her body is tan. Who's the photographer? They sue the photographer. Say it wasn't me. She got a vertical spray tan. That's ridiculous. Who would get a vertical spray tan?
Losers. That's who.
All right, we'll do it then.
All right.
I'll be half tan.
I'm very excited for that.
For the Corona cruise.
Yeah.
Speaking of dark,
I'll be half tan on wheeling in on my walker and laying in a friggin' beach chair. I'm gonna look the most preposterous anyone has ever appeared.
Yeah, how are you gonna rock a wedding?
Oh, when I go to the wedding?
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm gonna be hanging out with my grandma in her wheelchair. Like, what do you
probably
mean?
me.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
be
gonna
like
know anybody.
laying on the floor. I don't know.
Well, you guys are gonna be
Pound Cake's driving me to Chicago because Ian can't go.
You are?
And he's going to be attending the
He
wedding.
better not be driving his car.
There are going to be other black people at the wedding, so he won't be the only black guy at the wedding.
What the hell does that have to do with it?
Because he complained at my wedding he was the only black guy there.
He's barely a black guy. But, I mean, also, he's your +1 to a family wedding.
Yeah, but they
I guess
know
you
him.
met the family at the
It's
your
my
one.
cousin who was in that
Piss
spinal
190.
injury accident last year, and they didn't get to have the wedding, but they're having it now. And they know who my cousin's new wife definitely knows who Pound Cake is, because she goes, I said, I'm going to bring a coworker if that's okay, because Ian can't come. And she said, oh, Pound Cake? And I said, yes. So she's very excited.
She's very excited.
By the way, is that my blanket?
It is.
Did you take it?
No, you gave it to me Friday. I just didn't bring it back.
So you took it.
I feel like this is my show blanket now.
Okay. Do you know that I don't
here.
care?
You can't get a show blanket off of Pee on My Honey?
She could use it. I just didn't know where it went.
Pee on my honey. It's peony and honey, Bill. No one's peeing on anyone. Not that I know of.
Pee on my honey.
Do you need the blanket?
No, I just needed to know. Because I was like, that looks a lot like the one I gave her.
What, do you have it across your lap?
Yeah, my legs are a little chilled.
Pound Cake, she's clearly doing FDR cosplay. Would you leave her alone? Come on.
Okay.
Anyway, he'll be my +1 at the wedding, and who knows what's going to happen with that.
Yeah, so I'm just going to be hanging by you. It's not like, I mean, I know your mom and your dad. I don't know your cousins and everyone like that. So.
Yeah, they're all cool and they love to drink, so you'll
Where's
fit
the
in
wedding?
fine. It's at a mansion in Illinois.
Where? Like in
Like
At the mansion.
out in the burbs?
It's at that mansion in
like
Illinois.
northern suburbs.
Okay.
The one mansion in
The
Illinois.
one mansion. Oh, the Chicago mansion.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
you know that one.
I remember that. Yeah.
But
All
it should
right.
be very nice, and I'll be excited to see all my family because I haven't been able to get home at all this year.
Sure.
So, yeah.
My son is seeing my family more than I have. He's seen them more in the
Yeah.
past couple of months, and I'm seeing them in the past 3 years.
I've been FaceTiming with my family a lot at like all the gatherings that I'm invited to but can't be at because my life is here and whatever.
Do they just prop you up at the end of the table? Like if they're doing like a Thanksgiving dinner, they have you like on an iPad and you're just looking at everyone?
My sister had a housewarming party for her and her husband's new place, and that's kind of like what happened. My dad does the pan. He goes, "Here's everyone," and like goes down the line. Everyone's going, "Hello, hello, hello."
Yeah, I would do that if anyone in my family had an iPhone. I would do that, sure.
Yeah. FaceTime is great for that. I'm glad my parents have that. And I FaceTime with my grandma sometimes. My dad will be over there taking care of her, and she can't hear a word I'm saying, so I just sit there and wave and smile.
It's funny how adept kids are to FaceTime because my niece will do it all the time, and like I have nieces and nephews that FaceTime with my parents, and they know exactly what to do and like how to look at it and how to flip the camera and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they're little.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh yeah, it's FaceTime time.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom had a little health scare yesterday, so I'm really looking forward to seeing her now because she had me all worried yesterday.
About what? Booby cancer?
No, my mom went to the hospital. She thought she had a heart attack. They did not find that she had a heart attack, but they thought she was dehydrated, so they pumped her full of fluids, and she's doing much better today. But, you know, my mom's like, I don't know, I see my parents as like invincible, and my parents have both been in really good health my whole life. So, and my mom does not take going to the hospital lightly. She's somebody that will stay home.
Wait, the symptoms of a heart attack are the same as being dehydrated?
I don't think they're exactly the same. It's just that she had a tight chest and her right arm was hurting her. Oh. And, you know, when you're 60, you know, you're not supposed to take too many chances with that. And she has a history of heart disease in her family. Her dad died very young from a heart attack. So, you know, she was probably a little freaked out when her chest went tight and whatever and thought maybe something was wrong. And they basically said stress / dehydration probably was the issue. But, you know.
And this is the summertime and she's a teacher.
Yeah.
What's she stressed about?
Oh, are you kidding? My mom works all summer.
Oh.
She's not one of those teachers that's like, summer break, who cares?
Well, you're supposed to.
My
That's
mom's
the only
planning
good thing about being a
syllabus.
teacher.
No,
That's
my mom's,
the reason you take that job.
She's already planning like what fall play she's going to do because she directs the fall play at her school. She's planning her syllabus for the year.
Can Alan and I write the fall play?
No, she picks one and then they act it
Tell you
out.
what, could she pick the one that we write?
Yeah, we'll write one.
All right.
It'll be really good.
It's called A Midsummer Night's Cream.
No, maybe it's the year.
Do you want me to tell you what it's about?
No, I can guess.
Could I call your mom and read it off to her?
Maybe.
What about Under the Green Blanket?
Maybe the year she's retiring, you guys can write the play. Because what
It's going to
will
be
she
short.
care?
It's going to be really short. But, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Will it have a happy ending?
It will.
You tell us.
No,
Right.
but yeah, I don't know. Just freaked me out yesterday because I don't like knowing that my parents are human and they're going to start having health problems, and I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, you're terrified of death.
Yes.
Yeah. But it
don't
will
like it.
happen to all of us.
I know.
Mm-hmm. And theoretically, your parents first.
I told her, I said, Party Wendy's got to slow down. Like, you gotta chill out.
Man, death seems so relaxing to me. I don't know why people get so stressed out about it.
I'm not good with relaxing. I don't need any relaxing. I need to be doing
either.
stuff.
Yeah, well, you can't do anything, and
that sounds awful.
You have to relax.
Oh,
that sounds terrible.
You can't do anything.
I'm going to be on... anybody watch the show Detroiters?
No.
It is the funniest goddamn show on television. And if you're not watching the show, you are insane. It's on Comedy Central.
Never even heard of it.
It's Sam Richardson, who's... he's on Veep. Do you watch Veep?
I've watched some Veep.
Okay. It's Sam Richardson. I think that's the actor's name. And then this guy, Tim, who... They're friends in real life. I think they're both from Detroit. This Tim guy, white dude, was on SNL for a cup of coffee like 5-6 years ago. Anyway... And they're two guys who run an ad agency in Detroit, and it's no good. And they did an episode this past weekend where a neighbor died, and they propped her up. They did the thing, you know,
Oh, God.
black lady, where they prop her
Weekend
up with a
at
cigarette.
Bernie's?
Yes, at the homegoing ceremony. It's probably the funniest episode they've done, but the show itself is hilarious.
I have to check that out.
Yeah. But that's what I'm thinking of with relaxing. I want to be.
They say that I'm sure that lady was very relaxed at her homegoing ceremony.
I know. I know. I don't like thinking about dying either. I mean, people in Gwen's family won't stop dying. Yeah. So I'm already thinking of all that because I'm an old dad and, you know. But my parents, I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I worry about me.
It's stressful.
I got other things to take care of. I worry about me. My parents got to take care of themselves.
Okay.
They're surrounded by my siblings. Nothing I can do about that here. If I get a call and they go, oh, my dad's been in the hospital
But you'll
plenty
be
of times.
devastated,
Of course.
I'm sure. Yes.
Of course I will. But I'll, what?
I just, like, the fact that she even had to state that, and...
Well, he was just talking about it nonchalant. Well, I'm going to get the call.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, like... And he said, of course, but there is a split second there, I'm like, where he might have said...
I understand why you have to make that distinction with me.
Yes.
I accept that. I know. Yes, I would, of course, be devastated. But it's not like you don't see it coming.
Well, sometimes you don't.
What?
Sometimes
They're
it's quick.
old. Well, I don't mean that. I mean, it's coming.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
They're old.
Do you have a plan in place or something?
For what?
For your parents.
Do I have a plan?
Yeah, because you're like, it's coming.
I'm planning. Next year will be their 50th anniversary, so that's what I'm trying to get the leg up on. Because I have a feeling I'm going to be the only one putting that together, and I don't even live there.
Make it here.
They'll have to come visit.
Hashtag what's the...
Visit me in CLE.
Yeah.
For your anniversary.
My mom and dad celebrated 50 years of wedded bliss in Cleveland. Oh, really? Did they have a favorite spot there? Nope, never been there before.
They really like the Youngstown Chihuahua Sanctuary.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's all been at...
Sanctuary.
I said, Mom, Dad, you like breweries, don't you? No? Well, come to Cleveland. There's a lot of them. I'm bringing them here. That's a great idea. I'm going to call my siblings and go, all right, so I'm putting the plans together for next year because their 49th anniversary is coming up, so it's more than a year away. I'll call all my siblings. Oh, where's it going to be? Their favorite restaurant? Nope, Cleveland, Ohio. That's a good...
Chihuahua Sanctuary. I'm just picturing a place covered with chihuahuas.
Well, sure, they need love too. Yeah.
Where
my parents donate a great deal of money to that place.
What month is their anniversary?
Their anniversary is August the 9th.
Okay.
So the 49th is coming up.
We could do it on the Corona cruise.
I'm looking ahead, I'm looking ahead to next year.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Corona
Mom, Dad,
cruise?
I've got a surprise plan for you. What is it? It's a boat full of drunk listeners. I love you.
Hopefully you win some tickets to go on your anniversary.
That's right.
Yeah, he's the guy standing in line at the gas station.
You've got to win your way on. Is Dad home? No, honey, he's driving to your appearance at Sheets. Mom, that's 6 hours. I know, he wants to win. All right.
Oh, God.
I got Jim Brewer tickets for you later on. He's back to do a show August the 10th. Ooh, next Friday night. At the Roxino. So if you've never seen Jim Brewer or want to see him again, great show. Corona Cruise tickets later on, too. 35192. You want to text or find us at AlanCoxShow.com.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
The live stream of this show you can watch right now at AlanCoxShow.com through our YouTube channel. Make sure that you like it. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you... What else, Bill?
Like it.
Share it.
Share it.
Subscribe.
Mm-hmm. Subscribing's good.
All right, that's always
Liking
good.
it's good. Turning on post notifications so that when we ever repost anything, that's good to do for all of our social media.
Sure.
So that whenever anything's posted, you find out immediately.
You get a
Make us your number
notification.
one. Yeah,
there
make
you
us
go.
Your number one priority on social media.
Beautiful.
So follow us all on social media, and then turn on those post notifications.
That's good advice. I really should start making this show my first priority.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should get around to that, Alan, at some point.
Take that, kid.
By the way, if you're an InfoWars fan, you're going to have to find your loco somewhere else because, speaking of live streams, YouTube has suspended the live streaming InfoWars because they keep violating YouTube's terms of service, I guess, against hate speech and child endangerment because they keep posting things about how, Sandy Hook actors are Satanists and all that other weirdo stuff. He was making finger guns talking about Bob Mueller. So, whatever. It's weird to me, though. Like, wouldn't you just watch InfoWars? Like, who's going to YouTube to get InfoWars?
Yeah, go to his website.
Hey, Scott. Scott lives out in Huron where they unmoored Betsy DeVos's yacht. Do you see it out there?
Yeah. Alan, it was a couple blocks from the house. Very visible. Sequest was here. It was,
Wait, her boat's named Sequest?
It's called her boat is called the Sequest?
I thought that'd be Ryan
Yes,
Seacrest's
sir.
boat.
It's called the Sequest.
Wasn't that a terrible show on NBC, like, in 1996 or something?
I don't know.
Wasn't it?
I don't know either. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like underwater Star
I got
Trek.
pictures of it.
So you're living right near the lake then, if it was just a couple of blocks from your house.
Yeah, I'm 2 blocks from the river and 2 blocks from the lake. I'm
good
in
for
a
you.
central location.
How big was this yacht? How big was it?
Well, it was bigger than the one that we normally get, which the one we normally get is the Unity. The Unity is owned by the Ford family, the granddaughter of the Ford family. And we get that one at least twice a year. We saw this one come in last year, And it's I mean it's kind of a surprise. You see it in a small little town. We're a lake town, we're a river town, but it's kind of neat to see a monstrosity of a yacht pull up and dock.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely sticks out.
So, Scott, how do you know about all the yachts and all the families and all the names and stuff?
When you live in a small little town like this, Alan,
okay,
everybody knows everybody.
I see.
You learn everything. You just pick it up from hearsay, but it's on good authority that is the DeVos boat sequence and one of, I guess, from what I read, 13 that she owns?
I think the family owns 10, but that doesn't even necessarily mean that she was on it, right? I mean, maybe she's going out to Cedar Point.
Oh, sure, no, I wouldn't expect her on it.
It is America's roller coaster.
I don't think there was anybody on it other than crew, probably. They were just going from one spot to the next. I mean, who the hell wants to stop in Lake Erie somewhere?
Well, unless she wanted to.
Town, Alan,
I mean, maybe Betsy DeVos wanted to check out Steel Vengeance.
Or maybe she's going out to Put-in Bay.
Yeah,
She
Kelly's
got a bachelorette
Island.
party to go to.
Yup, she's going to get
She would
turned.
have had to leave her phone. She would have had to leave her cell phone at the boat. That's for sure.
That's right. That's a good catch. They don't let you have that cell phone on that Steel Vengeance. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Scott.
But but let me get to my point.
Yeah.
Alan. I wasn't there, but that boat was not tied properly, from what I understand, and that was a Friday evening at 7:00. So something's fishy about that.
That's what I'm saying. I find it very hard to believe that a couple of vandals could untie a yacht.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Those ropes are thicker than my arms, and I'm a guy that's 300 pounds.
Right.
It'd be heavy to untie that.
Do you think
maybe it's hard to untie that thing?
Do you think maybe it was a poor job by the crew, and they're just trying to blame it on vandals?
I would like to. I don't want to point fingers, but I got to tell you, I don't think it was anybody here in Huron. I would find that really hard to believe.
That's an interesting
We've
theory.
never had it happen in the past. We've never had it happen in the past.
Wow.
So.
All right, gotcha. Thank you, Scott.
All right, thanks.
Thank
Alan.
you, brother. There's Scott out in Huron. Yeah, Betsy
I
DeVos's
think
brother.
you're onto something, Scott.
Yeah, her maiden name is Prince, and Eric Prince is her brother. He's that Blackwater guy that's under investigation for things at the moment, and so all kinds of fun people
A lot of stuff going on with
are
that
out
family.
there, yeah, doing stuff. And
must be great to come from money though. Like that's old money. Like your parents had money, your grandparents had money, their parents had money. Like you were never. Your bloodline is just nothing but wealth. Like you bleed gold.
and you're never gonna be broke.
Like that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like you don't
You
have
don't
a worry.
even know. You can't even conceptualize what that would be like.
Yeah, so people want someone who's like relatable and for the working man. These people were never working men. Their parents weren't even working men.
Yeah, but that's also why I can't bust somebody's balls. They give, they used to. Now the game has changed so much, who the hell knows? But, they used to give, let's say, George Bush a hard time because he didn't know what a gallon of milk costs. I couldn't tell you what a gallon of milk costs because I just go grab a gallon of milk. So I thought that was a real weird, they're not down with regular people.
But back in the day, knowing what a gallon of milk, that was pretty common to know what a gallon of milk cost because everybody drank milk back then. Now everybody's lactose and gluten-free and
I don't know if it's that. Well,
bespoke and handmade and whatever.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, I'm sure most people who go to the grocery store could maybe tell you what a gallon of milk costs. I don't know.
All right, let's all guess what a gallon of milk costs.
I think it's probably.
I'd say $3.50.
I would say $3.25.
I'm gonna go Walmart price $2.99.
Oh, all right.
Pound cake.
What is it?
$2.37.
Do we have any way to verify this?
Somebody tell us how much milk costs. Hey, we gotta do a new YouTube thing.
No.
Yeah,
no.
just do it.
No.
Just do it.
No.
Just say subscribe and share. Do it.
That wildfire off of YouTube, and in the sidebar there, I didn't realize that it'll still show up as live. I thought those were all just. I see a picture of myself in a purple shirt, and I'm like, I'm freaking out here.
Yeah,
it says live.
It's
and
Inception.
I wasn't paying attention yet.
And thanks to everybody that likes the stream. Like if you do that, people don't understand the way YouTube works all the time, or just like the interaction and how that bumps up different things for us. It makes our stream more visible to other people to discover the show. It helps with the little bit of revenue that we get. We get not a ton, but it pays for the service that I use to mix it and the cameras that I've been getting and stuff like that.
816-578-1007 or 800-348-1007. 35192. Want to text me? You can watch the show live stream at AlanCockShow.com. Listen from wherever on the iHeartRadio app. It's on your phone, your iPad, or whatever else. Tribe game tonight. They will start up against the Twins at 8:10. That's here at home?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
tonight
is, right?
at
It's a
home.
home game, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
8:10 first pitch tonight here on MMS. So your pregame coverage will begin about half an hour prior. You got 2 days remaining to use this month's promo code at CLE Clothing Company for July. You want to use America in addition to a lot of the MMS throwback stuff you can get there. You get red and blue collection for your appropriate tribe wear. So use America for 20% off. I'll have a new promo code for you once August starts up. Hey, Dick.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, Dick?
Good. I just wanted to tell you from the last time we got that new sound equipment, and it sounded pretty good. The band, the old equipment was old, you know. We got a pretty big crowd last week. It's pretty neat.
You think it was the sound system that was really prohibiting people from enjoying the Kettering banjos?
Really bad.
What made the difference?
Now we're just rocking and rolling, buddy.
So what new sound equipment did you get?
Well, one of the ladies, she was older. She likes our music, and she lost her husband, and she donated $3,000 to the Kettering Banjo Society.
Wow!
It's just the sound system from I think it was from Absolute Music in Fairborn, and Gino and his son came down, and it's really sounded.
So
good
a guy passed away and bequeathed you guys essentially a new sound system.
Yeah.
No, the wife bequeathed it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We don't have many gigs, but
right.
Why is that?
But I wanted to say something.
Wait, you got a brand new sound system but no gigs?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, what
why.
good is that? Why didn't you spend the $3,000 and booking you new gigs?
Well, we just play for. I think these new guys are going to get us more gigs,
Yeah, we should say gigs more. Okay, listen.
More, and I just wanted to say, boy, the Cavaliers, I'm telling you, that $40 million, they got to do something this year.
Huh? What's the $40 million?
Who was it? Kevin Love, didn't he get that?
Got $120 million.
Yeah, like per year he got that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, a lot of money, yes.
Yeah, I'll look for them to win maybe 30 games this year.
Dick, who you taking on the Hall of Fame game Thursday night?
I don't even know who's playing.
In Canton, it's Bears-Ravens, baby.
I'll take the Bears.
Of course you will. Congratulations. Mitch Trubisky, the pride of Mentor, Ohio.
I can't wait either for exhibition football. I'll probably listen to Jimmy and Doug, and probably, I call them, they had the Red Zone on Monday and Thursday night. I usually give them a call.
Beautiful.
Yeah, who couldn't? Everyone's always excited for exhibition football. Screw the regular season when the games count. I like when they're just out there getting ready.
Dick just likes football.
I say they win. You heard it from me, guys. I say they win 5 games this year.
All right.
Are we talking about the Browns or the Bears? Because
you
could flip a coin on that prediction for either team.
Hey,
and
Dick.
The Indians, I think, will make it to they're going to win their division.
Dick, you want to hear something kind of interesting?
Yeah.
There is a player that was undrafted and then signed by the Browns out of BYU, and he is Mormon, so my parents are helping him out, and they loaned their Subaru to him to drive around while he's trying to make the team. A safety from BYU.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Bill, guess what?
What?
I wanted to tell you, our boss wants to know when you're coming down again.
Tell her I'll let you know. I don't have anything planned for probably till next year.
You guys are welcome anytime.
Anytime?
You come anytime. Just except for Monday and Tuesday, I'm off. Just ask for Dick, and
right.
Maybe we can go over to BW's and put a few down.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Put a few down. Dogs, or what are you talking about? That's cruel. All right, thank you, Dick. Here's Dick.
At the Chihuahua Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Licky, 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 boom, doom, down. Licky, 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 boom, doom, down.
All right. Well, I'm excited for Thursday night. Bears Ravens. Urlacher's going into the Hall of Fame. He's got hair now. He should go into the Hair Hall of Fame.
Wait, I need more information about your parents giving some
They're
random...
loaning the car to him. Well,
They're loaning a stranger Mormon a car.
well, he is.
Well, if he's a Mormon, he's no stranger,
Yeah,
correct, Bill?
In a way.
I mean, we're all friends
he's-
under God,
right.
you know?
He's friends with some of their family friends out in Utah. Like, they knew him. They supported him.
So they gave him a car.
They're loaning him a car.
Would they loan you a car?
No, they wouldn't.
Exactly.
Is he paying for it?
No, they're just loaning it. He's in town for like maybe 3 or 4 weeks.
White people in high places.
He's
This is
trying to
great.
make the team?
Yeah, he's trying to make the team. He's undrafted free.
You
His
can
name's
do that?
Micah Hanneman. Yeah, that's what training camp is all about. Is
So random guys will just come out?
no, you don't. You get
an invitation
you
to try
get
out?
signed as an undrafted free agent.
Okay.
To be a part of the team, and then you try and make
Get
your way on the
onto
team.
the
That's how
final
Josh
roster.
Cribbs ended up on the team.
Okay.
So how offended would your parents be if he makes a team and he's like a professional NFLer and then all of a sudden he ditches his Mormon religion and he's like, yeah, now I'm rich and famous.
I prepared them for anything.
But so
You did?
Well, yeah. I mean, the way I went out was in a ball of fire.
Oh, I thought
so.
you meant you had a conversation with
Oh
him
no,
about
no.
this
I'm
guy.
just saying.
But would they regret giving him their car then?
And yeah, there are
they don't
no
do
such
things-
thing as rich Mormons, by the way.
Yeah, right.
They use it for he's using it for debauchery or going to strip clubs or something like.
I doubt he's doing any of that, but they wouldn't. I mean, they're doing a good deed because they want to do a good deed. They don't do it
Yeah,
with
they're doing
expectations.
right. They're doing
Yeah.
what they think they should be
Right.
doing. Do they have to show that kind of fellowship to any Mormon who might
No.
cross their path?
No, not necessarily.
Just
but
because he's a family friend.
It's a friend of a friend, and they went out and watched him practice, and they're like, "Hey, if you want to come out to a practice this week, let me know. We can get like friends and family passes." So I might go out one of these mornings and watch one of the Browns practices with them.
Okay.
And
Then
meet
you
this
should
kid.
steal that Subaru. Because your parents should have let you borrow it.
I don't need it. I have a car.
Just kidding.
It's not like that. If I really, really needed it, they would let me borrow it. I mean, they're fine. I just haven't had a need for it.
Yeah.
Now, is he also trying to play for the, Salt Lake City has a team in that AAF league. Is he going to try to get in with them?
I think he's going to try and play.
You should ask some
in
questions.
the National Football League. I think
What
that's
if
his
they
main
adopt
goal.
him?
Okay.
Why would they adopt a grown man
What
that
if-
has parents?
What if he replaces you at the dinner table?
That'd be great, because then I don't have to go and have those awkward conversations anymore. Listen to them talk about how climate change isn't real and how evolution's a farce.
Mm-hmm. A farce?
Yeah.
Evolution is a farce.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's
You should
quite
hang
a
out with my
statement.
dad more.
I like your dad. But,
I do too.
But I don't. These wouldn't be appropriate conversations for me to have.
That's
with
what
him.
I'm telling.
But you're his.
must be
But you're
really
his
weird.
son.
Yeah, but it's Christmas or like Thanksgiving or
Merry
Mother's
Christmas.
Day or
Climate
Father's
change
Day.
isn't
Like,
real.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was literally one of our Christmases. Like,
Well, that's not that foreign then, because every family does that. My uncle talks about the rapture, so it's the same.
I think it would just be weird if I completely disagreed on like major things with
Yeah.
my parents. Major things.
Major things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That would be weird. I mean, my parents and I don't agree on everything, but
all right, my parents and I agree on almost nothing.
yeah, that would be strange.
We get along still pretty well considering.
If my
They're very
dad was
good
like,
people.
climate change is a farce, I'd be like, what?
Have you had these discussions with your parents? I mean, your mother's a
Oh,
teacher,
yeah.
so I imagine she's.
They're definitely Democrats. They definitely are not Trump people at all. My mom thinks he's.
Well, she's a teacher,
Well,
so
my-
she wouldn't be.
Yeah,
Your
she's
dad
not.
owns
She doesn't
anything.
like a Betsy,
My-
whatever her name is.
My parents aren't Trump people. Like, my mom is more liberal than my dad, I would say, but still very, very conservative.
Yeah.
But my dad he's like libertarian, like off the grid kind of wannabe guy.
Yeah.
Like he's a
He'd
strange
rather be
dude.
in a cabin out on the side of a mountain.
He's chilled out on it a lot, but he just doesn't like the government being in anyone's business. And as a small business
Unless it
owner,
comes to abortion.
right, of course, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like as a small business owner, I understand that because he's been
It takes away
hurt.
from what you're trying to do.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta keep these guys safe while they're on the job. They're idiots anyway. Who cares
Yeah,
if they get hurt?
yeah.
They're grown men. They gotta watch and make sure nothing hits them in the head.
I was arguing with my mom about healthcare because she believes in universal healthcare, and I'm starting to think it's a real terrible idea. Because
the way we're doing it, it's...
Well, but yes, the way we're doing it right now is really terrible. And unless
that's not
but
universal.
We're not doing universal health care.
Well, whatever we're doing now, we need to not be doing.
Yes, what we're doing, that's the problem.
Here's
That's
the
why
thing.
people want Medicare
Here's
for all.
my opinion. I want less health care for people than more. Because you know what that means? Competition. It's already a bitch to get into see any doctor.
No, but the notion of competition in healthcare is pretty laughable these days.
Well, it is, but at the same time, it's like I'm competing with other patients. I'm trying
you
to
want
prove...
competition among patients.
I don't want competition among patients.
She wants to be able to get in to see a doctor, is what she's saying.
Yes. I want fewer people to have health care, which means fewer people going to doctors, which means fewer competition for me to get an appointment.
Erica wants a plague, is what she wants.
Oh, I see.
Well,
you want a fast pass
You guys,
for the
I'm telling you
doctor.
though, I've been through the ringer over the last few months, and it's so hard to get into any doctor. I would have been back from medical leave sooner had I been able to get into any doctor.
But you have
I'm
specific...
not just talking about specialists. I'm talking about a doctor.
You have specific needs. I have a checkup Wednesday morning that I booked 2 weeks ago.
I've been waiting 3 months to see my gynecologist.
Because you
I don't
have
think
a
that's
vagina. Right. I don't have one of those, so I can go see a regular...
My husband tried to make an appointment to see a
gynecologist?
urologist.
Because
no,
he has a penis. I don't have one of those, so I don't need...
I'm telling you, to get an appointment with any doctor right now in any system, whether it's, whichever place, main place in Cleveland that you go to, it's very hard. And psychiatry is the worst.
Yeah.
You call up and say I'm suicidal, they'll give you a number for a hotline and put you on a waiting list for 4 months. And that's not a joke. That is not a joke.
I have a checkup Wednesday morning.
Well, how long ago did you make it?
2 weeks ago.
Do you want to tag team it?
What's that?
Just get in there with him?
Well, now they do that. They do shared medical appointments because they're trying to see more people. So you have an appointment with multiple people now because you can't get in just to see the doctor by yourself.
Why have I never had these problems? I still think it's because you have a very Byzantine health structure.
You probably had the same doctor for years, though.
Trust me when I say this.
You probably have.
No, this is the first time I'm seeing this new doctor.
Okay, you might be able to get into a primary care
My old
pretty easily.
That's what you said, a doctor.
Primary care aside, I mean,
Well, yeah, because you have specific needs.
But
That's what I'm
any
saying.
specialty, cardiology,
Well, yes, specialists are
psychiatry,
difficult to get into.
But
Turns
impossible.
out a lot of people don't take care of their heart.
Well, yeah, and it's a problem. Like it's not just well, people are dying because they can't get in to see a doctor.
Well,
Like that's what the
less
situation is.
Now,
People are
there- but
killing themselves because they can't get in to see a psychiatrist or killing other people.
That's what you want. Fewer people who need health
No,
care.
no.
They're doing it for you.
I want fewer people to have health care,
They're
not fewer
helping
people
you
who
out.
need health care.
Well, what they need to do is, the way it's structured is, there's certain situations where your healthcare provider can only send you to these certain specialists, and there's specialists that are wide open, and so everyone goes to those ones, and it makes it even more difficult.
No, I'm going to be honest with you. I've gone outside of my network. I've paid out of pocket just to get in to see somebody
still that
sooner,
hard?
and it's still the same.
Yeah.
Still the same.
Well, we need more doctors then.
And I don't think, a cardiologist, I know that's a specialist, or a neurologist, that's a specialist, but, they're major things. Major things? Why do I keep saying major things?
I don't know.
They're major areas of practice, so it should be easy to get into those. Now, if I needed a specific, an electrocardiologist or an electrophysicist or whatever, I don't know what the term is, but if I needed a very specific
An
type of person...
electrophysicist. I want an appointment with whoever that is.
I think it's an electrocardiologist. It's
That's
somebody
pretty
that
sweet. You're
does...
splitting your atom while you're sitting there getting checked out.
Like if you have a pacemaker and you have to see a specialist to coordinate with that, I can understand that taking a while. But to see a cardiologist just for a workup is months of waiting. And that's a problem. That is a huge problem. My mom's just well, it should be a free-for-all for everyone. I'm no, because then you get put on a waiting list. And that's what, overseas, that's what they deal with, long waiting lists for healthcare.
Some do, some don't. Depends on what they need.
And people die while they're waiting to get in.
Right, but more specialized requirements are going to have more.
It sounds like we need more doctors.
They were just...
And also, you can't really convey to the appointment setter on the phone, hey, I need to get in because it's an emergency. They'll go, okay, well then go to the emergency room. But then the emergency room says, you got to see a specialist. We don't have those specialists here. So it's just like you're being ping-ponged around. Sorry, I didn't mean to have a long rant on it, but like, it is for real a problem. If anyone thinks that the way healthcare is right now is cool, it's not at all.
I don't know. I think everybody's kind of on board with the fact that they need to do something different.
And
It's
you
just
don't
nobody
really
can seem to
realize it.
agree with what that is.
People don't really realize how bad it is until something happens to you. You have a medical scare or a medical issue that needs to be dealt with in an urgent manner. You don't realize how big of a deal it is and how effed up the system is until you go through it.
I know how we can fix it.
Tell me.
We need clones. We need like The Island. Remember the movie The Island? The
Terrible movie.
Terrible movie. But good
so
idea.
cloning doctors?
No, well, we can clone doctors. Then we have more doctors.
That's not where he was going, but you beat him to it.
Okay.
I'm all for it. But we can just clone healthy versions of ourselves, genetically engineer them to not have the problems that we have.
You mean harvest our clones for organs that we might need?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's a great
But you
idea.
don't always need
I'm
an
all
organ.
on board.
Yeah, but couldn't you go into your DNA, figure out what is causing POTS, take that out, and then move your brain over into that body that works right?
Well, they haven't been able to figure it out yet, but yeah, if they did, that would be cool. Or just give me a new brain.
And then when people
download
ask,
my memories.
when people ask, what happened to the old Erica? You'd be like, oh, she's dead.
She can't come to the phone right
They
now.
saved
Why?
Hitler's brain in a jar. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, again, I'm looking forward to my new doctor on Wednesday morning that I booked 2 weeks ago.
Let me know how it goes, because my guess is it's a meat market. They go in, they barely talk to you, and they leave.
I'll tell you. I mean, yeah.
Like, I just
But
remember
again,
going to a family doctor when I was younger. He knew my name. It was like, we had our $20 copay, and he was like, we had Dr. Amandus, and he'd say, what is happening here? And we'd go, Dr. Amandus, like, we love you. Like,
Right, but you were
my
a kid.
arm hurts, or,
Kids don't have as many problems as adults do. So pediatricians, it doesn't take 6 months to see a pediatrician.
But it was a family doctor. We all saw him, my parents included. It was the family doctor.
Yeah, we
it's
had
like
a family
who you
doctor.
went to. Everybody in the
yeah,
family.
but that was like just the initial consultation.
Then
if you
he'd
needed
take
something
an hour
more,
with you, or if you needed more, he'd take more.
maybe he wasn't a very good doctor, and not a lot of people wanted to see him.
Maybe he was just good at being personable and not actually good at being a doctor.
Dr. Amandu, God, you're lucky to be alive.
It's Dr. Amandus, and
Dr. Amandus?
He was awesome.
He cut off my brother's wrong leg.
Now, he might be dead now. I have no idea. Based on your logic.
When he walked in the room, would he say, "Hi, everybody"?
Hey, everybody.
No, he always said, what is happening here?
Hi, Dr. Nick. Well, I'll let you know. Fortunately, I am in relatively good health, so
Yep.
my checkups don't take long at all.
Health is wealth. Health is wealth.
Oh, then I am wealthy beyond measure, Bill.
And it technically is, because medical care costs a lot of money. A lot of money.
I wouldn't know. I don't have anything wrong with me. Hello, Don.
He's totally going to get something horrible.
Hello, how you doing?
Oh, I will. I don't know when. I will.
Hey, Alan, you have the, what's that bacteria, that flesh-eating bacteria?
Necrotizing fasciitis.
Yeah, it started in your balls, and it's working its way up.
Alan, how you feeling? Pretty good. The tip of my wang is dark black and flaking. Is that going to be a
flaking.
problem? Or... It's like coming off like salmon fillets. Is that an issue?
It's coming off like Thanos clicked his fingers.
I don't want to go, Mr. Stark. Hey, Don.
Feels so good.
Yeah. Tell Erica, part of the problem going on now is insurance companies are buying up hospitals, and those hospitals are going to doctors and buying their practices up and limiting them to how many patients they can see.
Oh, that's a huge problem with the...
What? Next you're going to tell me there's
Yes.
for-profit prisons, Don.
That's a huge problem with the opioid crisis.
I wish I could tell you that.
Yeah.
That's a
No,
problem.
actually, what they do is they take
I'm
your-
just...
they
Hey,
take your,
hello? Hello?
Thank you, Don.
That's a doctor who works in the opioid crisis. He has treatment centers that I met doing TV. He said that he's having a hard time because they're limiting how many patients he can see. So he would like to see more patients. He's not legally allowed to. That's a problem.
So wait, he wants people to do more heroin?
No, he wants to be able to see more people to heal them.
Oh, okay. Because it sounded like he wants more people to do heroin. I want more heroin at point. I want more addicts in here.
I mean, it does keep his business running.
It's a volume business, baby. Here's a great text. Hey, Erica, I have no insurance, and the cheapest it costs to get my knee drained is $1,200. We need universal medical coverage. Yeah, they've clearly got some inflammation on the knee. Need to get it drained, and that's a $1,200 drain.
If you make your drainage appointment, if I need a knee drain, I'm competing with you for that same appointment.
Just go on YouTube. There's tutorials for everything.
Yes, you get one of those hair weasels that you put down the sink in the tub. Grab one of those, right? Put that just in size along the edge of the patella. Stick that in there, route it out to $295 probably. Get one at Home Depot.
Now, to be
If
clear,
you hear a pop, you went too far.
That's right.
Ew. To be clear, I don't want hate mail. Like, ideally, I'd love everyone to have health care and access to health care and have enough doctors to be able to accommodate all of those people. But that is an ideal world, and we don't live in that. So,
well, sick people cost companies more, and that's where premiums get jacked up, and you're one of those sick people. You're making my premiums go up. So thanks a lot.
if I could get in to see a damn doctor.
Why didn't Dr. Bonobo find the pots?
Amandus?
Whatever.
I was a kid.
How early? You don't know how early he had it.
I didn't have it.
You might have had
It was really small back then.
You might have had early onset pediatric POTS.
No, I didn't have that.
All right.
But at least I'm a patient.
Dr. Amandus didn't catch it. You don't know when you had it.
There are a lot of people out there that are unhealthy and they're not doing anything about it. They're sick patients and they're not doing anything to help themselves. I am. I'm being proactive. I'm trying to not go to the doctor very often. I'm trying to get past this. There are a ton of people that are just like, oh, well, I'm sick. I'm stuck with this. I'm not changing my diet or my lifestyle. This is what it is. And I feel sorry for those people.
All right.
But not really, because you should do something about it.
It is definitely, we can all agree, it's quite a pickle.
But once we get them clones going, be just fine.
That'll be a different kind of pickle, Bill.
And then stem cells, we can use that. Like we're not utilizing all our science.
If we had clones, we'd be banging our clones.
No, Pound Cake would be banging his clone. I would be harvesting mine for organs.
Yeah. I was just sitting here listening. I was intrigued by this whole conversation. Then you guys gotta go talk about me banging a clone.
But you know you would.
Well, it's always been my dream to run across the beach into my own arms. Nonetheless.
He didn't say anything about sex. He just said the running and the beaching and all that.
Yeah, I can't even just sit silently. I get caught in something.
Alan's dream is to run across the beach with his clone's arms. These are mine now.
No, my dream is to cross paths with my clone on the beach and ignore him entirely. Just keep running in the opposite direction. Oh, God, I hope he doesn't want to talk. All right. I'm going to have those Jim Brewer tickets for you coming back 1 week from Friday. He's going to get out to the Roxino. So if you've never seen Jim Brewer before, it's one of the best shows you will see. And if you have, I don't have to tell you. So a couple of tickets coming back. 35192 if you want to text.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
So,
is it bad that I just kind of want Roseanne to go away?
No.
I want Roseanne to get some help.
Like, she was obscure for a while. Like, she was just, like, gone, like, on that nut farm or whatever. Like, I liked it better then. I wasn't clamoring for a comeback of Roseanne.
No, but I like
the other cast members on the show, but Roseanne, to me, was never, like, the draw.
But I like funny people. And Roseanne's a funny person. She just needs to drill down. And
I don't think so.
I don't know why she's going off in all these other directions. I realize she's a human with opinions, but she's still funny.
I've never thought she was funny.
Old Roseanne stand-up was good stuff.
No.
Really?
Don't care for her.
All right.
Never cared for her. Didn't care about her coming back. I don't even care about her politics. I just don't find her entertaining.
You didn't like the old Roseanne show?
I mean, I watched the show as a kid, but it wasn't for her. Like, I liked all the other cast members on there. It wasn't... I didn't watch the show because of her.
How did you start watching it?
I don't know. It was probably on WGN or whatever, and it probably followed up Step by Step or something. So I probably found it that way.
It's always on reruns.
Or after Married with Children. I don't know what channel it was on, but I was probably watching something. It came on after.
I see.
And I was like, I always thought she was annoying, but I was like, I liked all the other cast members.
You were clicking around looking for Reba, and you landed on Roseanne?
Yeah, Family Matters or,
sure.
You know.
With Nikki the Swish's wife.
Sister.
Oof.
There was a gay that I...
Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Oh, I like that show.
Didn't watch that.
Too. Oh, that was a good one.
Was that a TGIF show?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I was a little too old for TGIF.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Loved it.
A little bit after my time.
Mark Cooper.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper. And the lady...
Mark Curry.
The chick died.
Who did?
The overweight, what was it? Not his mom, his sister?
Maybe, yeah.
Don't know. Mark Curry was the
Mark
comic
Curry,
scene,
that's right, yeah. His name on the show was Mark Cooper.
Right.
Yeah.
I like how they just change one name, so people
What was
on
her
the show
name?
don't need to know.
Hanging with
Not
Mr.
Holly
Cooper.
Robinson. She's
Holly
still
Robinson,
alive.
No,
yeah.
Holly Robinson Pete is still alive. I'm talking about
Nell
the
Carter from Give Me a Break?
Nell Carter died.
Yeah, she was
She
on
did?
Give Me a Break before in the 80s.
Well, yeah, but she was on Hanging with Mr. Cooper. That's how I knew her.
Wow, she
Loved
was on
her.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper?
Yes, she was great.
I didn't know that.
Love that show.
I like to Give Me a Break.
That's your time.
Yes, it was.
My time was
very
Hanging with
much my
Mr.
time.
Cooper.
I think Give Me a Break had like the Different Strokes lead in or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you like Roseanne or if you like Sean Hannity, then the Roseannity show is going to be tomorrow night.
That is clever. I like that name. They should actually make that happen.
I think
Roseannity.
they should. Why not?
That's a good name. If you got a good name, make a show out of
Use it.
Yeah.
Don't get on your I hate portmanteaus high horse with me, mister. Hello?
Hello, Bill.
Oh, hey. Who's this?
Bill, this is Wilhelmina. You remember me, Bill?
Yeah, I do remember you. Yeah.
I've called from time to time to
Yeah.
speak to you.
What's up?
Oh, I'm just thinking about you, Bill. I've listened to the show today, and you're so funny. As usual, Bill, you always make me laugh, always. And I heard that person call in and said that they saw you in public and yelled out to say hello. And I was somewhat ashamed, Bill,
Why's that?
because I have seen you in public, and I've never felt confident enough to yell out to you.
Well, why aren't you confident to yell out to me?
Because I'm a very insecure person, Bill. You know that.
I didn't know that.
You've seen the size of my underwear. I mailed you some.
Those looked very secure.
Well, I also I heard.
That's a secure thing to do, to mail someone underwear.
No, but not for free. I heard you talking about selling panties
Mm-hmm.
on the interwebs.
Yeah, Erica's thinking about doing it to make some quick cash.
Well, I would recommend that she do that because I have made some money when I have needed money the most.
How much did you make?
Well, I sell my underwear by the square foot.
So it's just fabric you're selling then. It's a lot of fabric. So yeah, I could see how that would be expensive.
No, I just take my regular underwear and I sell it, but you've seen it, Bill. It's larger than some people would like.
Yeah, you know what? It's not the biggest I've ever seen, though. Like, it's...
Well, that's good to know because
And it's hanging up in my office. People, like, whenever I do, like, Instagram stories and stuff, people always ask, like, what's with the underwear? And I go, I'm the biggest fan.
That's right.
Send it to me.
That's right.
It's one of my most prized possessions.
Well, I'm glad to hear that I'm not physically your biggest fan, Bill. I'm figuratively your biggest fan,
Yeah.
I think. I listen to you all the time.
You're my most
baby.
enthusiastic fan, we'll say that.
I like the way that sounds.
Mm.
Very excitable today.
No, I like being called enthusiastic. That's nice. I don't often have those kind of adjectives attached to me, Bill.
So you say you saw me in public. Where'd you see me in public?
I saw you at the Metro Parks one time.
Mm-hmm.
You were kayaking.
That...
No, you were walking, Bill. I'm just kidding.
Okay, yeah, I do. I used to walk in the Metro Parks all the time.
Yes,
so-
I saw you.
Yeah. Then you didn't say hi.
Well, I was hiding behind a tree.
Well,
Did you fit behind the tree?
I'm feeling less enthusiastic about that comment than some other ones. How about
Sorry.
you just keep your trap shut and I'll talk to Bill, okay?
Okay, bitch.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You guys get so sassy.
She goes at me first.
I don't think she did this time.
No, I don't ever go after you first. Ever. Usually you opening your whore mouth when
Well,
I
I
call
wish
you.
I wish you many blessings.
Thank you, Erica. I prefer that than us having any kind of acrimony.
I don't want that.
Anyway, Bill, I just want to let you know that next time I see you in public, I may say something. I may yell out.
Are you going to come to the Red, White, and Bill bar crawl on Friday? In Lakewood?
What is that?
We're doing a bar crawl with Miller Lite. We do them in the summer every year. And this one is people can wear red or white or Bill Squire attire.
Can I wear some Bill Squire attire that I have made myself?
Absolutely, you can. I've actually encouraged that.
She's gonna wear your skin.
Well, I don't have any of that. That's silly. That's ridiculous. That defies logic.
I appreciate
I
that.
do have a bra I've made with your face over the nipples, Bill.
Please come to the bar crawl and please wear that.
Oh, maybe I will.
I would encourage all our listeners to make a bra with my face on it and wear that, men and women.
Bill, I have to tell you, I'm not able to drink too much alcohol.
Why is that?
I'm largely allergic to it.
Oh, that's a shame.
So I may, if I do show up, I may just come for maybe a hot toddy.
Okay. A hot toddy in the middle of the summer.
Well, yes, I can do that to you in the bathroom.
That kind of hot toddy.
But then I'll have a drink.
I thought, okay. I'm not familiar with what a hot toddy is when it comes to that kind of situation.
Oh, I'll show you, Bill. I'll show you what a really mean a hot toddy is.
All right. Well, if you come out, come and show me. I'm always open to learn new things.
Oh, I'll show you some new things, Bill.
Can you give me a hint of what a hot toddy is, or?
I can give you a hint, yes. It involves a lot of tartar sauce. So we need to make sure that the bathroom is near a kitchen, Bill.
Okay. Tartar sauce.
Tartar sauce, and then I finish with I put a handful of panko breadcrumbs into a very special place, Bill. So maybe I'll see you at the Bill and the Red White Bar Crawl, all right?
Okay, I'll see.
All right, bye, Bill.
Bye.
Bye, Howard.
Oh, wow. Many blessings. Do you know what a hot toddy is, by the way?
You are really zen these days about the people giving you a hard time.
I have a different outlook, Alan.
The whole many blessings thing. Yeah, I got to give you credit for that.
Yeah, calling her a bitch is no fun anymore.
No, I am peaceful these days.
Mm-hmm. I do know what a hot toddy is. I don't know what her version of a hot toddy is, but I know what a hot toddy.
Want some free stuff, give that stuff away.
All right, Jim Brewer is coming back to Cleveland. Going to do a show a week from Friday, the 10th. He's back at the Hard Rock Roxino out at Northfield Park. If you have seen Jim Brewer before, you know he's amazing. If you haven't, good chance to check him out. Ticketmaster.com's got all the info on the show. If you need to buy tickets, you can win this pair. Be caller number 15, and they're yours, too, for Jim Brewer. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Alan Cox. His parents think he's a proctologist.
He has a real job.
Because the truth is just too disgusting. 100.7 WMMS.
$35192, want to give me a text. AlanCoxShow.com for everything else. Of Corona Cruise tickets for you in about 1 hour. You can find out all the ways to win your way on at AlanCoxShow.com. Use the keyword Corona. If you missed a Pound Cake getting the lap dance and then giving one on the show on Friday, we've got that video there for you, as well as the Christie's Instagram hotties, which are always fun. And thanks to the Christie's girls for accompanying us on Friday night at our bar crawl for a bit. Hey, Joe in Parma.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing all right. I was calling in real fast because I completely agree with Erica's position on healthcare in terms of eliminating competition and weeding out, unnecessary, trips to the doctor's office when you really need to get in there and you have an emergency situation going down, because I've had plenty of them.
What do you got against clones, Joe?
I got nothing against clones.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah, I totally understand. You don't want to see other sick people as competition, but they kind of are in this situation, because it's either you or them getting the appointment, and right now there's no real system for monitoring who really is in an emergency situation versus somebody who just I don't know, wants to get in, or is some kind of hypochondriac or whatever.
Yeah, it's different. You know, it's one thing if you have, you know, a headache versus, you know, you have something that if you don't get to a hospital and you don't have emergency surgery or whatever, you're going to die.
Right.
And that's the situation I've been in my whole life. You know, if I don't get to a hospital and get in front of get on an operating table within a short amount of time, you know, I've been life flighted the whole nine.
What do you have, if you don't mind me asking?
Gigantic penis syndrome.
GPS. Oh no.
I called in and told everybody the whole story while you were out because they were talking brain surgery, and I've had 26 of them.
Oh right, we've talked to Joe before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Did
they find it yet?
I've had, you know, hydrocephalus, grade 3 bleed in the right ventricle. The bleed caused a blockage that prevented the cerebral fluid from circulating and draining properly. So, and I had a shunt put in when I was 2 weeks old, and if the shunt malfunctions, the
You're in
cerebral
trouble.
fluid doesn't circulate and drain properly, so the fluid remains trapped in the ventricle.
You don't ever want fluid trapped anywhere, is my understanding
No.
of the medical profession.
What's a life flight cost?
Oh, God, who knows?
Over $25.
To be completely honest, I have no clue what it costs because the church that I was attending at the time, I was 12 years old. They hooked me up and helped me out a lot.
There you go.
amazing.
That's why you got to find Jesus.
Maybe I got to believe in God.
Sure.
Hey, church, help me out.
Hey, life flight me.
Yeah, I mean, an ambulance ride costs $5,000 or more. So
You wouldn't think a church would pick up the tab on that because they fundamentally believe that if you don't make it, you're going to a better place.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Joe.
Well,
Maybe
good
they don't
luck,
want it to
Joe.
get too crowded
Stay
there.
well, huh?
Maybe they don't want it to get too crowded in that better place.
Maybe. What's the square footage on one of those clouds, Bill? Is that where everybody lives when they die?
They're not as big as you'd think, but they're not, you know, they're enough for one person.
Okay. Well, if you are a Marine veteran, speaking of being healthy and doing things, it should make you very happy to know that Marines, this is a new report, lead all of the armed services in binge drinking and sex partners.
Oh.
Congratulations, Marines.
That's hot.
Semper Infidelity. Yeah, from thousands of active duty military members that they surveyed, they found that Marines are more likely to be heavy drinkers, use tobacco, and engage in riskier sexual behavior than the sailors, soldiers, and airmen of other branches. Binge drinking among the Marines is almost double what it is in the Air Force. Well, that's good,
Yeah.
I think. You know,
I would imagine.
Marines can't crash into my house from 25,000 feet. So
Yeah, wait till you're just a private pilot to become an alcoholic if you're in the Air Force.
Yeah. So I don't know if that makes you proud or not if you're a Marine. They also found out that the Marines were more likely to have had more than one sex partner per year.
Okay.
Is that like that's the level? That's the baseline? One sex partner per
then
year?
everyone's a skank.
Wow.
Well, a lot of military men get married, 18, 19. They get married really young. I don't know why.
No, but
Well,
one
they do
a
for
year?
The
Benefits,
benefits.
yeah.
when they go overseas to serve a tour, they get financial benefits being married.
Yeah.
But is it really worth it though, being married to someone you
It
don't
is.
want to?
My cousin got married when he was about to do a tour, and the money is significant.
That sucks, man. Why
Both
would you?
of my young nieces, my brother's daughters,
Yeah.
started squeezing kids when they were like 17. They both married military guys.
Oh, okay.
And, it's more than one way to skin a cat, I guess. But Marines, 40% of them, assuming, you always kind of take these surveys with a grain of salt, but 40% of them said they were prone to use condomless sex with a new partner. Look at that. Who was the safest? Air
Navy.
Force.
Oh, I was gonna say Navy.
Keep it locked down, those Air Force guys.
No, Navy's neck and neck with the Marines. So if you are a Marine, active duty.
The few, the proud, the many partners.
Yeah.
Is it still an army of one? Are they the lowest?
I don't know about that.
I feel like the higher up you are, the more sought after you are by women. Like if they see a different type of jacket or a different type of pin, and you walk into like a bar or something like that, oh, you're gonna get it. Like not only do women love a men in uniform, but
Women do love a man in uniform, don't they?
They love a man in uniform.
A man in uniform.
A bunch of guys in one uniform trying to get around, fooling people into thinking that they're one person.
We tried to do that to get movie tickets when we were too young to get in. I would get on my friend's shoulders, and he'd wear his full Marine dress. Marines tend to be young men, said the woman who conducted the study. So compared to young men on college campuses, it's pretty similar.
That makes sense, yeah.
Because if you
would
talk
think
to...
it was Army. I thought Army was young guys.
Well, it's that too.
They're all
but,
pretty
young. There's a lot of males in the armed forces, young dudes.
I guess I just think of the Army as being young. I don't know. That doesn't mean anything.
Well, yeah, there aren't any old guys who are enlisting. You know,
Yeah.
but they're all
They
young.
don't need
but
to now.
I think some arms of the services might have more females than others.
You know what help with all the armed forces?
Clones?
Clones.
I want to be sure you know
answer for
how to
everything
use
now.
a condom, rubber, a raincoat, a boner bucket, party hat, squirt skirt, love sock.
Quit trying to make clones happen, Bill.
Stop trying to make love sock happen, dude,
Yeah.
explaining condoms.
True.
It's going to happen.
Bill, I don't know if you realize like the consequences of having a clone. Like, what if your clone is actually like cooler than you, and people like hang out with your
Well,
clone?
first of all, that's impossible.
Impossible.
But go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, what if he does everything right? Decisions are his thing. He's like that.
Then he's gonna be
He's a
boring.
paperwork guy.
He's a paperwork guy. He does commitment well.
Good, then he can do all that stuff for me.
Sounds like a
'Cause
boring
he's my
clone to me,
Yeah,
Bill.
he's boring.
Ugh.
He's getting all the stuff. He's basically a great assistant at
And
that
his
point.
penis is like 10 times bigger than yours.
Well, then if
Again,
that's gonna be way
impossible.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big problem for him.
He has a larger collection of leather jackets.
Oh.
Well, that wouldn't be hard to do, though. Yeah.
They know better.
You'd be like, yes, I do, babe.
He doesn't have a sty ever in his eye.
I had a sty.
I don't know. I'm just trying to come up
Yeah.
with things that
That's all you can think of?
would be better than your clone.
He doesn't
your
live with a
clone.
friend's grandparent.
Yeah, he's got his own place. That
Yeah.
clone.
Listen, I could get my own place anytime I want. I like
But could
living
you
with
get your
grandma.
own Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville margarita
course,
making
yeah.
machine? All right.
Yeah, his credit score is good.
Loves
Man.
Poldark,
Well, then he has to go.
which by the way,
Erica-
I love it.
But the paperwork,
Erica's
the,
watching.
the paperwork loving clone is not sweetening the deal. Let's. How are you and your
But
clone
he's my
different?
clone,
He's
so
real
I
good.
can force him to do whatever I want.
The things he
he's
doesn't
my
want to
slave.
do.
He can think.
Is that how
created.
it works? No,
He
they're
can
not.
think for
In my world, yeah.
But they're not robots. They're human beings. They have
they're
their own
created.
intelligence.
Your clone would finally get around to getting divorced.
All right.
And he would get his own HBO special or Netflix
What?
special.
How is he already? He doesn't have any experiences. He's not good at comedy.
He just comes out in the know.
He doesn't pop out being good at comedy.
He could.
Yeah.
How?
Same reason why Bill thinks he can make him his slave.
I love how we're trying to rationalize how the
Yeah, but-
the clone would be that hasn't happened yet.
My clone being my slave makes a lot more sense than him being more successful than me.
I'm just saying, they're like, wow, you're such a nice guy. Like
People say that already about me.
But I'm just saying, he's a paperwork guy. He's a team player. So they're like, all right, you know,
What am I not a team player?
He's networking. You know, I don't know.
I think Pound Cake is projecting right now.
Do I not network?
Maybe he just does it better. I don't know. These are all just thoughts. I'm just asking you the
Yeah,
question.
again, I don't know anything about clones or cloning other than that stupid sheep. So,
I feel like
and
they would have
what
their
I've
own
seen in
mind.
movies. But
It's got his own mind, but
Your clone could afford the expensive bananas. That doesn't even make sense at all, but go with it.
I think that I think these are still. Well, I was going to say these are important questions to be asking. There are important questions to be asking about cloning. Not sure any of these qualify.
So, but if cloning was a thing, it would come out as a baby. So then you would essentially be raising your clone like
I want a
a
grown
son.
adult clone. I want like an instant clone.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the
can't-
cloning
that's
like
the
the,
grow.
I don't want to raise
Yeah,
my
but
clone.
You're gonna have the technology to make the clones grow at an accelerated rate,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna keep them in like a tube until you're ready to use them forever. What you want to use them for?
But it's gonna have to learn
Keep them in a
everything for the
tube.
first
You got to
time.
keep them in formaldehyde or not formaldehyde. You got to keep them in some kind of fluid until they grow
Yeah.
full
You gotta
size.
It's like a
cryogenically
life.
freeze
Yeah,
them.
it's like an embryotic. What is that word?
Embryonic fluid.
Yeah, there we go. That'll
Okay.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to raise my clone.
Shut up, clone.
Especially because it's going to be coming out and learning everything for the first time. So it knows nothing about school. It knows nothing about sex. It's just going to be like animal instincts.
Yeah, you don't want to teach your clone about sex.
Well, the main idea behind the clone...
Because I sure as hell don't know.
Yeah.
Dad, how does this work?
Tell me
First of all,
this
I'm not your
stroke.
dad, I'm you, and I don't know how it works. I was 17 till I got in. Don't ask me.
You have the clone primarily to keep your body healthy. It's spare parts.
But it has feelings. Then you see, you can't do it.
No,
without
not if you're
getting
keeping
attached.
it in a tube.
It's gonna have feelings because if you
It's life in a tube. It's not. There's no. It has no experience.
That's cruel. I don't think it should have to live its life in a tube.
If you pinch it, it's gonna be like, ow. Like, I can't deal with that. If it looks like me,
Clone
it sounds
lives
like
matter.
Me. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. It's different than artificial intelligence. Clones, as I understand them, are exact replicas of us.
Right.
So it would have our thoughts. It would have our emotions.
But it only has those things as...
It would have our urge to kill.
It's gonna have all the different... it's gonna have very different experiences, too. If you're just, like, letting a clone out into the wild... Like, if you're raising a clone like a child,
The
that's
wild?
different.
Where are you living?
I've got a very... My house is all white, and then there's a tube with a clone in it. What do you guys not understand about the future?
Oh, so you're living in a refurbished bank. I see.
Yes.
And we all have like life uniforms we have to wear, like in The Giver. You know?
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah.
That's what I picture, The Giver.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
No, there's one guy that like knows all the things and teaches all the clones the things.
Ooh, maybe I could be that guy.
That's The Giver.
Oh, I'll give.
Give.
Now, some people texting me are bringing up some good points. Even though my interest in this has long waned. I'll go along. I don't want to wear their buzzkill hat. What if your clone makes a clone?
Oh, snap.
We all saw Multiplicity. Well, like 8 people saw Multiplicity.
I was going to say, I did not.
I own it, sadly.
Oh, God. Just one copy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's like making a copy of a copy.
You don't want to be ganged up on by yourself. Maybe
And
Pound Cake would, but...
Will the clone's clone be a lesser you? Like, will it start to look like inbred or something, you know?
I mean, it's still just a genetic copy, so
Well,
I
it's
think
not-
it'll be the same.
It's not a videotape.
But you're diluting the
there's
DNA.
There's no degradation. I mean...
You're diluting, though, because it's
If
a
you
clone
make-
of you.
if it's
and
an
then
exact
it's
clone of
half
me-
of that.
No, it's
it's a
not.
full.
It's a full clone. It's still the same DNA.
I don't like that because that seems like math, and I'm not a fan.
100% is too hard to understand.
Not a fan.
Hey, Stacy,
Yes, Alan.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, just talking, replicating ourselves.
I know, and you know what came to mind was the movie Multiplicity, and
Yep.
that didn't work out too well for Michael Keaton. One of the clones had sex with his wife. Actually, more than one of the clones did, and then one of the clones that made a copy of himself, and that one was a little, interesting of a character.
Again, I'm
Yeah,
flying
but I'm-
blind here. I've never seen that movie. I love
it's very
Michael
good.
Keaton, but the premise alone made me walk the other way. So, but okay, so there in the film there is a steady degradation of the genetic material to where
Yes.
you get like a dopey one at the end, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
That's the comedic premise of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Who's the Andy McDowell's the wife in that?
I think so.
Exactly.
She is.
Okay.
And two of the clones of Michael Keaton end up having sex with Michael Keaton's wife in the movie.
At the same
Great.
time?
At the same time?
That would be convenient, though, for women, because, like, if I'm tired, I could have my clone have sex with my husband.
No, you would be
He
so
won't
jealous.
know.
You would be so jealous with the quickness.
Jealous?
Yeah, you would be
I
jealous.
don't think
No.
Erica would be jealous. She'd be like, hey, clone, get over there and take care of Ian.
Yeah.
You can do butt stuff.
Yes, I would make my clone do the butt stuff.
Oh, my.
She'd come back. She's like,
Oh, my.
Erica's clone would come back. Go, I'm getting my own place.
Did Michael Keaton's clone do the butt stuff?
But what if
I
Ian
don't
wanted
remember that movie that well.
What if Ian wanted a threesome with you and your clone?
I mean, yeah, share the labor. I don't know.
The
No, but one
labor.
of the clones actually did spice it up in the room way better than Michael Keaton's character did. Because she even said,
Yeah.
"What got into you?"
I would be a little jealous if my clone was able to spice it up a little bit more.
She's throwing it back like a frisbee, and you're just laying there like, wow.
Right.
Throwing it back like a frisbee.
Hey, share the labor is what Erica said. So good to know.
Damn.
Sex with my husband's quite a chore, so I'd really like to lessen my duty. Okay, thank you, Stacy.
Sure.
All right, good luck.
Tell your mom I said sup.
Oh, wow.
She got it going on. Pound Cake's clone would actually be able to get a boyfriend, somebody said.
Oh.
Ow.
But the boyfriend would be himself.
Whatever.
No, he'd just make a clone of himself and then still leave Pound Cake out.
Would Erica teach her clone all the things? Major things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Major things happened twice today, and that's way too many times.
Okay.
I always thought about that. I'm like, if I have a son, I'm not going to know how to teach it. Like, what if my son is straight? I'm not going to know anything. Like, I'm not going to know how to throw a football with him or like.
I love how far ahead you are in your logic. The son that you're going to have. How?
Hey, Pound Cake, I'm as straight as they come, and I don't know how to throw a football, so don't worry about
saying,
it. I've gotten along just fine.
Pound Cake stays up at night thinking about how he's going to play football with this hypothetical son that
Hey,
doesn't
these are
exist
fine
yet.
things to think about. I mean, why wait till the last minute? Oh my God, this kid just handed me a football. What do I do with it? You know.
I'm going to cross that bridge when I get there kind of person.
It would just be really weird that my sperm would make a straight son. It would just be real weird because there's nothing straight about me. So I just find that weird. If my son was gay, I'd be like, makes sense. Like, it makes sense, son. Let me tell you.
Except you'll have a girl.
Yay! Why would I have a girl?
I don't know.
Why
What if
would you have a
girl?
son?
Because
You're gay.
Because if I'm gonna have a kid, I'm gonna be in a financial spot where I can have like a surrogate. I can do the test tube babies, and I can have a son.
It doesn't always work out perfectly. You know that, right?
You can pick your gender. It's pretty much
You can
straightforward.
pick which embryos are planted, but not all the embryos survive. So sometimes you might plant a couple and you might end up with only a girl. Just letting you know that.
Abort. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's still legal. You might as well take advantage of it while you can. You might be able to get a bulk rate. Who knows?
I want your sperm. The one Christian on the show, or like the one like God-fearing person on the show,
Yeah.
It
is
was
Pound Cake.
Damn it, almost.
No, do it. I've already got it. So if you want to give me a different version, that's okay. Here, I'll take care of it for you.
It was a joke.
All right, I've got a break. I will have Corona Cruise tickets for you on the way around 5:20. We go back out on the Nautica Queen a week from Saturday, and would love to have you along, so we'll hook you up with that. Also, tickets later on for that Resurrection Tour. It's Puddle of Mud and Saliva and a handful of other bands going to do the Akron Civic on August 16th. So if you want to check that out. 35192 to give me a text. Watch live, listen live at AlanCockShow.com. I recommend this underwear.
No, but I mean, like,
How are they gonna find it? How are they gonna find them?
What?
Like, where are you gonna post it? Where someone's gonna be like,
On that one of those websites.
let me check out the gash, bro. Okay.
You know, a medium level.
Fans only or whatever?
A medium level of celebrity. A local celebrity.
Medium.
I'm telling you, you do it one time,
With my name?
full disclosure, here on the show. It's the one item that's up for auction. Forget this nonsense with the
Then what do we do about the guy that buys it?
Huh?
What do we do with the guy that buys them?
It comes with a restraining order.
Nothing. What do you mean, what do you do with
He's
it?
a paying customer.
Yeah,
Nothing.
but I don't want to have any interaction with that person.
You don't have
just
to.
send it to him. You mail it to him.
I mean, sure,
But
he'll,
what if he really enjoys them?
he'll sidle up to you to bar crawl and go, hey, I'm the guy that bought it.
Part of the whole
Yes!
thing
No.
All right.
is the exclusivity of them, and you're not going to get any more.
And I don't think there's gonna be a guy that's gonna be that proud that he bought your
Oh,
panties.
yes, they will.
Like,
They're great because they'll think that's a hilarious story to tell her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like I don't think he's just gonna jump up like and be on social media like.
How about this?
By the way,
You don't have to do any of this.
Let me suggest this. Let me throw this at you. We've got some caring listeners. You know, we got some people out there that are nice.
nobody's donating to you.
Why don't someone just give me $10,000 or $5,000 so I don't have to sell my panties?
Interesting. No.
Really?
A reverse auction.
Yeah. Pay me to not, so I don't have to do that.
Any takers?
Well, they're not in the room.
I know. I'm just listening. Like, are the phones ringing? Are the texts blowing up?
Nope.
Emails coming in?
Nothing. Not even in this room.
Hello.
Hi, no one wants to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Who is that?
I don't know. Who is this?
No, all of us. None of us want to do this.
Would you say everyone?
Everyone
Said
wants
no?
to not do that. That's right. We talked to everyone, and they all said no one is going to do that with you. But good try, nevertheless.
Who knows? You know, I could have a rich benefactor.
Listen, all I'm saying is whether you want to do it or not, you have the option of doing it and making some bank. Any girl, and you're just fortunate in that way.
Bank, though.
You should consider it a positive trade-off for all the other crap you got to put up with as a female.
And it's a lot.
That when you want to, you can go, I'm going to sell my underwear. We don't get to do that.
Here's the thing. You guys don't get to do that. I get it. You know, women can use their figures to get things in life, but we have periods.
I understand, and that's an extra $60
if
right
men
there.
had periods, there would be a cure for a period yesterday.
Stop it.
Yes.
Stop it. All right, Judy Gold. Calm down. But that's not what we're talking about.
I'm just saying.
We're not talking
You're
about
jealous
that.
of women being able to make money off their bodies.
No, I'm not jealous.
We got to deal with some crap.
I just said it's a nice little trade-off from all the crap. You just repeat what I said.
Well,
I'm on your side.
Just getting specific.
I'm on your side.
But no, I'm not
God,
going
are
to
you
be
on your period right now? Jeez.
Oh, God. Are you?
No.
No, because we're in sync.
Are you
so I would
sure?
know.
I've got syphilis and herpes, and I'm on my period.
You guys are
and I's
together.
periods are synced up.
We spent a lot of time when she was out, so mine synced up with hers.
He craves chocolate. It's very annoying.
I
Constantly
read
have to
somewhere
bring him
that
chocolates.
their periods attract bears. The bears can smell the menstruation.
Boy, poor Stormy Daniels.
What happened?
Her husband filed for divorce. I didn't even know she was married. Had no clue Stormy Daniels was married. But her husband, who apparently is also in the adult film industry, but he's also a drummer he used to drum for like Marilyn Manson or I don't know.
His name is Norm E. Daniels.
I'm Norm Edwin Daniels, and this is my wife, Glenn Crane, who also goes by Brendan Miller. Maybe that's his porn name. I
That's
don't
a
know.
great one.
Yeah.
What a boring porn
Just some
name.
guy's name.
I'm Brendan Miller.
Have a porn name. Go with something like, what's that dude's name? Like Lex Steele or
Yeah,
whatever?
Lexington Steele or Driller Miller.
Driller Miller, yeah.
Miller the
that's
Driller.
yeah.
You know?
Brendan Miller just sounds like a CPA or something.
Brendan Miller, attorney at law.
Brendan Miller sounds like a guy that just like got let go from your job. Like, oh, I liked him.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Brendan
Yeah,
Miller?
where did Brendan Miller go?
He wants sole custody of their 7-year-old daughter.
Didn't know she had a kid either.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. Yeah, because the guy came out and allegedly threatened her in the parking garage. And he wants child support from her. He wants money and a disproportionate share of their community property. He cites adultery as the grounds for divorce.
Well, she had sex with Trump.
Well, that was 10 years ago.
Was that while they were married?
No, they got married after that, I think. The judge granted him a restraining order against her. You know, she comes off very kind of...
demure?
Well, not demure, but she comes off as articulate and whatever.
Yeah.
And I have no reason to think she's not. But she's kind of had to be that way because of all this intense media
She's probably
spotlight.
been coached, too.
To some degree. But
Yeah.
I wonder if she's just as bonkers as all these other chicks.
Probably.
I don't know. Because they're
You
like,
have to have
well,
at
she's...
least a screw loose to bang Trump.
Well, you got to have your mind on your money and your money on your mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a business person, but I had no clue she was even married.
Yeah, there's no mention of that. Like, she's been in the news cycle for almost a year now, and no one ever mentions a husband.
I heard her say that before because she mentions her child and how like she was threatened in front of her child and she has a husband. I've heard that before.
I had heard about the kid.
I heard about the kid.
husband.
Yeah,
I hadn't either.
Thought maybe she had a baby daddy or something.
Is her husband in porn too?
Alan, a
You
period
just said
cure
that, yeah.
exists. It's called birth control.
Or menopause.
Well, yeah, but that's not. You can't take a pill for menopause. I mean,
Here's the thing. I don't know what idiot sent that, but there's no cure for a period. Birth control, you can skip having your period, but you still get all the side effects, all the hormones and all the...
You can have a period once a year if you want.
Yes, but you still get cramping, you still get spotting, you still get
Would you consider
Not on some of these. Spotting is
hormonal...
No.
Would you consider getting pregnant a cure for your period?
temporary.
Uh-huh.
Nice little break
You
from
don't get
it.
all that other stuff every month when you only get a period once a year.
Yes, you do. Yes.
No, I don't
a
have a
lot
uterus,
of women
so I
have
don't know.
cramping without even actually, like, bleeding.
Erica, would you please just let me mansplain birth control to you, please? All right.
And not everybody can be on birth control either.
No, that's true.
I haven't been able to for quite some time.
Ooh. So his pullout game is strong, then, is what you're saying. Ugh, God, gross.
You grossed yourself out.
Yeah, just the whole thing.
What's that?
You provided that anecdote.
I know, but I don't like pulling out, man. That's the last thing you want to do.
Well, we use
it's
condoms, too.
notoriously unreliable. Okay, well, that's good.
Like,
I'm just saying. Like,
we're not great about, like, sometimes you don't. But
that's when things go south.
for the most part, you know.
Oh, honey, I was going to, but oops. Didn't.
Well, I thought I was pregnant after our wedding night. For a couple of weeks, I thought I was pregnant.
After your wedding night?
Because
Wow.
I was so hammered, and I didn't know what was going on. We didn't even bring a change of clothes, so we certainly didn't have a condom or anything like that. So, but I don't really even remember.
You didn't bring a change of clothes or
a condom?
We didn't bring anything you would need for your wedding night at all. No
Why?
toiletries, nothing.
What?
I forgot the bag at home. Like I just didn't bring anything.
So you had it.
You
just
packed
didn't-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just didn't bring it.
Gotcha.
So I was like, well, I'm not going
Wait,
to
you had
not
to-
consummate the marriage.
You had to do the walk of shame the next day? You had to wear your wedding dress all over the place?
We had to get an Uber to our house in our wedding outfits. And the Uber turns around and goes, you guys just get married? I'm like, I mean, not just, but like yesterday.
Last night, forgot our bag.
That's hilarious.
Looked hungover. My hair was every which direction.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
My dress is half zipped.
A lot of people don't bang on their wedding night because they're so zombied out and tired.
I wasn't going to let that
happen.
happen.
It's a long day.
That's like important. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's
if
like a
you've-
rite of passage.
If you've never done it before, but if you're living together and banging all the time,
But you've
it's
never
really
been
not
married
a
and done it.
Oh, it's a big deal.
You have to do it.
Yeah, I feel like it's necessary. And like, I feel like as a new wife, I
Here's
wanted
the
to be
first
like,
time. It's the first time I'm in here as your husband. Great.
Yeah.
Bravo.
yeah, I wanted to be like, as
Taco Bell's nacho fries are a limited-time sequel that won't leave you feeling salty.
From the Final Touch Construction Studios, this is the 50th anniversary of WMMS Buzzard Radio, an iHeart radio station. Ask Alexa to play WMMS on iHeart Radio.
Now back to the Alan Cox Show.
Two 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007. 35192. Want to shoot me a text? And AlanCoxShow.com for everything else. If you go to WMMS.com, by the way, we're always updating and adding new things to the 50th anniversary page, and there's a whole lot of really great new stuff that's been added. A lot of awesome old photos and air checks from old talent who were here back in the heyday, and there's a Springsteen show from the Agora in 1978. There's a lot of great audio and video and a lot of fun stuff. So the WMMS 50th anniversary page is constantly having stuff added to it at WMMS.com. Hey, John.
Yeah.
How are you, John?
I'm doing great. Big fan of the show.
Thank you,
Just
sir.
A couple quick comments, if I may.
Yeah.
Last week, sometime you were talking about ice cream, and you guys mentioned salt in it. There's no significant amount of salt in ice cream. I think what you're referring to is when they make it homemade, they had to put salt around the ice to lower the ice's temperature to make it freeze the liquid inside the churn.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, salt drops the freezing point of water. Yeah, but there's sodium in ice cream.
Yeah, but no significant amount. Like when you use it to put the sodium on the ice, you like almost use a whole thing of salt to keep the ice cold.
Right, but right, okay. I don't know what you mean a significant amount. I mean, there's sodium in ice cream is all I was saying. It's why people get thirsty after they have ice cream.
Right. And the second thing was, you probably don't like goofy movies. The thing about Multiplicity is it's sort of a goofy, silly movie. And the funny thing about it is that dopier one, he has the same name as Michael Keaton's main character, but he doesn't even know that. He calls Michael Keaton Steve the whole movie, even though his name's like Bill or something. It's kind of goofy, funny, and just the fact that the dopey one calls him Steve the whole movie when his name's like Bill. So it doesn't even know that his own name is Bill, you know?
That was a Harold Ramis movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
All right.
It's a pretty good movie.
It's,
I mean,
it's laughable.
It's entertainment for like a one-time do, but I mean, again, you just have to like off-the-wall humor, I guess.
Listen, I like Michael Keaton a lot, so I'll watch most of what he's in. I just never backed up to watch that one. And, you know.
He had a little lull there for a while where he was making some real turds.
Well, listen, I mean, he tried some different things, and that one's over 20 years old, and so. Hey,
thanks for taking the call. Have a
all
great
right,
day.
thank you, brother. There's John.
I love him in that McDonald's movie, The Founder.
I haven't seen that. Is Nick Offerman in that
it's
too?
excellent, yes.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Excellent movie.
I like Michael Keaton in everything just about. I don't know that I've seen him in something that I was like, eh.
He's very good in that movie. And it kind of makes me like, I don't know, I'm not going to stop eating McDonald's, but I'm kind of like, some sketchy stuff went down in the beginning of McDonald's.
You know, the Big Mac.
I feel bad for the guys.
The Big Mac turns 50 this year.
Yeah, they're
really?
going to hand out coins.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they collector's editions?
This Thursday, it's a special thing at McDonald's. If you buy a Big Mac, they're going to give you a coin that you can then turn in for another Big Mac, like the following Friday. Not the next day, but the next Friday.
Dude, I remember.
I do love a Big Mac.
Well, I haven't had a Big Mac in a long time. They started in Pittsburgh. There was a McDonald's franchisee who had an idea for a hamburger, and they said, "Oh, I'll try it." And it became the Big Mac. But they said it's 50 years old, but they don't have any plans on changing anything.
Good.
Well, it is good, too. And I guarantee that if you had put one in a cupboard in 1968
Still
and looked
the
at it
same.
now, that probably wouldn't have changed either. So, you know.
I love the secret sauce.
Some things have to stay the same. But I haven't had a Big Mac
It's
in,
so
I
delicious.
cannot remember the last time.
It's so delicious. Like, I remember they had a deal. I used to get, like, it was like a family meal where you buy one Big Mac, you get another one free with 2 large fries and like a large drink. When I was in college, that was like a godsend. I'm like, this is perfect. I had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like
breakfast.
Well, it's like
it
those
was amazing.
like the Cavs meal boxes. It's
Yes,
like
it was just
$12.
like that.
Oh man,
Like, cause you know, like a McDonald's large fry is not just a large fry. It's like huge. Like it's you get the long casing of the fries. Oh, I just used to eat that all
The
day.
long casing of the fries?
It's just like
big box.
Oh, okay.
It's just a super long case of fries. I'm like, damn. And you get buy one for 50 cents. I'm like, damn, this is great.
I do love a Big Mac.
Well, I think the guy that created the Big Mac was just taking something that was already on the Big Boy menu.
Oh, okay,
Wasn't he?
really?
Like Big Boy had
I
been
don't
around
know.
since the 30s. They had something called like the
Big
Boy? I don't remember what it was called. Was the Big Boy the?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. I went to Big Boy maybe like 8 times in my entire life.
There aren't
and
many of them left, boy.
There was one in Medina that was right by my house. That's where my brother, when he was in high school, like him and his friends would go there and hang out after school. And that was like their spot.
Yeah.
Like a couple of times when I was in like middle school, I got to go and like hang out there and like be the funny one at the Big Boy table at Big Boy.
The funny one at the Big Boy table.
I was like trying to make them laugh, but they were just very annoyed.
Yeah, there's one not far from Detroit Metro Airport. So if we were flying out of Detroit and we were early for a flight, we go to Big Boy. But I see it feels like every Big Boy I was kind of familiar with are going away. Like they're
There's still one
becoming
out here
something else.
somewhere.
There's one out in Valley View.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody watch the Bruce Willis roast on Comedy Central last night?
No.
My buddy Jesse Joyce writes for those, and it's always fun because he will tweet unused jokes. Because they write a ton of jokes.
Yeah,
for these, you know.
yeah.
He had a great one that didn't get used that was, nobody ever talks about the second rule of Fight Club, which is fast-forwarding through all of Ed Norton's scenes. Because Ed Norton's up on the dais. So this is one of the better, kind of higher profile roasters, but a lot of these people don't have good timing. Bruce Willis, because they're reading other people. You know,
Yeah.
The funny thing on these, they'll be like, "Oh, Joseph Gordon-Levitt had some good material." Like,
He
yeah,
didn't write
you don't
them.
know he didn't write that, right?
But
he was the roast master.
It does take. The delivery does count.
It
And
absolutely
there are some
counts.
bad people, like they're not good at delivering.
That's
the
why
jokes.
people were so enamored of Martha Stewart. That's why she
Yeah.
keeps getting brought out to these roasts, because she can
can play
tell a
along.
joke,
land
yeah.
a joke. Demi Moore was this. They recorded this a couple of weeks, so you can't keep these things secret anymore. Although they did say, I think I haven't watched it. I have it on my DVR, but they said that Dennis Rodman pretty much got cut from the broadcast because he's such a marble mouth mook, and he got booed because he's making Kim Jong-un jokes or whatever. Whoever the guy is now.
Yeah, I didn't watch this last night. I went to Coheed and Cambria, which was amazing, and then I went home and watched Who Was America, and I love that show.
I cannot get into it because I feel like I feel it's like shooting fish in a barrel. It'd be one of these shows, and now he's hilarious and he does a great job of what he does, but I can't get into the show because
but it's like quick and it's funny.
I
and
know,
it's just,
but he's not getting people to. It'd be different if it were somebody who were like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe he got him to say that." Right.
But he did get some crazy stuff, like the episode last week with that.
The guy screaming the N-word.
Yeah, screaming the N-word, and then dropping his pants
That
and running
guy
at him.
resigned.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like
He's getting people out of office.
No, I think I think what he's doing is precisely the way you should go about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that the episodes I've watched, I was like, "It's funny." Like it's not funny, but I don't know. I guess the initially
rap battle really made me laugh, and that was just him going as like a super liberal guy doing a rap battle like Eminem style, like 8 Mile.
I mean,
it's hysterical.
When he sat, the one character he does who's like the super liberal, like NPR type guy with like the balding ponytail, when he sat at that dinner table with those 2 Republicans in North Carolina, it was so long. It was like he was trying to get something from them.
Yeah,
and they
that one
weren't
didn't really
giving
go
it.
anywhere.
Oh man,
there are definitely some that are like less. Like that was probably the one where they were just like, yeah, that's okay. Like those people were like really gracious and not like terrible people.
Yeah.
But some people show their true colors and look like idiots.
Well, the first episode I know didn't do that well, but now I think people are going.
They're going
because it's going
yeah.
viral, and so they're going back and watching it. But
well, the Roy Moore thing from yesterday
he
was
waved
really
like
funny.
a perv detector.
It was a pedophile detector.
Yeah.
And went off in front of Roy Moore, and then he's just like, "I've been married 30. I have to go." Like
the Roy Moore one was funny,
yeah,
because it was a little bit more subtle than the other ones. But when he's sitting at the table, he's like, "We make my daughter have her period in the woods."
Mm-hmm.
You're just saying stuff to make people go, "What?"
Yeah.
And then when they don't react that way, it's just kind of hanging there. And
but when he did that same character at the Arizona town meeting, like to tell them that they're going to build a mosque in this small town in Arizona, that one was hysterical.
Oh, then those people are pissed because they're saying that he made them look racist. And they're like, "You're all racist."
Yeah.
Like he just filmed you guys, and that's my point of this show, is you're filming people speaking exactly how they would.
want to
There's no
speak,
big
yeah.
curtain being pulled back,
Right.
you know. But yeah, that whole town is pissed off at him.
The whole town, you just go in there. Everyone
gonna
just
get
has
banned from
torches.
cities.
He went into a town and he said they were going to build a mosque. It was going to up the population of Muslim people.
Who is he pretending to be?
He was
like a government official of some kind?
He was like a super like liberal dude that was like working for this housing project and doing research and presenting it to them. Like so he like worked for the firm.
He has chosen very good characters.
Characters
to play,
are very
I'll say
good.
that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll play a couple of clips from this
from the
Bruce
roast,
Willis
yeah.
roast. Yeah, Demi Moore was a surprise guest. They were married for a long time, of course.
Are you surprised?
Yes.
Yes, I knew he would be. I mean, even though I went over everything yesterday, I knew he'd forget. But I was there for some special moments, like groundbreaking. I mean, when Bruce, he got his career-breaking moment in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed really odd at the time. I mean, he's big action star, like doing a little indie film. But Bruce went over to Harvey Weinstein's hotel, and I don't know, he came back swinging that ball gag, and man, he said, "I got the part."
Demi Moore sounds weird. She looks foxy. She still
Sounds
looks
like
good.
she's been smoking for years.
She always kind of had a little bit of that rasp, but she
Yeah.
sounds like she got like her teeth done or something. Martha Stewart roasting Dennis Rodman and Bruce Willis.
Dennis Rodman, where do I begin? If you had told me back in the 90s that Dennis Rodman would be negotiating a nuclear arms agreement in 2018, I would have said, Dennis Rodman is alive in 2018. Unlike everyone here tonight, I personally have a great appreciation for Bruce's music. I play it at all my parties when it's late, and I want everyone to leave immediately.
She really does know how to tell that joke.
Yeah, she's
tell
good.
jokes. She's got it.
There's a reason why she hangs around with Snoop Dogg. She's
I
cool.
know. She's cool.
Our friend Nikki Glazer is
yeah,
a standby
she
on
do.
these things.
She's under a little bit of heat because she told a joke about Robin Williams.
Oh.
And some people are upset about that.
Well, every one of these roasts, there's somebody who gets in trouble for
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
Like who made the Ryan Dunn joke?
That was Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer.
And what roast was that?
Steve-O.
I think it might have been Steve-O.
Steve-O's roast? Yeah, because he was pissed at her for a while.
I know you obviously as the star of every DVD you kind of just find on the street. Obviously, you had an amazing action film career until Jason Statham started balding. A lot of people don't know that Bruce is a very talented musician because he isn't.
So she had some good lines.
That's funny.
Do you have the Robin Williams one or no?
I don't know that I do. No.
What do you know what
I don't
it was?
even know what it was. I just saw it on her Instagram story that she said, I made that joke, and this is how this is why.
Mhm.
If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's fine.
Bruce Willis at the very end roasting some of the people on the dais.
My friend, ex-con Martha Stewart. Yeah, baby. If anyone can survive in prison, it's someone who can toss a salad. Martha is also a humanitarian. When she heard about the kids at the border living in tiny cages, she sent them sewing machines. What's wrong with that? Kevin Pollak, welcome to the party, pal. You owe your whole career to the guys you impersonate. You've made more money doing Schwarzenegger than his maid.
Hey.
And not to mention, you're better at cleaning houses.
Those reads were kind of weird.
Yeah. It's like he's doing a character almost
Hey.
hey, I'm doing...
Kevin Pollak, what's up, buddy?
Like a little bit Dangerfield, a little bit Dice. Like he's
clearly
weird.
trying to be funny or perform, you know?
Well, he's a performer.
Yeah.
The rap on Bruce Willis is he will do any movie you want if
For
you
a check.
for $1 million.
Oh, okay.
So if he's going to be in it for... There's a lot of movies on DVD, like Nikki Glaser said, only half joking,
Mm-hmm.
that you've never heard of before.
Because he got $1 million, yeah.
Because he's got $1 million. So if he's on set for 2 days shooting, $1 million.
Nice.
He's no dummy.
Yeah.
You can do it.
It's a good deal.
And it's not just action movies that made...
Joseph Gordon-Levitt was the
Love
roast
him.
master.
Love him.
I didn't know why, but I forgot they were in that movie Looper.
Yeah, where they CGI'd his face to make him look like Bruce Willis.
Yeah, that was weird. That really threw me off for that movie.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was very off-putting to me.
Definitely weird.
He's a star. He's actually a great dramatic actor, too. Like, I loved The Sixth Sense. It's a great movie. And it's a really impressive performance. I don't know how you pretended not to be embarrassed while a 10-year-old kid acted circles around you, but you did it. And the ending, I did not see that twist coming. I mean, I shouldn't spoil it, but, I mean, it's been like 20 years. It's so good. Okay, so at the end of The Sixth Sense, Bruce goes back to making movies.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hear Jeff Ross?
Of course.
He's always good.
But Bruce Willis, you, my friend, are a total original. How is it possible to look like a Nazi and a Holocaust victim? You look like Sir Patrick Stewart if he operated a Ferris wheel.
Oh my God.
How the are you a movie star? You look like a bouncer at a nursing home. You're like Elmer Fudd if he hunted bad scripts instead of wascally wabbits. Bruce Willis wants an Oscar so bad he's slowly morphing into one. We honor the reason the world has a Vin Diesel. Bruce is a real man's man. He told me numerous times not to hold back tonight. And it's been great getting to know you and your lovely family. And I see, I met Rumor, your daughter. Hi, Rumor. I guess that's the name your mom gives you when she's not 100% sure who your father is.
Some good stuff.
Good jokes.
That's on Comedy Central.
That's funny.
And of course, you'll recall Bruce Willis's, he wasn't on the dais, but Bruce Willis in Pulp Fiction with Ving Rhames. Right?
Yes.
You heard the Ving Rhames story?
No.
That a neighbor called 911?
What happened?
A neighbor called 911, said a big black man is breaking into my neighbor's house, and it was him, his house.
And guns were drawn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Open the door, there's a red dot pointed at my face from a 9mm.
Oh, my gosh.
And they say, put up your hands. I said, well, why are you doing this? He said to me, a woman called, this is literally what the police officer said, a woman called 911, said a large black man was breaking into the house.
Yeah, how'd you like that? Your neighbor doesn't even know Ving Rhames lives next door? God
Did he at least go medieval on her ass?
I don't know.
Was he breaking in or was he just going into his house?
Going into his house.
So he's going into his house and they call the police.
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with people?
What burglar is going to open the door to the police? Like,
I got this key.
Yeah, that's what she said. We have the keys.
He used to be driving while black, and now it's just living while black. Just
Living room while black.
Being around town while being black.
He's in that new Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Which people are creaming their jeans over that movie.
And I don't know why, because Tom Cruise is starting to lose it, man.
Well, not a court. People are saying this is the best goddamn movie in the past whatever. And,
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's getting like
the
150
stunts and the
on.
actions were like supposed to be really, really
He's
good
starting
in
to look
it.
real old to me.
Yeah, but
I love these movies, but my wife hates Tom Cruise, so I got to
Yeah.
find time to. It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes, though. I
Jesus.
think
Is it that
mom's in
long?
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your mom's in it.
Yeah.
Oh, Angela Bassett.
That mom.
It's like, does she play a nurse? In it?
About damn time she gets the damn credentials that she deserves. Like, I just don't understand how she hasn't gotten an Oscar yet.
Angela or your mom? What the hell are we talking
Angela
about?
Bassett.
All right, God.
We're lost now.
How Pound Cake's mom got her groove back. I'll have Corona cruise tickets for you on the way back here. We go back out in the Nautica Queen a week from Saturday. And there are plenty of chances for you to win your way on. Next one after the break. 35192 if you want to text. Hit us up at AlanCoxShow.com for anything else.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio.
Yep.
It's like a second parent, really.
Well, because then you go, grandparents are often the glue in a lot of families. So then you go, what's now Christmas going to look like? What's,
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was your charity show, by the way?
It was a great show. It was long. It was very long.
You
It
had
had
like 75 goddamn comedians.
Yeah, and it was a very long but a successful event. And Polk went right before me, and then I closed it out, and Mary was great, and all the comics. Like, that's the thing. It was a really long show, but I watched the whole thing pretty much.
How long was the show?
About 3.5 hours.
And we're
that's not that bad.
were people sitting there for the whole thing, or did some people come in and out?
Some people came in and out, and then by the time I got up, it had thinned out a little bit because it was a little bit of an older crowd too. So by the time I got on stage, some of the older people had they're like, all right, that's good enough, and it's all right. It was a successful show, and it was a lot of fun, and it was cool to see all those different comics go up. There's a lot of talent here. That's what it proves. Is it was a really long show, but a lot of really funny people.
Did anybody get prizes if they stayed to the very end?
One person got a car.
Real? Oh yeah, they
we
gave
did
away
a drawing.
car.
Yeah.
All right. Was that person there? Did you have to be present to win?
No, it was not present to win, and they were not there.
All right.
They won.
It's kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah, it was, and that's like the thing.
Someone that's not here.
Someone and everybody just like, we're so tired of clapping.
Yeah,
but good for them.
Frank Smith.
Yeah.
If only you'd stayed, you could have driven away in your brand new car.
That's
Instead,
right.
you're in your old beat up Impala.
But it was a good show, and
good.
Jeff Davis did a great job putting it all together, and the Adams Board of Cuyahoga County and the Suicide Prevention of Ohio, like they all came together.
Yeah,
and
those are good organizations. there.
Raised a lot of money, and
Yep.
yeah. How are the Few Fighters?
They're great.
Yeah,
I dug them. Yeah.
Aren't the real ones in town like tomorrow or something?
Tomorrow?
Wednesday.
Blossom.
Wednesday.
Or Wednesday, yeah, Blossom.
I was supposed to go, but got school meetings to go to on.
Oh,
so I'm like,
Parenthood.
yeah.
What
But
I
Coheed
liked-
on Saturday or Sunday.
What I liked particularly about Bill's weekend was his trip to the Agora reopening and his attempt
did you
to
go to that?
assimilate with that crowd.
Did you go to that?
Yeah, I went to they had the re-grand opening.
Yeah.
Well, they said in the invitation, dress rock star chic. And
I
I'm like,
loved it.
I don't really have a lot of stuff, so I just threw on a
A
bandana
white bandana
and sunglasses and like a jean jacket and rock that for the night.
Why didn't you wear your leather jacket? That's pretty like rock star. That's
They
pretty...
don't really fit anymore.
And that's more Indiana Jones chic than rock chic.
I just liked his Insta story. He's like, well, they said to dress rocker chic. Here I am. He's got a bandana and sunglasses. I'm like, killing it.
How did you dig up a bandana?
I just bought one.
Oh, you bought a bandana.
I was like, he has
Oh.
daughters too.
Yeah.
I'm sure he can find something.
Now, what would you?
I
have,
actually,
what
I
would you have
tried to
dressed
put an
Bill in?
earring back in. I tried to put an earring back in
God,
for
that
that
would've been
night,
great.
but I couldn't get it in.
I think the move for that kind of occasion is like, a Chuck Taylor shoe a slim fit jean.
That's what I had on. I just
know,
don't have
kind of
really
like
slim
a-
legs.
Bill's not a slim guy.
Yeah.
Kind of like a wrinkly, like maybe relaxed fit T-shirt. And
Right, but that looks cool on
the
guys.
jean jacket's a good idea.
That looks
Yeah.
cool on guys that are 98 pounds.
And I was going for, like-
That's what you're envisioning in your head.
I was going for something ridiculous because I wanted it to be ridiculous.
I know, and
didn't-
it was
like-
funny. I
It's not like
laughed.
my look all the time now. I'm like, I'm going to go overboard because I think it's funnier that way.
Yeah.
And I left my sunglasses on the entire time I was in there. Couldn't see anything.
Oh, you were that guy.
Yeah, but I liked it.
Stumbling
Yeah,
over everything
yeah.
as you're walking around.
But it looked great in there. It looked amazing.
I saw it
Yeah.
from your Insta story. It looked pretty cool. And I've never even been in the original Agora, so this is going to be all I ever know
Oh,
when
wow.
I finally do go.
I mean, like, having been and played at the original Agora, this is everything. I
Yeah.
mean, they've done such a fabulous job with it.
I haven't been in there since they redid it, but
And the big room, I mean, it's epic.
It's gorgeous, and
Yeah.
here's the weirdest thing as soon as you walk in there, because if you know the Agora, you usually go to shows there in the summer, and you're ready for sweaty. Like, you know it's going to be
Yeah.
hot as balls in there.
Right.
And they have air conditioning.
So what
And
kind
you
of
just walk
crowd
in
did they
there and you're
turn
like,
out?
Oh, it's a real who's who of Cleveland.
Yeah. I saw some
what
of
does
our
that mean?
salespeople there.
I don't know who anybody is.
EV turned
Yeah,
up.
I saw EV there, and I don't know, like
I saw a bunch of people on social media that had
just
attended.
like everyone in the music scene and the live event scene, and a lot of
Okay.
there's some people, some media people, and Cleveland scene people and stuff like that.
People you knew?
Yeah.
People you go, hey.
Yeah, it was
What's
a fun
up?
time. Very fun
How you
time.
like my band?
I was a
went
little
to-
disappointed not to go. I'm not gonna lie.
Why didn't you go?
Well, A, I wasn't invited, and B, I wasn't up to it.
You weren't invited.
Was not invited.
You were invited.
Yeah, you were.
That's the thing, is like
Well,
they told me that
usually
we were
an
all
invitation
invited.
requires contacting the person
That's
you're
the thing.
inviting.
Well, why would Bill and I be invited and you not invited?
I was not invited. I don't know how anyone
I
was
just don't
invited, but I
think
was not
they-
invited.
Had the right email for you or something. They probably spelled your name wrong or something.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm
But-
sure that's what it was. An oversight, maybe.
Are you salty about it?
Well, I mean, a gal likes to be asked,
Yep.
but at the same time, I would not have been able to attend.
I imagine you were invited.
I mean, well, I wasn't invited.
I wasn't invited
Well, you
either.
should have
know what I
told
mean?
me. You
Like-
could have had my invitation.
Yeah, but you know what? I couldn't go. So, I mean, I would have wanted to go, and then I would have gone there and had a hard time, and then I would have been... Either way, it just wouldn't have turned out well. I'm butthurt that I didn't go, but if I did go and I didn't do very well there, I would have been butthurt then,
They
too.
do have a lot of couches now, so maybe you would have been
That's
okay.
true. That's true.
Any direction you went, you wouldn't have been able to
Plus,
sit.
I had my parents in town, and my big weekend plan was to go to Hamilton last night, and I wanted to save all my energy to be able to do that.
How was Hamilton?
It was everything.
Still trying to get my daughter tickets for this fakakta thing.
I'm
and
telling you, I think you'll actually enjoy it.
No, I
because-
won't go, but I'm trying to get tickets for her.
Oh, well-
You love history. I don't understand why you
I
wouldn't.
have less. That's history. I have
Musical
less.
history.
I have less than zero interest in seeing
It's
Hamilton.
very cool. For people that aren't into musicals, that and Book of Mormon are two musicals you should see.
Love Book of Mormon.
Yeah, I
but
think-
isn't Hamilton? They're rapping history. I don't need that.
But it's not all rapping. There is some
Oh.
singing as well, and there's some talking. But then there's also like there's
Wait, there's-
modern references.
There's talking, rapping, and singing.
Okay, I'm
There's-
just saying it's not all. It's
Wait,
not all rapping.
There's modern references in a history musical. That's crazy.
The best part is there's
how
like
did they come up with that?
There's some like modern black culture references that I know went completely over my mom's head, and she'd already seen it before. But I felt compelled to like explain to her like, hey, by the way, this is what this meant, and this is what this meant, and she's like, ah.
You were her Hamilton to English dictionary.
I was her black culture to English dictionary because there's little references to black culture in there.
So you are very woke.
Like there's a line that says, "If you don't know now, you know, Mr. President," and I was explaining to my
that's pretty
mom
funny.
what that is a joke about.
Mom, that's a Bill Squire T-shirt.
That's
that
right,
they worked
yeah.
in Hamilton.
Yeah, but we had a blast, and I felt good enough to be able to sit through it, and it was. I bought these seats back when I was on medical leave, hoping that I'd be able to attend, and so it was like a big goal to be able to go and sit through the theater.
Right.
We came up with something. I was like, okay, because I didn't want to be a poor sport. Like, I don't understand. I don't like these punishments. Like,
Well, that's the point. It's not about what you.
Did you shock me? Is that what that is?
Did you get him?
Ow! Ow! Which one was that?
That is the real one.
The vibrator one is just it's a little
Well,
hum on your arm.
I hadn't felt I didn't know what. Ow! I didn't know what a shock collar feels like.
What does it feel?
Vibration.
Yeah, that's
I
a
think
little
it's just
skin.
my reflex. That one wasn't a buzz. Ow!
But
You know
it's gonna be
how
a fun day.
recommend doing that, but
I mean, yep, looks like it does. Oh, he's angry now.
Oh man, we're gonna have a moody pound cake today.
now remember, pound
Just be the winner. Ow! All right, note the thought. Ow!
Now do you understand?
Wait, last year. Ow!
I lost last
But I
year.
can't insult you. Actually, my arm that's not normal. Ow! Leave there. Am I allowed to wear jewelry? Or
I have to
like, is
sit
it-
on
Ow!
this. Yeah, we're gonna shock.
Ow! Of these challenges, like with the
Just because you
with the
haven't
food.
yet doesn't mean that you won't. And what are you gonna do?
Why do you think they make you do?
Celebrate Moses' birthday, like who or death day. Ow!
There was.
Where did 2012 come from? Ow! So every time I talk, I'm gonna get shot now. Ow!
It's always
like that movie Upgrade.
No, like when Eric Cartman and
There is brown noise on there. I don't know if that
son of a bitch.
Bill, I didn't mean Cody Brown noise.
Ow!
I don't know if Queen. Yachtly Crew is going to play live for you. All the ways that you can win your way on. AlanCoxShow.com. Use the keyword Corona. This pair for you. Be at least 21 and be caller number 16. Make it count. Good luck. We'll see you on the 11th. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Rest assured, when all else fails to entertain you, so will he.
You guys suck!
This is the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
35192. You can give me a text. AlanCoxShow.com. Want to hit us up on social media. Live stream is there, too, if you want to watch through our YouTube channel. The Tribe game is away. That's why it's an 8-10 game. They are in Minnesota to play the Twins tonight. I don't think they're back here at home for another few days. So tonight against Minnesota, 8-10 first pitch on MMS. So around 7:37 is when your pregame coverage will begin with all the usual suspects. We've got a live show coming up at Progressive Field. I'm nailing down all the specifics on that, but we will be going back. We always like to do at least one show per season from the ballpark. We always have some dudes coming by, right? That's where we found out that Clevenger doesn't believe in Forrest.
That's right.
Don't start that rumor again.
It's not a rumor. He
We're
sat
talking
right
about
there
spirit
next to us.
animals. We got pretty deep with him.
Let's get more shallow next time.
Yeah.
The fact that people were tweeting him was the best thing ever.
And then he had to come out and say, "Guys, I believe in Forrest."
It was beautiful.
He is my favorite player.
But
though.
that's how social media works.
Mm-hmm.
People get nailed to something that they barely said, and then they have to make ridiculous clarifying statements.
I like when celebrities tell people to stop sending this picture comparisons. Like Miley Cyrus, the picture of her with like really short hair and like a bowl cut.
Yeah.
And then it's like that next to that movie that Ben Stiller did where he went Tropic Thunder, when he made that movie where he played
Simple Jack.
Simple Jack.
Yeah.
So it's a picture of Simple Jack next to Miley Cyrus, and she goes, "I've seen it. You can stop sending it to me now."
Well, that's me when people send me Air Recca.
Yeah.
I get that at least once a week.
Huh.
Or if the Jumbotron of everyone's doing a great job except for Cody.
Yeah,
Like if I had
you
$1,
get that all the time.
if I had $1 for every time, I would be rich.
By the way, speaking of Ben Stiller, he has directed a series for Showtime. A series, not a movie. Patricia Arquette, Paul Dano. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
He's in There Will Be Blood, Little Miss Sunshine. And Benicio del Toro.
Oh, like him.
Ben Stiller directed each of the 8 episodes. It's called Escape from Dannemora. Do you remember Dannemora? Remember the story? Remember the security guard who was banging the 2 prisoners and then she helped get them out?
Yes.
That's what this is.
Whoa.
Really?
Benicio del Toro and Paul Dano will play
The prisoners?
the prisoners, and Patricia Arquette, real-life murderers Richard Matt and David Sweat. This when was it? 2015.
Yeah, Matt and Sweat.
Yeah, Matt and Sweat, a few years ago. And Patricia Arquette is the one who got romantically involved with them. She's going to play the security guard. And there was a manhunt for these guys for like a month.
And she's in prison. Man, is it all worth it? Like, she had to go to prison for those guys.
She bring him cookies that had like a file in it or something.
Yeah.
So it's going to be on Showtime this fall with Ben Stiller directing each of the episodes.
That's a weird
I'll
project
watch
for
that.
him to direct, but I imagine they're going to take like a comedic angle from it.
Yeah, but Ben Stiller has been doing a lot of like off the grid stuff lately that doesn't get that much attention. I feel like he's coming full circle.
Well, he's got all his money now from all the Fokker
Yeah, so now
movies.
he just gets to
he
do
gets to
like
do what he wants. Yeah, Night at the
pet
Museum.
projects,
Yeah, Night at the Museum. I
Yeah.
forget about that.
passion projects. I mean,
yeah,
not
he's-
pet projects.
He's got his money right now, so yeah, because he was always a weird dude. Like if you go back and watch like the old sketch show, the Ben Stiller show, he wasn't like he finally started catering himself more to mainstream stuff, but those sketches on that show were pretty out there.
Yeah,
and so he's always had that desire to be really creative and do different things. So I think it's cool. I think it's good for him.
Richard Matt and David Sweat.
Matt and Sweat.
Michael Imperioli, of course, from The Sopranos, will play New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Okay. Well, there you go.
David Sweat sounds like a rival of Richard Simmons. You know?
Sweating to the oldies.
Yeah.
OG.
He stole my idea. It was my name, and he just took it away.
Okay, I've got some sperm news to go along with that. Politics makes for strange bedfellows. And it's getting very, very, well, man, it's past the little slap and tickle. It's knives out when it comes to some of these local races. There's a GOP candidate in Virginia. Yes. Guy, his name is Denver Riggleman.
So
Great name.
Riggleman's a funny name.
They refer to him as a former Air Force spy. Not sure what that means, but anyway. He's running for 5th District in Virginia. And this is one of these guys who's campaigned for white nationalists. One of these, standard numbskulls. Trying to get elected by hanging out with Nazis. Again, in Virginia, that can go a long way. But his opponent dug through some of this guy's social media postings and found out that he's way into Bigfoot erotica. Of all the weird things. Yeah. He's been posting Bigfoot erotica to his social media accounts, like hand-drawn photos. You know what Bigfoot erotica is?
I imagine it's erotica in the genre of Bigfoot.
True, except in these, of course, as you might think, the Bigfoot, of course, is possessed of a giant hairy rod.
Yeah.
Yes. And so she's...
Well, size at the feet, you know.
Right, so
she's passing these around. She's going, hey, here's a screen grab from what this guy's got in his social media. If you're into Bigfoot erotica, I'm not sure if this is what we need on Capitol Hill.
Let's find out.
Right. He's the author of a self-published book.
Oh, of course it's self-published.
Those are the best kinds. Called Mating Habits of Bigfoot and Why Women Want Him.
I'm buying it.
Yeah. His Democratic opponent, Leslie Cockburn. It's probably Coburn. But again,
Cockburn and Riggleman.
She's been kind of posting this and saying, is this the guy that you want representing you? I guess it comes down to what's too weird for Republican voters, because they've shown themselves to basically accept every friggin' thing that comes along, unless it has to do with, abortion or,
Yeah. That's kind of out there,
Right, but is that a line that some people are going to draw, You've clearly let a whole lot of other things go uncontested. You're going to go, so the guy's into Bigfoot porn, whatever.
With big, Harry, he's got a Harry Henderson.
He's got a big old Harry Henderson.
What?
This guy says that the drawings are just jokes that his military friends played on him. But what this means is that...
Then what about the book?
Exactly.
Also, the white supremacists. What
that
about that?
too.
Yeah, that'd be number one for me.
And how do white supremacists feel about Bigfoot porn?
Yeah.
Why is he black?
Well, he's big and brown.
Yeah, he's not black.
But that's close enough.
Doesn't matter. At least worship the abominable snowman, because at least that person's white, or that thing is white, supposedly.
The Yeti.
The person.
Mm-hmm. That person.
That person's
That
white.
abominable snowman.
The abomination snowman.
Yeah, that's the...
I also like the serial killer who accidentally killed himself.
How?
A German serial killer who had murdered 5 female hitchhikers accidentally killed himself while masturbating.
Whoa.
In his prison cell.
How does that happen?
I'll
Either
tell
die
you.
a hero or live long enough to
See yourself become the villain. See yourself die in a jail cell. I'm glad you asked. I'll tell you how.
Okay.
He gave himself a fatal electric shock after tying a cable from a lamp around his penis and nipples.
Whoa.
Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't gotten to the point in my sexual exploration that I've like, you know what I need to bring in here? Some electricity.
Well, you got time on your hands.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, maybe have these guys out in the yard doing something, you know, because left to his own devices.
Literally.
He was still tied up when they found him in his jail cell.
They probably all fried.
But think about that, though. That's how different other prisons are than here. He removed a cable from his bedside table lamp.
Cute little lamp.
In his jail cell. So he wrapped it around his northerns and southerns and put the other end in a power socket.
You gotta get the positives and the minuses to match up correctly.
Yeah.
Trying to jumpstart it.
Red is positive, black's negative.
I always wondered that about a prison cell, like, because I see some on, like, Lockup, because I love that show. Whenever I get a spare moment, I watch a Lockup show. And some of them have, I think it's probably like, what do they call it? Minimum security prisons where they have, like, the TVs and stuff inside their cell. And then there's other ones that you literally have a toilet and a bed. That's it.
Yeah, that's Supermax.
Okay.
Some big, like the head of the Aryan Nation just died. He was in one of those Supermax prisons in Colorado or something.
He's probably an ad seg.
Don't know about that.
I don't think they could put him in Gen Pop.
Yeah, don't know about that.
Too big of a target.
Didn't read anything along those lines.
And if you are a white supremacist, you do look like a target because of the swastikas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't want to look like that.
Yeah, X marks the spot.
By the way, speaking of swastikas, there are Etsy stores where people are selling like Nazi stuff.
Really?
I know we seem to be in a different time now where people
I'm
are
scared
cool
to like
with
look
that,
for it, but I bet you I could find some.
yeah, Nazi merch on Etsy. It's
They have everything on
strange.
Etsy, really.
Including Nazi rings? I thought those are the kind. I mean, what violates terms of service anymore for some of these websites? I mean,
Let's see.
Jesus.
There's anti-Nazi things.
Well, I'm sure there's some.
There's
of that,
a Nazi puncher hat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a Nazi sticker with Donald Trump's head on it with the little Adolf Hitler mustache.
Oh, cool.
There's a silver handmade ring with the swastika that's going for $786.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Of course, they say it's a symbol of good luck. And for some people, I'm sure it is. But there's a lady in Arkansas who killed her husband because he bought pornography. This guy's never heard of the internet, I guess.
Aw. He just wanted to get
You're
his
wasting
rocks off.
money on porn when it's free on the internet. We're trying to save.
This woman, the
on vacation.
Husband's out in the shed. He's 65 and she's 69.
Yeah.
And they had
nice.
And they had never argued except she got mad and she found out her husband purchased a video pornography via the television guide.
Oh.
Which she then
I've been
canceled.
caught that way before.
And then he,
Oh yeah, back in the day when before the internet had like all the porn. I mean, it was there, but like dial up. I ordered one.
Took too long.
Like my parents were gone for the weekend, and I ordered something, and then the bill came, and they're like, "Who ordered this?" Looks like it was while we were out of town, and Bill was watching the house by himself at like
What'd you
17
order?
years old. Just some like pretty standard like girl on girl, big boob like I don't know.
Pretty standard girl on girl.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, how could you not?
There wasn't a ton of options on there either.
See, what you do is you have to go in there and you have to take a steamer, put the envelope like in front of it so you can you can take the bill out, and then, they have to call back the, company to get the bill.
Yeah, but then they'll get another
Then they get
bill
another copy with the same thing on
and
it.
they're gonna be, and no matter what the bill is, they're gonna be like, "Hey, how come there's $25 on our bill that wasn't there before?"
Mm-hmm.
What the is the internet?
I used to tamper with people's stuff all the time just because I would try to.
What do you
erase
mean
my
tamper
tracks.
with people's things?
Tampering with mail is actually a federal crime.
Back in my old days, I did some very scandalous things.
Like?
That. Just that.
Tampering with people's things?
Well, because I was doing dirt and I didn't want people to find out. So, like...
What were you looking for in an envelope?
It's the same way I got caught stealing my brother's pornos. Like, I took a porn DVD I didn't think he would notice, and he counted them because he was selling them. So I was like, damn it, man.
Yeah, you're messing with his money at that point.
Yeah, but I didn't know Let he me was check out the selling gash, bro.
But what were you looking for in envelopes?
No, I was trying to erase my tracks. Like, I was trying to, scratch out the stuff that I ordered from, like, a pay-per-view. Because it was...
But the price is still there. Like, you still have to pay.
I know that, but it was cheaper. It was, like, $1.99. So my uncle used to order, like, wrestling fights all the time, so they wouldn't really look at it. So I just wanted to, like, cross it off or, like, put, like, a big X on it or something. It was a child's way of thinking. I wasn't thinking properly. But I used to, like, kind of, like, take a butter knife, and kind of go underneath the sticky part so I could, like, get the envelope out.
Did it ever work?
Yeah.
They didn't.
They weren't paying attention to it.
Well, they must have crossed off something on our bill. I don't know how it got scratched out with pen.
He's steaming envelopes open over a big cauldron of...
I would steam them, and then I would take the paper out, and I would, like, take a quarter and just, like, scrub off all the ink, so it would look like it was just kind of, like, faded a little bit, so they couldn't really read it. Like, maybe there was a smudge in the printer or something like that. It would work.
I was obsessed when that movie Blank Check came out. I was obsessed with, like, stealing my parents' checks and, like, writing $1 million checks to myself. My mom's like,
$1 million.
My mom's like, you can keep doing that. She's like, problem is, no bank is going to cash this for you. You're a child.
Not
so
even
like,
the one your father owns.
Yeah. I thought if I just wrote $1 million check out to myself that I could go anywhere and just cash it, like, to the gas station.
Yeah, because you
Kids
can
are
just
dumb.
deposit $1 million into an account.
Yeah,
Well, she didn't even have an account. She was a little kid.
No.
She's like, I'll just put my thumbprint on here, and I'll take that all in cash.
See, at least I was innovative with the steamer. I would take the envelope and put it over the steamer.
I was not advanced at all. I didn't even know how finances work.
Matter of fact, I didn't even have a steamer. I had a the only steamer I had was from the ironing board, so I would hold it and squirt it a little bit and open it that way.
You'd hold it and squirt it?
A little bit.
Just a tad bit. Just a smidge.
I didn't realize that Roseanne interview on Sean Hannity, it was a two-parter.
Oh, wow.
He asked her what she planned to do next.
Tell me what's next for you.
Porn.
Cool. Glad to hear. I will watch it.
She's still funny.
Make no mistake. I will be renting that. And then I will steam the envelope, and I will cross out how much it cost.
Just fade it a little bit.
Planet of the Gapes.
That's probably a thing. That probably exists.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Don't I have a list somewhere of those?
Of porno movie titles?
Yeah, don't I? I feel like I do.
I don't know.
Go through the files.
If you don't, you should really have that at the ready.
I got something.
He's got to go through his 3-ring binder to find his jokes.
I'm trying a new system, and I don't know that it's working that well for me so far. So I'm trying a couple of different systems, and I don't know that the 3-ring.
You need tabs.
Well, I've got tabs.
You look so official the way you just take your finger and put it on your tongue. You just.
The hell is he talking about?
To make your finger wet so you can skim through all the papers.
How else would he do it? Spit on it?
It's just the way in which he does it just looks so professional. I don't know.
Well, I am a professional. Anyway, right, Roseanne.
Tell me what's next for you.
Porn. No, I'm.
Sean had no, seriously, porn.
She should have just left it there. Like that's it.
Yep. Good night, everybody.
No,
Really?
No.
No,
I'm kidding.
What's next? Porn. There's your headline.
No, I'm just loving doing my own stuff in my own studio and
Want to get back
talking
on
to
stage?
people.
You want to hold that
I
mic?
do want to go back on tour. Yeah, I want to go on tour and do my stand-up because my stand-up, I just love and look. I love looking out there, and I don't have I have a really diverse audience of fans, and I'm very proud of that. You know, I don't just have preaching to the converted. I got all kind of opinions, and I try to unify what's universal between all of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's known as, Roseanne, the great unifier.
Hey, I would go see Roseanne if she went on tour.
She was for a little bit.
She said she wasn't feeling mentally healthy at the time, and that's what she told the network.
Then why
I told ABC, I don't feel that I am in a good mentally balanced place because I've been working just way many weeks.
Leading up to this.
Yeah, and going on promotion, crossing from Hawaii to New York, and I became Ambien dependent. And a lot of people have problems with Ambien. They're not going to joke that away.
So she's still going with the Ambien.
Listen, I'm not defending the tweets, but they knew going in that this Roseanne situation was going to be a real crapshoot.
Yeah.
And they rolled, and they gambled, and they lost.
Right.
So the Ambien thing, yeah.
But
Ambien makes people do weird stuff.
But
She's
the
talking
issue is not the original tweet for me. The issue is the subsequent defense of that tweet.
I understand. I'm just talking. I think she's talking about what got her to that place.
Yeah.
And if you're somebody who is already on the precipice of not being able to keep it together,
right?
And then they throw you into some, or you put yourself into some bananas production schedule
Well, yeah,
and
because
writing.
they saw
and,
that nostalgia's big business right now, and they wanted their slice of the pie, and they didn't care if she was
right, but it could have
ready
flopped
for
too.
it.
I mean, in hindsight, we
True.
go, "Oh my God!" But they didn't know. It could have flopped.
I think they knew because nostalgia, like all those.
But there's no way to know. There's plenty of reboots that stink.
True.
That people don't care about.
True,
So,
but they got good writers. They got the entire
Yeah, they
original
did it right,
cast
yeah.
on. I mean, like, as much of a shoo-in as something could be, I think the new Roseanne show was.
yeah.
I think they knew they had a gold mine when they were in production of that show.
They're talking about, because Kelsey Grammer is a well-known Hollywood conservative too, and I love Kelsey Grammer. They're talking about rebooting Frasier.
Yeah. That dude's a douchebag. I don't like him.
Kelsey Grammer?
Ugh.
I like him a lot.
The worst kind.
Well, he might be.
He's a
Kelsey
philanderer
I
and just a real word I can't say on
I
the
know.
air.
And
As
I don't,
a couple of philanderers, I take offense to that.
yeah. And I don't know for me, I don't know what separates somebody like James Woods, who I think is a putz, and Kelsey Grammer, who I like a lot. I don't know what the difference is. They're both like crazy right-wing dudes.
Yeah.
But is he going on the rants about...
Kelsey Grammer, not so much. James Woods is more like,
is ranty,
yeah.
and he's always talking about women, like,
Yes.
making things up, and, like, he's very anti-woman.
Which is weird because they both had similar kind of backgrounds. They were both like drug addicts and philanderers, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But yeah, Roseanne might do porn.
And if they did reboot Frasier, I think it would do well.
Frasier.
Frasier.
Except John Mahoney's dead. He was like the cornerstone of that show.
His ghost, I don't know.
The guy, his
Hologram.
ghost, the John Mahoney hologram. Okay, I'm going to have those Resurrection Tour passes for you coming back. I want to see Puddle of Mud and Saliva and a whole bunch of other bands going to do Akron Civic in a couple of weeks. 35192 to get me a text.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
Anybody watch the Robin Williams documentary? A city in Japan that is suffering from a ninja shortage. I didn't even realize this was a thing.
There are employed ninjas?
Yes.
Like a ninja by trade?
I mean, the hard part is...
Is that a subset of the military?
I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like not really a ninja. Like, you know how at Subway they had sandwich artists?
Yeah.
It's like that, but, for ninjas.
Well,
the hard make fast food, and then you cut it up, and you have to wear a mask.
Right, and they are completely out of fruit ninjas. So those people, that pays less, but yeah. So there's a particular town that I guess the ninja's a big thing with them, and they have a ninja shortage. So I'd imagine the hard part is finding them to pay them. But
what's your social security? It's a cloud.
Yeah.
My favorite movie growing up was that Three Ninjas movie with those kids.
Oh, yeah. Jonathan, the dead kid?
Was it Little Ninjas or Three Ninjas?
Three Ninjas.
It was
Chuck
Three
Norris,
Ninjas.
right?
No, not Chuck Norris.
What am
No,
I thinking of?
little kids were ninjas.
I can't remember. None of the kids actually did any other movies. I don't think so.
Yeah.
And then, but Rob Schneider was in it.
Was he?
No, that was Surf Ninjas. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Surf
I'm
Ninjas,
looking it
yeah.
up now because I'm curious.
How the hell have you seen Surf Ninjas?
How have I seen Surf Ninjas?
Yeah.
Because it came out when I was like 9.
Victor Wong is in it.
Yeah, he was in Prince of Darkness. I'm thinking of Sidekicks.
I've seen that too.
okay.
with Jonathan Brandis.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
I've seen that too.
I remember Three Ninjas, I think, was on the shelf when I worked at Blockbuster 25
Sure
years
This was with Colt and Rocky and Tum Tum.
Yeah.
Like that was their
Tum, yes.
that was their like names.
Guess what my nickname was as a kid when we would play
Tum Tum?
Three Ninjas. Yeah.
You were
Bill,
Tum
you're
Tum.
Tum Tum.
You're the fat one.
Cool. And I wasn't even like a fat kid. I just was like,
Neither was
that,
neither
yeah.
was Tum Tum. He just liked to eat a lot.
yeah.
I was going to say, I
Tum-tum.
didn't think that there wasn't a fat, but it wasn't JTT one of the kids in that, or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was Max Elliott Slade. Never heard of him. Michael Traynor.
Traynor?
Chad and Chad
Traynor?
Power.
Traynor?
Traynor.
Yeah, those kids I don't think had any other career other than like Three Ninjas.
Margarita Franco. I don't know who that is.
Alan, wouldn't it be amazing if the top bidder for Erica's item was that Always Kenny guy from years ago? Remember Always Kenny?
Oh my God. Yeah, I remember.
What if-
Whatever happened? He probably died, right?
Hey.
Like, you're always the one that says that people died, and I'm like, that's so unlikely. This one is pretty likely.
I assume that people who stop calling the show, it's because they finally found something better to do, more worthy of their time, you know?
Or they got a girlfriend or
And
something.
everyone arrives at that point at different times.
Yeah.
Always Kenny did. Drunk Sue will arrive at that point. Dick will eventually arrive at that point. You know?
I don't think so.
I think so. Everyone does. Sooner or later, either by virtue of change of circumstance.
Yeah, or maybe.
You know,
yeah.
It's never too late to
Or a health
reprioritize.
crisis, you know?
Sure. Never too late to reprioritize.
Or maybe their cell phone bill is just too expensive and they need to switch to Sprint.
That's probably what it is.
Man, Bill brought his shoehorn today. Alan, I was worried last night when I was on the hook for $108 for Pound Cake's loofah. I guess I had nothing to worry about. Yeah, well, there you go.
Oh, God.
That's all right.
That's amazing.
That's okay.
I think that was Brother Scott. I think he was the one that
Yeah,
did
he emailed
$108.
me. He emailed me. He's like, I was so nervous. And then, like, he was nervous. And then as soon as he said that, someone took it to like 111. I'm like, you're in the clear, dude.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. And now it's up to $3,000.
We were talking about The Rock the other day and his new movie not doing as well as projected, that Skyscraper movie. But he keeps cranking out movies. And he's got 3 of them slated for next year. He is the highest paid actor in the history of Forbes magazine's Celebrity 100. He made $124 million last year.
That's so much.
From June to June, year to year.
That's
last
amazing.
one to this one. Nearly doubled what he made the year before. $124 million. And I always think of, like, actual actors who were like, God damn it, I studied with
thespians.
You know,
you
yeah,
know?
well, I came out of Ira Sternberg's program or whatever.
yeah.
You know, I studied in New York. I went to Juilliard.
But
this guy,
they're not in it for the money. They're in it for the love of the game.
The art.
Yeah.
The craft.
They're not worried. That's why they're not
Look at
doing
Meryl
movies
Streep.
like Rampage and...
But you want to get, but there's enough ego in it where you want to get paid for your craft if you get to that level.
Well, then do movies like The Rock. Put on a bunch of muscle.
I think that's why
shave your head.
That's why people
and just
like
start farting out some action pics.
That's why people like Nev Campbell and these girls are trying to get these roles. They're like, well, it's high profile. I'll get a payday. And
I'll be honest though, like there's probably a lot of actors that they don't really care if they make more than what they're making. Like they have once you get into $124 million, like, I mean, you have everything you could ever need.
But nobody thinks they make enough money. No one on the planet thinks they're making enough money or what they think they're worth.
I don't know.
I honestly think my toothbrush is still underpriced.
See? Not only does Bill think he's not getting enough, he doesn't think his toothbrush is getting enough.
Yeah.
So The Rock made $124 million. This past year, he technically earned less than Clooney or something. I don't know. But he made a ton of money. But I always think of those actors who they're like, I studied this. Strasberg and, you know, all these people. And The Rock slides in and, granted, he's not doing The Shape of Water, but making money. And he's a hard worker. I mean, you know.
He just shows up, smiles, cracks a joke, and says, follow me.
Yeah. I'm awestruck, and I'm so grateful and pleased. And you got to keep that thing up, too.
Yeah.
Because he's real active on social
Humble
media.
brag.
Well,
I I think because
I don't even think you have to be humble if you
Yeah.
got a number like $124 million. You just go, man, cool. Thank you for coming to my movies.
It's,
You know,
it's one of those things where you're just in shock because it really is crazy to go from a guy that was not making it as a football player to a guy that was a wrestler to a guy that then became the highest paid actor.
Yeah.
And like his first movies weren't like big successes either.
like Tooth Fairy
Yeah.
and stuff
The
like
Mummy.
that. Yeah. Scorpion King.
Scorpion King, yeah.
Tooth Fairy I actually kind of liked. I remember taking
I
my
like the
kids
Tooth
to that.
Fairy. Yeah,
it
it's
was
silly.
funny.
Yeah. Do you still say that he makes every movie better because he's in it?
I do not. No. For a while, I was
That
like...
was your thing for a
It
minute.
was. And I like him a lot. Because when he first started doing Saturday Night Live years ago, people were like, oh, that's really what got him to the next level.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, he's funny. His
yeah.
timing's great. You know, and he's not a young guy. He's like my age, you know?
And it's interesting that he hit so late in life, you know?
It takes a long time to get that big.
Apparently.
So...
well, he also took it from another level too, because like when he was a wrestler, he was a big dude, but he wasn't cut the way that he is now.
He wasn't shredded.
Like
Yeah.
he is shredded. He is massive, and his regimen to stay in shape is insane.
But he's also, I mean, I wonder if he envies Cena's trajectory at all. Because John Cena's real good in funny movies, too. And he strikes me as...
smaller movies.
Huh?
He's not doing, but he's not leading movies. He's not making $124 million a year.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure.
he's just kind of on his climb, too, I think, for movies. But
You think he'll ever go back to wrestling?
Cena?
I don't
Or
know.
No.
The Rock?
The Rock.
Oh, he said he would go back and do something.
He'd have to change his tagline.
Well, they'd have to pay him out the ass, too. But maybe not. What the hell do I know? Oh,
Do you smell what my personal chef is cooking?
Hey, I had cauliflower curry for lunch, and I'll tell you what, it was delicious. I'm still flossing it out of my teeth an hour and a half into the show, but still good. But yeah, he'll never show up on, inside the actor's studio
No,
with James
God,
Lipton.
no.
What if he
by the
wins
way,
an Oscar? What if he gets a role?
Good for him.
That puts him into not only the highest
To play WMMS on iHeartRadio.
Now back to the Alan Cox Show.
Tribe game tonight. They are starting up the series in Minnesota against the Twins at Target Field. That's an 8:10 first pitch tonight on MMS. 7:37 is about the time that your pregame coverage will get going. Of course, legendary Chicago White Sox player Jim Thome inducted into the...
And Indians player.
I'm not familiar with that. Into the Baseball Hall of Fame. All I heard him talking about was his time with the White Sox.
Oh, did you?
That's who he works
That's what you
for.
took from
Yeah,
it?
that's what I mean.
When I was traded to the Sox, I was returning home to the Midwest after we lost Mom. I can't help but think that she was watching over us all, and that maybe she helped bring us back to Illinois to be closer to Dad and the rest of our family. I'm still fortunate to continue to work now for the White Sox alongside of General Manager Rick Hahn, President Kenny Williams, and working for the best boss in the world, my good friend and mentor, Jerry Reinsdorf.
Well, there you go. I didn't hear any mention of the Indians in there, but so I'll take your word for it that
Okay.
he played for them. But we can all share Jim Thome, though, can't
Sure,
we?
yeah.
He's a
He's
Met.
retired
he's
now.
ours.
Please. He got booed at the field the first time he came back with the White Sox. Tribe fans booed him when he came back.
They missed him. That's what we do.
Boo! Welcome back. Boo!
No, we weren't saying
They
boo.
weren't
We were
boo, they were
saying
crying.
tone.
Right.
No, they were saying boo-hoo.
Boo!
Yeah, there you go.
Boo-hoo! We really missed you.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it was still the Jake back then, I think, when he came back to play for the Indians, wasn't
Yeah.
it? So, yeah, it's
Are you saying boo or boo earns?
yeah, see? Some loyalty. He's a pride of Peoria, Illinois. What do you want?
Yeah.
Jim effing Thome. That's what they called him when he'd come into town to destroy these other teams. That's why the Sox brought him on. They're like, if you can't beat him, hire him. That's what they did.
Is that what they say? Is that the saying?
Yeah.
If you can't beat him, hire him. Bill, in baseball, that's the saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Adoy. Anyway, so congratulations to Jim Thome. Hey, listen, you know, Peoria's got a couple of things going for it. He's just one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Richard Pryor, it's his hometown.
Okay.
Sam Kinison.
Okay.
The great band Mudvayne. Remember Mudvayne?
Oh, how do you know that?
Sure. They're from Peoria.
But how do you know that they're from Peoria? I didn't know that.
Because you've given up on your hometown, Erica.
I didn't give up.
You've divested yourself of all whatever.
Are you from Peoria? I thought you were from Chicago.
Yeah, I'm not from Peoria.
But you know what's going on downstate.
No.
Pardon me.
I'm sorry I didn't know Mudvayne was from Peoria.
No, you probably weren't into him, though.
No.
All right.
It's
Well,
just a
'cause-
random fact.
No, it was the local hook. When you were playing them on the radio, you'd go, hey, they're from Peoria.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Well, there's
My
that.
station played them. We go, hey, they're from Peoria.
Okay.
They were like...
So then you knew it from having to provide anecdotes on the radio, not because you lived in Illinois.
No, that's how I know everything, is from having to provide anecdotes on the radio.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point. So it's not that I gave up on my hometown.
It is.
Okay.
What I say, Jim told me, and you go, Indians. No,
He got
White
inducted
Sox.
as an Indian.
The White Sox.
Indian.
Did you hear him mention the Indians there? Did he go, hey, thanks, Cleveland? Nope.
That was just one part of the speech.
I mentioned the Indians because I knew you were going to say that he only mentioned the White Sox.
Did ya?
Yeah.
Who's he working for?
The Sox.
Where's his statue?
I'm sorry?
Where's the statue of him?
Well, yeah, because they knew he was never coming back. They're like, oh, maybe we'll get him back here, right? Jim told me. Give me a break. Anywho.
We couldn't share him. Remember
That's
that?
you
True.
Said that
I
did say that. And listen, a lot of teams get to share Jim Tomey. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Chris Hardwick's coming back.
I saw that.
They did their own investigation over there. You know what, though? That girl his ex-girlfriend, who never really name-dropped him, but everybody inferred who she was talking about, she didn't participate in their investigation. She's like, and I thought it was kind of disingenuous. Listen.
Well, how do you do an investigation, a thorough investigation, if she doesn't participate?
You can't force people to talk.
Yeah, but
they went to her, and that's how you end up with an investigation that doesn't show any wrongdoing.
You force people to talk, then you have a whole nother investigation on your hands.
Mm-hmm.
But this Chloe Dykstra, this girl that he went with for a while, she was talking about someone famous, and everybody knows what happened with the Chris Hardwick thing. So AMC pulls him. He was hosting Let's Talk About Dead People.
Talking Dead, and then he was also supposed to start doing his own talk show.
Let's talk
like the
about
first
dead
episode.
It's Talking with Chris Hardwick.
Yeah.
Was in the can. Like the first episode was supposed to air that week, and then she dropped that article.
He's hosting that LeBron game show. All this stuff.
Oh, right.
The Wall.
Yeah.
So Chris Hardwick's a busy guy. But listen, I think people should be able to tell their stories. But if you're going to throw a guy under the bus and then go, I never said who it was.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking to ruin anybody's career. Just wanted to speak my truth. Like, okay.
Then what's the purpose?
But you did kind of temporarily. I don't know. Because he's still going to have that stink on him.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go, I know what's up with him. Is it not enough that this guy can cut his own steak with his nose? Is that not embarrassing enough? So AMC says they're bringing him back because it's the appropriate thing to do.
He's like the Ryan Seacrest for nerds. You know?
I think that's redundant.
Yeah, it's a good place to be, though.
The Ryan Seacrest for nerds?
Ryan Seacrest is for housewives. Chris Hardwick is for nerds.
Oh.
Well, yeah, that's why he started the Nerdist Company.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think this will happen with James Gunn?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think
That
so
he'll be
too.
reinstated?
Yeah.
Yvette Nicole Brown from Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, that's the real loss here.
Love her.
She's the interim host. Yeah, you don't ever want to get a gig off of somebody else's bad fortune, but that's how things work. Yeah, she's got to be like, well, God damn it, I was ready to do this.
She stay working. She stay with a job.
So the Walking Dead Season 9 preview special that's coming up on August 5th, and she'll be a guest on Talking Dead on August 12th.
This is Rick's last season.
They should just make it the show's last season.
I just don't know why they'd get that information out there. I don't know why they'd say it's my last season.
To drum up anticipation for the final season that he's on.
But
That's good promo. If it's going to be Rick's last season, they'll go,
You want to know why?
yeah, what's going to happen to him? What's going to happen to his character? I mean, he'll die, obviously. But
And to think that Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick Grimes on The Walking Dead, that he left the show only 3 seasons after I did. It's amazing. It's incredible when you think about it.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for him. Yeah, I just think that that's something that you would just keep to yourself. Right. First of all, why the hell are you leaving that show? I know
He's got to get out and go do other roles.
He's probably got projects in the works.
What, Love Actually 2? What other movie was that guy in?
Hey, Love Actually is a good movie.
Yeah,
Love Actually 2, Actually
ago.
Love.
What else? What's he going to do?
I don't know.
Actually Love.
He's probably got something, or he's just done with it. Sometimes
I'm done with making tons of money for a show that I'm barely in.
But if you feel like the ship is sinking, you jump off.
Well, you know who the real winner in this is?
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus.
Mm-hmm.
Because
he'll be the new star.
Well, yeah, because he's like, I think I might want to go too. And they go, oh, we'll give you anything.
Yeah.
And he's the one people like anyway.
People love him.
They can stand to lose Andrew Lincoln. They can't stand to lose Norman Reedus.
I feel like they should just end the show.
Yeah.
It's just run its course.
What else are you going to squeeze out of that fruit?
Mm-hmm. You're going to get into another war with another group of people that are...
Yeah.
They do things a little
when
bit different.
When do the books end? What does the book end on?
Well, it just keeps... The book,
Keeps
I
going.
think, is still going.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he goes, look, I live in England, and I have kids, and they're getting older, and I want to go home. I get that. You know, if you're shooting in Atlanta along,
I forget he's British.
Yeah. And then they move, what's his name, over to the spin-off?
The
Didn't
black dude.
Morgan?
Yeah.
Lenny James. Yeah, he's a British guy, too. They moved him over to the other show. But I don't watch that.
Fear the Walking Dead?
Yeah.
That one?
Don't watch that
Never
one.
got on that one.
Yeah, I watched the first season of that and was just
Same.
like, meh.
I didn't care about the characters.
Nope. And then I was the last one to watch Walking Dead. Like, you guys all gave up on it last year, and Alan a couple years ago.
I gave up on it a couple years ago.
Yeah, see, and I stuck through like half of last season, and I was just like, boy, I just don't care. And like, I was so excited for
what's his
Jeffrey
name?
Dean Morgan
Yeah.
as that guy, but
Negan, they
Negan,
really
just
jammed that up.
Just wasn't good.
Alan, is LeBron's show really called the LeBron Games Show?
No,
it's
it's
not.
called The Wall.
It's The Wall. Right.
He opened his school. Did you see that?
I did see that.
The I Promise School.
Mm-hmm.
Looks dope. He's got game-worn shoes up on the wall in the lobby.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
Every day there's going to be a different shoe missing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he talked about becoming a Laker. He's very excited about it.
Well, it's a prestigious organization. I get it.
He's earned his stripes.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Of course. I just, when people complain...
Still a LeBron fan.
When people complain about his loyalty, I'll let him talk about it.
And then on the other end, I'm moving. I'm moving to Los Angeles. This is kind of like a dream come true for me. You know, growing up, you know, I was a Cowboys fan, I was a Bulls fan, I was a Yankees fan, and
all over the place.
Didn't hear him mention any Ohio teams there.
Yeah, he was always a front runner.
Huh.
We all knew this. We knew this.
It's okay. We got our championship.
Yeah. I was a Cowboys fan. Oh, yeah? But you like the Cavs? No, Bulls. But the Indians? No, Yankees. Oh. Oh, well. All right.
It's okay.
I agree it's okay. There's a lot of people who got their undies in a twist over this.
Doesn't matter. It wouldn't sound as good. Like, the Cleveland, this is for you. That wouldn't sound good in any other city. It had to be Cleveland.
No, because that city wouldn't be called Cleveland. So there's no reason he would say that.
Do it as another city.
Chicago, this is for you.
Hey, it's the championship for you.
Where's my garlic bread?
No, I heard, I didn't hear Italian. I thought it was Asian or something. This is for you. I couldn't tell what the hell he
All
was
right,
doing.
give me another one.
What
Give me
was
another
that?
city. I don't know. Give me
Fort
another.
Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale, this is for you.
Why did he do a southern? He's like, Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, Florida is the South. I'll give him that.
But LeBron is not going to have an accent. LeBron's still LeBron.
I understand that, but it's still...
LeBron's also not Asian, but he gave him an Asian accent.
Poundcake's making it his own, and I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Tallahassee. I don't know why I keep going to Florida. They're just funny ones.
They sound different in the panhandle, so keep that in mind, Poundcake.
Tallahassee, this is for you.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. All right.
Walla Walla, Washington.
Ottumwa, Iowa.
Walla Walla, this is for you.
Walla Walla or nowhere.
West Middlesex, Pennsylvania.
Damn it, man. Okay. West Middlesex, this is for you.
West Middlesex, Pennsylvania.
Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Oh, boy.
Intercourse, this is for you.
I love that it's just a smattering of people cheering.
Sure. Well, it's a small town. I mean, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Bend, Oregon.
Bend, this is for you.
That's exciting. He really is a man of 1,000 voices.
It doesn't really work with like one syllable. You know what I mean? Because you had to go, Bend, this is for you.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
Mishawaka, Indiana.
Oh, I dated a dude from there.
Mishawaka, this is for you.
Listen, Mishawaka needs all the help they can get.
Yeah.
So that's good.
And then on the other end, I'm moving. I'm moving to Los Angeles. This is kind of like a dream come true for me. You know, growing up, you know, I was a Cowboys fan, I was a Bulls fan, I was a Yankees fan, and I've always felt like that was like one of the historic franchises. And you look at the Lakers, you know, being able to play for a historic franchise, you know, with so much history. And now being able to partner with Magic Johnson, someone I kind of like, you know, looked up to when I was younger and wanted to make no-look passes like Magic, wanted to get on the break and be Showtime like Magic, and then for it to all come to fruition at this point, I think timing is everything.
Did he say fruition?
No, he said fruition.
Okay.
So is Magic the GM?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is, okay.
Yeah.
Well, no wonder
Or
he
like
wants to play
president
for
or
of
something like that.
operations
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
I get that LeBron wants to work with him, and it's a legendary organization. I mean, everybody, like, that's, if you're a kid playing basketball, the dream is to, like, make it onto the Lakers.
Well,
It just
or
is.
just go, if you've been playing for a guy like Dan Gilbert, of course you want to play for Magic Johnson. You know,
Yeah.
a guy who's probably had a lot of the same struggles and gets the big picture a little bit better.
I think I'm sure a lot of people are butthurt still over LeBron leaving, but I'm really like at peace with it. I'm going to root for him this year, and unless they're playing us, and you know.
Actually, I might go back to the top of the show, something we talked about earlier. I might have read that all wrong. Maybe they're not getting rid of the Brony convention. Maybe they're getting rid of the Bronny convention. Is that a thing?
Oh.
Does his son already have a convention?
I don't think so, but he did dunk for the first time over the weekend. I saw that.
In a game?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was like a warm-up, but like it's his first ever like successful dunk, so
Aw.
everyone's celebrating. I remember the first time I ever dunked.
Fries into ketchup?
Yeah.
You were right there with
Ouch.
him. Yeah.
Okay, just let me pretend for a moment.
Oh, sorry.
You like to sniff my testicles.
She knew where you were going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to
No
the rim.
illusions.
Just got verbally posterized.
Yeah, you came with that fire.
Posterized.
That's like the block for that LeBron had.
Sorry.
It's all right. It was funny. I'm okay with being the butt of the joke. I'm not like Pound Cake. If you make a joke about me, I'm going to be like, what? I didn't make a joke about me.
I'm not like that. I was over here minding my business, not saying anything, enjoying the conversation.
Yep.
You literally said that exact phrase earlier today.
I did say that.
Doing shout outs to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Just let me do them.
This is for you.
All right. How about Redding, California?
Redding, this is for you.
He's talking about water and hoses. All right, listen. We got to go. It's been fun, but, you know, it's got to. Bill, what do you want to throw in?
Nothing really going on this week, so just follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Bill Squire, and check out my album Decisions Aren't My Thing on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Pandora, wherever you listen to streaming services.
You can follow me on the old Instagram at Erica Lauren Loves, Erica with a K, love spelled L-U-V-S. And you have yourself a good rest of your Monday. Many blessings.
Pound Cake.
Radio Cody B on Twitter and Instagram, and Cleveland, this is for you.
All right, good. I will be at Around the Corner looking ahead to Saturday. It will be the last of our Corona Cruise ticket stops. I'll have a chance for you to win right there on the spot. It's only an hour, though, so 9 to 10 Saturday night. I'll get back to Around the Corner in Lakewood. We were just there for the bar crawl. Always have a blast there. So I'll see you there. Today's show available podcasts at AlanCockShow.com, ACS podcast up top. And we archive the live stream at our YouTube channel as well. The Last 10 is next after the break. If you weren't with us for the top of the show, play you back something you might have missed. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow at 2. Tribe game later on tonight, 8:10 first pitch in Minnesota against the Twins. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, and I will see you in hell.